economy increases given like the 10 or 20 year lifespan of the bill.
No,
And Ryan, I appreciate you with the
where are we gonna
$25 on
get-
Venmo. I really appreciate you for the love, Ryan. W's for Ryan in the chat. Thank you for the $25.
Where are we going to get the money to support our American businesses?
So once again, those investments are like typically self-sufficient over 10 or 20 years. That's the point of the subsidy. Where is Donald Trump going to get the $4 trillion associated with his tax cuts for the top 1%?
Okay, again, the tariffs on foreign-made products give that tax to the American government.
So once again, tariffs are bad because they cause inflation and destroy American-owned businesses.
Okay, tariffs on foreign-made products.
Can you respond to that point? Like you're acting like a robot. Tariffs are bad because they cause inflation by reducing the overall supply of goods, meaning that with a consistent demand, the equilibrium price goes up, right? And tariffs are bad because the goods that are imported, that tariff is passed off as a tax to the consumer. And tariffs are bad because they start trade wars in which other countries around the world then place tariffs back on us, causing our exports to decline, which bankrupts American businesses that rely on exports. Can you respond to any of those points?
Dean, I asked you a simple question to start
Okay, if
this
you don't
off.
respond to any of those points, I'm going to kick you.
I asked you where are we going to get the money to support it.
And I've already answered your question 3 times.
You didn't answer. You said we're going to support our businesses. It's self-sufficient. That's not saying where you're getting the money.
Yeah,
You're just
so
gonna
like
go
when we
into debt?
invest, yeah,
Are we
when
gonna
we
go into
invest
debt?
into businesses, we go into debt. So in the long term, we reap the gain
Okay,
of like
okay,
the
that
additional,
answers my
like, money
question.
added to
Thank
our
you.
economy.
That answered
can you
my
answer my
question.
question
Thank you. Can you repeat it? Sorry, I was so focused on mine.
Oh my God. Yeah. So once again, tariffs are bad because tariffs cause inflation by lowering the overall supply of a good with a consistent demand that causes equilibrium price to go up. And tariffs are bad because that tax, right, on the goods that are imported is passed off to the consumer. Okay.
You're telling me
Tariffs cause
statements. You're
inflation,
not
tariffs
asking
are
me a
bad.
question.
Right. So in lieu of the fact that tariffs are bad, right, why would you support a tariff system that would regressively impact the low and the middle class the most?
Okay, so we have different opinions on that, and that's okay. I support
Can
taxing.
you tell me why I'm wrong?
I didn't say you're wrong. I said we have different opinions.
I know, but that would imply that you think my opinion is incorrect.
Okay, but we're allowed to. We're allowed to disagree.
Yeah, but this is a debate live, dummy.
Okay, but I just want to say my
Lisa,
opinion.
thank you so much for the $30 on Venmo. Let's get some W's in the chat for Lisa. I really appreciate you for the $30 on Venmo for trying to educate the dimwits. I really do appreciate you for that. Yeah, you're supposed to like debate my opinion, okay? All right, Cookie. All right, so go ahead and debate my opinion. I'm gonna kick you.
My opinion is
Okay, yeah. This isn't like this. I'm not your therapist. I'm not here to listen and like. I don't know,
I
sit
believe
back
that
and agree.
my tax that I pay when I buy Chinese-made products is going to support everything that we need to invest in American-made businesses.
Yeah, so over the next 10 years of Trump's tax cuts are estimated to cost $4 to $5 trillion. Could you please give me a study that indicate that we'd be able to generate $4 to $5 trillion in 10 years through tariffs?
We can generate money other ways.
Okay, so where's that money going to come from?
We can generate money from buying, producing, and supplying our country with our own oil instead of buying and selling. So we're buying foreign oil and selling domestic oil.
So we're actually more energy independent under Harris than we were under Trump. We produce more oil here at home in the U.S. and we're less reliant on imports. Meanwhile, under Trump, we were more reliant on imports and we produced less oil.
He's still going to impose tariffs on oil, no?
Tariffs on domestically produced oil? What the
No,
fuck is
foreign.
a tariff?
Foreign.
He says he wants to put tariffs on anything. I'm still waiting for you to indicate to me a study that tariffs will be able to generate $4 to $5 trillion over 10 years.
Well, again, so if we're importing oil and putting tariffs on that, importing anything and putting tariffs on that, it's going to be a lot of money.
I have a question. So the oil that we import that's going to have a tariff placed on it, is that going to cause the price of gasoline to go up at the pump?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we would agree that tariffs are inflationary?
Yeah, for a short-term gain.
So you want to cause
For a
inflation?
short-term loss, sorry.
So do you think that U.S. producers will be able to account for all the imported goods? And then also, once they do account for the imported goods, that would mean that we're no longer relying on imports, so tariffs won't be generating our government revenue. And when tariffs stop generating our government revenue because we're so reliant on U.S. producers, well, this means that Donald Trump's tax plan will no longer be self-sufficient. Oh, crazy. Yeah, skedaddle. We're going to go to move on to our next guest, y'all. Everyone, just give us a minute. For the 2.4 thousand people in here, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen. We're going to go to get our next guest, Davion Cup in the box, everyone. Make sure that we're double tapping, y'all. Let's go ahead and get up to 200,000 likes and share out this live with a handful of friends here. What's going on, Davey? Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah, so I just wanted to say, first
How
of
old
all,
are you?
I am voting for Trump, and
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay. Why are you voting for Trump?
Well, I was going to get into that, but I just wanted to say, if my son was ever like you, I'd put a bullet in his head and tell him he's a fucking faggot.
Okay.
Fucking pussy, bitch!
Yeah, I mean, first of all, don't slur my live. I usually like kick people out when they slur, but you're gonna be an exception. Because did you just say that you'd like unalive your own son? Unmute your mic. Calm the fuck down. I always kick people when they slur. I'm not gonna kick you because I actually want to look at what you just said. Did you just say that you'd unalive your own
If
son?
he was like you.
So you'd kill your son?
No, not obviously, but he's a fucking faggot if he's like...
Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, that's MAGA for you. I apologize for his use of slurs, chat. He would kill his own son if he wasn't a Republican. Yeah, that's seriously like the modern Trump movement. I mean, that's insane, guys. They're willing to kill their children if they're not Republicans. Like that is literally what you just heard him say. Unalive your kids if they're not voting for Trump. Like that. Okay. Anyways, hop in the queue if you're voting for Trump. MAGAs are full of hate. That's a fact. And let's go to get our next guest. Will up in the box. And by the way, guys, if you guys had a Republican kid, would you unalive them? We're gonna go to get our next guest up in here, y'all. Spam MAGA in the chat if you do want to come up and debate. Let's go and see what our next guest has to say. Hey, what's up? What a name. Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Obviously, your name's out. Okay. Why?
I like what he said about not taxing overtime. How about getting rid of all overtime tax? Because
Sir, I appreciate you for that.
I'm living check to check, and if he does that, that would help me tremendously.
Yeah, so here's the thing. So before he announced no tax on tips, overtime, or Social Security, the CBO estimated that his tax cuts would cost $4 trillion. When we add in these no tax on all these other things, it's going to get closer to $5 trillion. I'm going to say that Donald Trump is lying and he's not actually going to implement this because he will have no new way to generate that government revenue. What is going to pay for that $4 to $5 trillion? Okay, so what specifically is he going to cut that would save the government $4 to $5 trillion of government spending over the next 10 years?
We do research on how to get lesbians pregnant in prison, for one. We can cut that. We can cut a lot of bullshit studies.
We do research on how to get lesbians pregnant in prison?
Yes, we do research on that. The federal government pays
dude?
money.
What is going on with like these weird ass guests, dude? What is a continent?
You can look this up. This ain't
Hey,
lies.
what is a continent?
The continent?
You heard me. A continent.
A continent would be North America, South America, Asia, what? Africa?
Okay, so how many continents are there?
7.
Okay, name them.
Asia, North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Australia, Antarctica.
Oh, good job, buddy. You got through it. You got through it. So I just want to clarify here. Our federal government spends $4 to $5 trillion every 10 years researching how to get lesbians pregnant in prison. Is that your claim?
Not that much money, but
Okay, so where's the money going to come from?
Way too much on...
I asked you where the $4 to $5 trillion is going to come from that is supposed to pay for Donald Trump's tax cuts, and you want to talk about lesbians getting pregnant in prisons. Like, dude, please just tell me where this money's
many
literally.
social programs we could cut.
Oh, like what?
Like food stamps.
Oh yeah. So let's kick the low and the middle class in the ass, and
If
just
you're
to
on
uplift
food
the high
stamps
class,
for
right?
5 years, it's time to get off.
Oh wait, I just want to clarify. In your bio, it says that essay is not okay. So
There
why are
should
you
be
voting for a rapist?
Time limits for how long you get that stuff. It should not be forever.
Okay, I have a question. So you said your bio says essay is not okay. So if you don't think essay is okay, why are you voting for essayer?
I'm not.
Yeah, Donald Trump. You said liable for raping E. Jean Carroll.
No. That's false.
Was it? He wasn't. That's false. Guess what? It's true. Here's the jury verdict form. So here's actually the name of the district court. This is from
Yeah,
the
with
state
a
of New York.
appointed judge by Obama. How is that not?
And then specifically speaking, right, we could look at the jury verdict form from the jury, not the judge, by the way. They specifically held him liable for sexually abusing Miss Carroll, right, which was the penetration of her vajayjay with the use of his fingers, right, which is what we would colloquially understand grape to be, right? So the fact that you're going to sit here and just like lie saying this isn't true is embarrassing for you, little bro. But feel free to unmute that mic. I'm going to go and get my other green screen back up now. It's not popping up for everyone in here. Just give me a second here. Okay, it looks like he left. Dude, the green screen thing is tweaking out on TikTok right now. There we go. He left. Let's get some runner emojis in the chat, y'all. We got our green screen coming back up right now, y'all. Let's get some massive runner emojis in the chat. He literally ran away. Dude, I fucking love having that screenshot ready to pull up. Joe, I appreciate you for the $20 on PayPal saying good morning, Dean. It's always good to see you. Joe, it's good to see you too, man. Let's get some W's in the comment section for Joe. And thank you for the $20 on PayPal. W's for Joe. Hi, Corey. Are you voting for Trump?
No, I'm not.
Hey, W, appreciate you for coming up, man. We are just looking to debate Trump supporters. We got our next guest, Hector, loading up into the live for the 5.7 thousand people hanging out with us in here today. Make sure you guys are double tapping. Hector, hi, are you voting for Trump?
I was, but you've convinced me to vote for Kamala. I just want to say, I saw your
W. I really appreciate you for the love, Hector. Let's get some W's in the chat for Hector. That is awesome, man. Massive W's for Hector. Holy shit, the GOAT. Mr. Anthony, are you voting for Trump?
Trump, 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 follow me. Trump, Trump, follow me. Trump, Trump, follow me. Trump, Trump, I've been in Trump Tower. Follow me.
Okay,
Follow
Anthony,
me.
so I have a question. What is one policy Trump passed while he was president?
Build a wall.
So no, he actually didn't pass a policy to build the wall. That was an executive order. So, and it built less than 50 miles. What's a policy he passed?
Abortion. Ban abortion.
So he actually didn't implement a ban on abortion, and that wasn't a policy. That was electing 3 justices to the Supreme Court. So what's a policy he passed? Oh, what happened? What happened to your confidence, little bro? What happened to your confidence, Spooky? Come on, Cookie. Okay.
I'm from the UK, yeah, but I'm a dual citizen, so I don't know if people are commenting that.
Did. All right, we're gonna go to get our next guest, Caleb Boy, up in the box. Yeah, Cookie got pressed, y'all. For the 6.5 thousand people hanging out with us in here today, if you want to support me, my Venmo, my PayPal, they're in the bio. What's going on, Caleb? Are you voting for Trump? Caleb is not here.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Let's go, dude. Hey, guys, make sure if you're in the queue that you're voting for Trump. And Eliza, thank you for the $5 on PayPal saying, how do you have all the patience to do this? I don't. It's a lie. We're going to move on to Buddy. Hi, are you voting for Trump?
Yes.
Okay. Why the hell would you want to vote for the 34 count felon racist rapist? Tell me.
Because he does that little dance, you know?
Okay. All right. We have a lot of trolls in the queue today, guys. We are just looking for real debates. So please, if you're in the queue and you're just here to troll, hop out of the queue. We're just looking for some real debates here today. All right. We need to provide actual debates to the people. I'm going to start banning people that come up here to troll. Nothing against y'all. In fact, I love you guys, but that's just the incentive for y'all not to join in on the queue. Santiago. Sorry, your name is not Santiago. My apologies. Are you voting for Trump?
I am.
Okay, your mic is very muffled. I'll go ahead and give you about 10 seconds here to fix your mic. If you can, I'm just going to move on.
Better?
No, not better. I do appreciate you for coming up, though, man. For the 7,000 people in here, everyone just give us a minute. We got our next guest loading into the live literally right now, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, are you voting for Trump?
No, but I want to say you're awesome.
Thank you so much for coming up. I'm just looking to debate Trump supporters. I do appreciate you so much for coming up. Moving on to our next guest here, y'all. Everyone just give us a minute. Hi, are you voting for Trump?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, why?
So I'm voting for him because of his previous economic policies. I
what?
liked his foreign policy. His economic policies, I appreciated the tariffs on foreign industry because at that time, when we were looking at our American industry, we're literally losing our auto industry down in Mexico.
Yeah.
We were in the COVID crisis. We realized that.
So we actually didn't place tariffs on Mexico. We actually reduced tariffs with Mexico under Trump.
No.
Yeah. The USMCA reduced
I'm
tariffs
saying
on Mexico.
As a general consensus, we saw it was an example of an industry that had left. Right.
No, I just want to clarify. So you said that you like Donald Trump's tariffs because we were
Yeah.
producing a lot of our vehicles in Mexico. Okay.
No, no.
So
was
okay,
saying that
repeat
as-
what you said. Make
No,
it
so-
$5 on Venmo.
So what I was
Yeah, thank
saying
you for the
was
gym gun.
our industry was leaving, and one of the examples was that our car industries, like the previous 2 years, were moving there. But we also lost a lot of our medical manufacturers to China, who they were extremely tariffed. We even tariffed our own allies. I also liked our foreign policy at the time.
Can we talk about the economic policy first?
Yeah, we can stick there. That's fine.
Yeah, so first of all, we've always had car producers in Mexico because that's where Volkswagen produces.
No,
okay?
yeah.
So Volkswagen
But they're not
has
an American company.
Hey, man, I need you to go ahead and just be quiet and let me finish.
Okay.
So Volkswagen produces down in Mexico, and by the way, we do have an American branch of Volkswagen, and then specifically speaking, like a lot of car manufacturers have followed. This has been a constant trend since the 90s. This is nothing new. And then specifically speaking, tariffs are bad, bro. I don't understand why Republicans love tariffs because they're antithetical to their worldview. A tariff is a hard, blatant, and pure restriction on the free market impeded on by the government, okay? Right? I thought that you guys stood for a free market. I thought that you guys like totally free, laissez-faire capitalism. But as soon as we talk about tariffs, you don't, okay? And that's the issue.
No, sorry.
Like tariffs
Bob.
cause inflation and they're regressive on the low and the middle class. They make life harder for the average American.
So my argument against that would be then if it is something that is harming the middle class and we have been running this Republican style laissez-faire and we've been letting it go, why has the middle class been doing worse without them? And then also I understand what you're saying that typically a classical Republican would be against those tariffs, but I don't think that that's the modern Republican at all. We're looking to protect our industry and everything like that because.
So how about you protect our industries, right, through investment and innovation, not
Where's
by
that money
forcing the
coming
government
from?
to bail you out specifically? So the money, so we invest into these companies to reap the gain in the long term.
So
But if
you
you're
want-
specifically
you want-
worried about where, no, 1 second. But if you're specifically worried about where money is coming from to pay for things, where's the $4 to $5 trillion going to come from to pay for another 10 years of Trump's tax cuts?
I wouldn't be against downsizing our intelligence agencies. I wouldn't be against I wouldn't do the wall. I'd cut that out of our budget. That's a waste of money. I would cut out a lot of our investments into like the FDA, who doesn't do anything. I would lower some of our education spending for universities that overcharge our middle class students. I would cut from all. There's so many different ways. I'd stop sending money overseas to nations. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather keep it here and invest in our infrastructure.
Yeah, so like 2% of our global budget goes to countries overseas. So that alone will not account for the $4 trillion. Every
itself,
single
no.
year we spend about $80 billion on our intelligence agencies. That will not account for the $4 trillion. You've literally named nothing that will account for the $4 trillion. Not to
itself,
mention that if you care about reducing our debt, Trump signed more debt into.
Sorry about that,
man.
No, that was my kid.
Yeah. I appreciate you for coming up, man. You were pretty smart. I wish that we could have a full, like, fleshed out conversation. I just don't want to deal with a baby screaming in the background. Just take care of your kid, man. Take care of your kid. Hey, Faith, are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay, why is that?
Why not? He had a better economic.
You had a better
Excuse me.
economic?
He had. Yeah, I just woke up. I just took a nap. Sorry. I popped up on here and I saw you giving out false information.
Like what?
Well, you said that the E. Jean Carroll thing. What were you saying about her? That
I said that Donald Trump is a rapist.
Oh no, he's not. You
Yeah,
know,
he
she
is.
admitted on live TV that she was lying about that, right?
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she did. You can
Okay,
look it up.
show me.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, so everyone, I just want to clarify this. I
Just
want
bring
everyone.
me back up in just a minute.
No, don't, do not drop. Do not leave. Do not run
Okay.
away. I want you to find me this source while you're on
Yes,
live. Okay.
I will.
All right. So you can tell me what to type it on my computer, or you can go
Okay.
on pause and find it yourself while you're still connected.
Just type it in. Just type in E. Jean Carroll admits that grape is sexy, and that Donald Trump did not do that to her.
Okay, Faith. So you're going to be referencing her interview with Anderson from CNN. So she said that
Yes.
other people think grape is sexy, which is true.
No,
it's
no, no. She
romanticized and
said
fetishized in
she
books,
thought-
TV.
She said she thought it was.
Okay, so if you're wrong, let's wager a bet. If you're wrong, will you pay me $100?
No,
Oh, wait, why not? Are you not
I'm not-
confident in your claim?
I'm not wrong.
Okay, but if you are, then let's wager a bet. If you're right, I'll give you $100. If you're wrong, you give me $100. Reaper, thank you for the galaxy. Is that fair?
How about you just look it up?
No, I want to wager.
Yeah.
Why don't you do? I mean, will you accept me here?
Just look it up.
I know. I am.
You're here to debate, aren't you?
Yeah, but specifically speaking, I want to wager. Why don't you want to wager? Are you not confident in what you're saying?
No, I'm very confident what I'm saying.
Okay, so then you should be willing to wager, right?
And that case will be thrown out. That is
Okay,
that is
yeah, so what reason?
case? Have you know what lawfare
So
is,
what's
right?
what's the grounds to appeal?
Do you know what lawfare is?
Yeah.
What is it?
Basically attacking a political opponent, right, with
There
the
you
use
go.
of like the legal system to like silence their campaign. But like, here's the issue. So we have no evidence or reason to believe that Donald Trump has been like unfairly persecuted by the criminal justice system. In fact, what I'd say is that that's a conspiracy theory. And honestly, you and other Republicans have taught me and a lot of other people something really cool here. If we ever want to run for president, all that we have to do is go out and do some of the most morally reprehensible things known to mankind. And as soon as the media and the criminal justice system begin to hold us accountable, we then turn around to our voter base and radicalize them around the belief that this is the deep state attacking us for wanting to save America. Okay? Right? And that's the issue. You've bought so far into this man's lies that you believe that the civil court that had him liable for grape was faulty.
You know who Fannie Willis is? The DA for Fulton County.
I've heard the name. Okay,
Okay,
but what does
well-
Fannie Willis and Fulton County have to do with E. Jean Carroll and the civil court that held him liable for grape in New York?
No, I'm going to tell you what it has to do with lawfare. So
Okay, I want to talk about specifically the
Willis-
fact that Donald Trump raped E. Jean Carroll. How about we talk about Danny Willis next?
Fannie Willis.
Can you name one piece of evidence that E. Jean Carroll submitted to that civil court to prove Trump raped her to the jury? Thank you for the paper crane and for the roses.
She admitted to lying about that. I promise you, she did.
Okay, I'm still waiting on
has-
you to find me any evidence.
He has a cat named the JJ. Have you?
Yeah, okay. So
He's
all
a
of a sudden
weirdo.
someone is... Okay, so just because someone's a weirdo, does that mean that they're no longer a victim? Just because someone's eccentric, does it devalue their experiences of getting raped?
Absolutely not. But she absolutely admitted on live TV that it didn't really happen.
Okay, then find me a source. Let's go on pause and find me a source. Okay, while she's on pause finding me a source, we're going to get our next guest up in here, y'all. And by the way, Faith, while you're on pause finding me that source, make sure that you, I can't hear you. And by the way, Faith, I just wanted to tell you, it's crazy that we see women today, right, supporting the most sexist man that's run for president in modern U.S. history. It's insane. It's insane. James, are you voting for Trump?
I'm voting for Trump.
Oh, dear God, why, James?
Well, number one, I'm a veteran. I served in the Second Gulf War and during 9/11.
Okay, all right, well, veterans should be voting for Harris.
I just wanted to say something. You brought something up a couple of times that a lot of people
Purdy,
said.
thank you for the boxing gloves. I appreciate you for the love, Purdy. Thank you so much. Go ahead, man.
You wanted to know what did Trump sign into law? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, he signed into law for veterans to be able to go to outside doctors and not go to a VA medical center if they're not within the. And you can look that up, my friend.
Yeah, so what's the name of the policy that he influenced to get passed that allowed veterans to go to outside doctors?
Wait, I'm sorry, say again, sir?
So what's the name of the policy that he influenced to get passed that did that?
It's he did it in 2017, I believe.
Okay, so what's the name of the policy?
I don't know the name of the policy. If you look it up, you would see that he signed it into policy. But he definitely signed it into policy. That much I know for sure.
Okay. So it's actually called the Community Cares Act, and that was influenced
Yes.
to get passed and signed into law by Obama.
No, well, you asked who signed it in. That was wait. You asked who signed it into law. He signed it into law.
Oh man, let's see here. In the meantime, guys, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen.
You asked me a question and I answered it for you.
All right, let's see here, y'all. Everybody just give us 1 minute, y'all. Everyone just do be patient. Everyone do be patient. All right, so let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, I still don't find any reason to believe that that is the case. I'm pretty sure that that was Obama, but specifically speaking,
You're
Biden and
actually
Harris.
wrong on that, sir.
Okay,
I'm
so it was
telling
signed.
you.
So it was influenced to get passed by Obama, then signed into law by Trump. Okay, right. When we're talking about bills that they particularly influenced through Congress, how about we talk about Biden and Harris, right? Specifically influencing the PACT Act. That was nearly $1 billion investment, right, into the VA healthcare system to expand the benefits to over 1 million new veterans. Something else, right? What did you fight for? Did you fight, right, to protect and uphold the American democracy and to protect and uphold individual rights, liberties, and freedoms of American citizens?
But first of all, we're a republic. If you know anything, that's first and foremost.
So
Secondly,
what's the difference between a constitutional republic and a representative democracy? There isn't any.
I have to look up.
All right.
I would have to
Also,
look
you
that
said
up.
that
But
we're a republic. You don't know
We are a
anything.
republic. That much I know.
So yeah. What do you say that like liberals who call us a democracy are like super stupid?
Okay, let me ask you something. Do
No,
you think,
I asked you a question.
Do you think? Wait. Do you think that it's right that they spent $66 billion on illegal immigrants coming into this country, taking all the benefits that we are entitled to, and only $3 million that went to veterans? There's something wrong.
Faith
wrong
left,
there, my
Faith
friend.
left, Faith, you're a runner. Faith, I know you're still listening. You're a little runner because you knew that you were wrong. Else for Faith in the chat. Yeah, so can you name one federally funded program that benefits undocumented migrants?
I'm sorry, say again?
Can you name one federally funded program that benefits undocumented migrants?
Sure. Go to New York and see what's going on.
Yeah, so that's not a federally funded program, that's a state-funded program. And then secondly, you never answered my question earlier. So here's my thing, you said that you're a veteran. So
I'm
specifically
sorry.
speak,
Wait.
Dude,
What was
James,
your question
James, you're being
earlier?
insufferable. I got you, right? So yeah, as a veteran, what did you fight for? You fought to protect and uphold the American
Freedom.
democracy. You fought
Freedom.
for Americans' freedoms and Americans' right to choose their representatives.
not
and,
illegals.
okay, hey, James, you have to wait for me to finish. And what did Donald Trump do in 2020? He tried to take those freedoms away by trying to overturn our democracy. He tried to install himself for a second term as our president after he lost to Biden by sending fake votes to Congress saying that he won from states that he lost. As a veteran, as a person that served this country, you cannot say that you serve for anyone but yourself if you're voting for Trump in November, knowing that he tried to overthrow our democracy in the year 2020.
Absolutely not. You know, how long have Democrats been having dead people vote for them? Come
no,
on
thank
now.
you for the confetti. So first of all, dead people vote in every single election because they vote, then they die. But there's been no sufficient evidence of widespread voter fraud in 2020. In fact, it's been disproven in 63 handpicked courts by Trump, including 17 courts with judges that he appointed. Right? What has been proven, because Trump has admitted to it, is the fact that he tried to steal the election from Biden. He also admitted to telling Georgia to make fake votes for him. He also admitted to telling the DOJ and Bill Barr to just announce that there was fraud so they could overturn the results when they didn't have any evidence. How can you call yourself a veteran, saying that you are a true American patriot, then turn around and vote against the interests of what you fought and could have lost your life for? And Camille, thank you for the $100 on Venmo. Holy shit, Camille. Thank you so much for the love, Camille. Let's get at least 1,000 W's in the chat for Camille. Thank you so much for the love. Camille says, love how you expose MAGA source and almost always. Trust me, bro. Absolutely, Camille. Thank you for the $100 on Venmo. That is phenomenal. Thank you so much. Go ahead and respond to my claims.
Wait, do you know how many veterans' votes weren't counted during the 2020 election?
Tara, thank you so much for the boxing
2,000
gloves.
mules?
I appreciate you.
That's a
Thank you so
documentary.
much. Oh, hey, you know what? So the producers of 4,000 Mules actually admitted in court that they
It's
had no
actually
evidence for what they
2,000,
said.
sir.
Okay, yeah, they admitted in court that they didn't have any evidence for their claims, and then they pulled it out of all theaters.
I saw it.
Wait, do you trust Newsmax?
Absolutely.
You trust Newsmax? Oh, great.
trust CNN?
No, I
Come
just want to
on
clarify. I just want to clarify. So you
And
do
you trust CNN?
No, so you do trust. I actually
Do you-
don't.
no. Do
Hey,
you
hey,
trust
hey,
CNN?
Hey, chill.
Answer the question.
No, because I'm making my claim. So you said that you trust Newsmax. Okay, well, I actually have a Newsmax article that talks about how the people that filmed 2,000 Meals admitted in court to having no evidence. So you could actually look up conservative group tells judge it has no evidence to back its claims of GA ballot stuffing, right? And this is posted on Newsmax.
Okay, you want to send me the website, or you want to give me the website?
Yeah, literally look up Newsmax. Conservative group tells judge it has no evidence to back claims of GA ballot stuffing.
Okay, all right, wait a minute.
And that's your evidence? That's your evidence for the fact that Donald Trump got the election stolen from him in 2020? When Newsmax says that you're wrong, out of all people, Newsmax?
I want you to ask yourself this question, okay? Because there's something that's lacking in for civic election integrity. All right.
Oh yeah, you got a flag
right.
because you're like denying 2020.
So let me ask you something. Do you think, okay, that they would go after one man for an insurrection, okay, and call it specifically an insurrection when there's only been 3 insurrections in the history of the presidency of the United States, okay? Andrew Jackson, I'm sorry.
Okay, I gotta kick you because like you got that flag. I do appreciate you for coming up though, man. And for the 9,000 people hanging out with us in here today, make sure that we're double tapping away in that phone screen. We're gonna go and get our next guest up in the queue literally right now, y'all. So make sure that we are holding on patiently. If you want to support me and donate to me, my Venmo and my PayPal are in my bio. I'll give you a shout out and I could read out a message. Spam MAGA in the chat if you want to come up and debate. We got our next guest loading in right now. So let's go ahead and see what our next guest has to say here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, everyone, just give us 1 minute here to get our next guest up in the box. We got Sean loading in. Spam MAGA down below the chat. Someone in the chat said that, oh, that was mean. I had to kick him. He got a flag. That's just how it goes. And then also make sure if you're in the queue that you're here to debate. Right now, we have a lot of people loaded in. Hi, Sean. Are you voting for Trump?
Yes.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 33.
All right, awesome. And Matthew or Anthony, are you voting for Trump? Anthony, hello.
Oh, you said name a policy Trump.
Okay, awesome. Sean, why are you voting for Trump? And Sean, thank you for the $3 and the 33 cents on Venmo. Sorry, Evan.
Sorry, you got cut off. Did you ask me a question?
Yeah, I asked why you're voting for Trump.
I like some of the policies that he helped get passed into law.
Okay, like what?
The Right to Try Act, for example.
Yeah, I like the Right to Try Act too, but that's inconsequential compared to the fact that he has raped a woman and tried to overthrow a democracy, wouldn't you say?
So, I don't think he tried to overthrow the government. I agree with you. When did he admit to it?
Yeah, and the January 6th indictment that has already unfolded, as well as to the Supreme Court, he's admitting to sending fake slates of electorates to Congress to specifically rig the vote, steal it from Biden, with votes from states saying that he won from states that he actually lost. He admitted to those things, and he's seeking criminal immunity for them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, wouldn't you say that the Right to Try Act is ultimately inconsequential when we understand that idea?
Okay, then wouldn't you say passing or Kamala Harris or being a tie-breaking vote on a lot of legislation or some of the legislation that Biden touts is irrelevant, given she wanted to put people in prison for not sending their kids to school, and in one of the cases where her office prosecuted someone for not sending their kid to school for an extended period of time.
Oh, I totally agree with that. Let's go. Like W. Harris, you're legitimately running a Harris ad right now. This is like a legitimate ad. That's good. Holy shit. I didn't even know that about her. You just gave me a new talking point. That is awesome. W's for Harris in the chat. Also, yo, that tough. Are you voting for Trump?
Yes.
Okay. Why so?
I like him.
Okay, Sean left. Oh, makes sense. Okay. How old are you?
18.
Okay, so would you say that you love Trump?
Trump's my baby.
Okay, so you do love Trump. So Trump's a rapist. So you love a rapist?
No.
Okay, but you said that you love Trump.
Yes.
And Trump's a rapist, so therefore you love a rapist.
No.
Okay, what's the break in my logic?
Camel toe, hair ass.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, hey, how many continents are there? All right, we're going to move on to our next guest. Sneezy, I appreciate you for the $5 on Venmo. That is absolutely so kind of you. Thank you so much for the $5. And Joya, thank you so much for the Galaxy here on TikTok. Thank you so much, Joya. What's up, Evie and Shepard? Are y'all voting for Trump?
Yo, yeah, I'm voting for Trump.
You're voting for Trump? Okay, what time is it?
Yeah, no, I have dual citizenship. It's just that's why I have a British accent.
Okay, so what time is it?
What? Be current 6:37.
Okay, so you have a British accent because you're in the UK. I appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you so much for coming up. We're gonna move on to our next guest here, y'all. Everybody, just give us a minute, guys. And for the 8.8 thousand people in here, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen. We're gonna move on to our next guest here, guys. So everyone, just do be patient while we're getting our next guest up in here. And guys, spam MAGA in the chat if you do want to come up and debate. We're still looking for our next guest. I'm so sorry that it's taking this long, y'all. Someone in the chat said name a word for an edit. Dean. My word is Dean. That's my name. Yeah. We're gonna move on to our next guest. What's going on, Uncle Neil? Are you voting for Trump?
All right. So, no.
No, Jesus Christ. Okay. Niza, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. You are absolutely phenomenal. Thank you for the love. Hey guys, spam MAGA down below in the chat if you want to come up. We're having some issues getting people from the queue, so spam MAGA in the chat if you want to come up. And Emma, thank you for the $20 on Venmo. Proud to be an American when I see, smart individuals like you. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you, Emma. Let's get some W's for Emma in the chat right now. Thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. And Linda, thank you so much for the money gun as well. So someone asked how to donate. If you want to donate, just look at my bio. There's my Venmo, my PayPal. I get 100% of the proceeds over there. Hi, are you voting for Trump?
Yes.
Okay, why do you care about someone that doesn't care about you? Trump is literally a sexist. He does not like women.
Okay, wait. Before we start debating, I just want to clarify, right? That I love you. All right, I watch your lives all the time, and I think you're really cool, and I think you're really smart, and I think what you talk about is really important.
Thank you for the love. So, why do you care about Trump when he doesn't care about you? He is sexist.
And another thing I want to say, I'm not voting for Trump. Fuck Trump.
All right, appreciate you for the love. I was gonna say they're too bubbly and sweet to be voted for a grapist. So yeah, we're gonna move on to our next guest. Guys, get back to spamming MAGA down below in that chat. But I actually don't really appreciate you when you do that though, because you did spam MAGA in the chat. You were literally trying to intentionally deceive me to waste my time and to waste our viewers' times. So I actually don't really fuck with you that much. And that's only because you like spam MAGA in the chat. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. We're gonna move on to our next guest here, y'all. Everyone, just do be patient. Only spam MAGA in the chat if you're voting for Trump. We're gonna move on to our next guest. Everyone, just do be patient here, y'all. We got Landon Miller loading up into the box. Everyone, just do be patient. What's up, Adam? Are you voting for Trump?
Oh yeah.
Okay, why?
Because he's the best president ever, bro.
Oh, okay, so the rapist, felon, wannabe dictator, and day one's the best president ever. Name one policy that he influenced to get passed that benefited the American people in a positive way.
Bro, name one thing Kamala has done.
Oh,
One
yeah,
thing,
sure.
one
How
thing,
about
one
how about we
thing,
go
one thing.
how about we go 5 for 1? For every 5 things I name that Harris has done, you name one thing that Donald Trump has done. She influenced the
Harris
PACT Act, the
cannot
Chips and
do
Science
shit.
Act. Hey,
What
Adam,
has
be
she
quiet.
done? What has she
She
done?
influenced the PACT Act. She influenced the Chips and Science Act. She influenced the bipartisan infrastructure bill, the American Rescue Plan, and the Inflation Reduction Act. She also passed more tie-breaking votes in the Senate than any VP that we've ever had. And she enabled diplomatic abilities with Southern Latin American countries to specifically reduce migration into America over the southern border, and which was a success, and decreased migration by upwards of 50%. So now you name one thing that Trump's done. I eat them up too fast. I eat them up too fast, quite frankly. Quite frankly, they are gone. They are cooked. They are cooked. It is too fast, and he left. He left, quite frankly. I have a couple donos to thank here. Yo, Emma with a $20 on Venmo, and Niza with the $20 as well. Let's get some W's for Neiza in the chat for the $20 on Venmo. 1 second. And Maureen with a $10 on Venmo saying, Dean, I really want to let you know I'm sorry about that terrible man in my life yesterday. I'm proud of you for still fighting the fight. Thank you so much, Maureen. And Allison with the boxing gloves. W's for Niza, Maureen, and Allison. Y'all are literally the best. What's up? What's going on, guest? Are you voting for Trump?
Literally, so I'm voting for Trump.
Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay, awesome. 1 second. Courtney, thank you for the $5. Winter with a $5. Eliza with a $5. I really do appreciate you guys for the love. So why are you voting for Trump, man?
Honestly, I would want to vote for Kamala. I would want a powerful woman as president. But basically,
how old are you?
It just turns 18.
Yeah, you're 17. Moving on to our next guest here, y'all. We got Mr. Bean 2.0 loading up into the queue. Everyone, just give us a second. And Nally, I do appreciate you for the $5 on Venmo. You are absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much for the $5. We got Wiley loading up into the queue. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one here, chat. Everyone, just give us a minute. For the 8.8 thousand people hanging out with us in here today, everyone, just do be patient. What's up, Wiley? Are you voting for Trump?
Absolutely.
Okay, Sydney, thank you for the $10 on Venmo as well. Thank you, Sydney. And Caitlin with a $5 on Venmo too.
We're talking about it being a rapist. Wasn't he found innocent in criminal court?
No.
What was OJ?
Yeah, OJ was thrown out because they misincorrectly
So we're gonna say OJ was found innocent, right?
No,
but he lost in
OJ was
civil.
not.
So
OJ
didn't kill.
OJ was not found innocent by a jury in a criminal court. The case was thrown out because
In
they
the criminal
incorrectly.
court, yeah, because they couldn't prove it.
No, because they incorrectly labeled grape. But do you think, specifically speaking,
How did they incorrectly rape with Trump? Oh, hello.
Oh
Lord.
my God! Holy shit! How many continents are there?
I don't know, man. How old are you?
makes
Do you live
sense.
with mommy and daddy? Have you ever had kids? Do you own a house? Do you know how real life's about?
Yeah,
Or do you
Wiley,
just sit
I
on a
know what real
microphone
life
and
is
play
about.
like you know something? Have you ever voted before?
So no, I've never voted
Let
in
me
a
ask you
federal
a question.
election
Have
before.
you ever voted before? And do
Never,
you have your own
never.
place, or do you live at home
Lisa,
with
thank you for the
mommy and
$20 on Venmo. Say Jen X, so
live
proud of
at
you.
home
Lisa,
with
thank you for the
mommy and daddy
$20.
still?
So
You
no, I
live
do
at home
not
with
live at
mommy
home
and
with mommy
daddy?
and daddy. I don't know. Lisa, thank you for
Do
the
you have your own
$20 though.
apartment? Wow. Do you have any kids?
Yeah, I have 4 kids.
Really?
Two of
Do you-
them
have
are
you
with
ever
your
raised-
ex-wife.
You have a wife too? You ever lived life?
Yo, Tara with the $50 on Venmo. Holy shit. Tara, thank you for the $50. Oh my God. Yo, let's get at least 500 W's in the chat. Thank you so much for the $50. Hey, Wiley, could you thank Tara for the $50 that she just donated to me?
Thank you, Tara.
There you go. Awesome. Hey, also, Wiley.
So anyways, I just wanted to ask you a question. So how many times have you voted?
Yeah, so I haven't voted at all in federal elections. Do you mind if I ask
then
you a
I'm done with
question?
you. You know nothing about life. You're just a little kid with
Wiley,
no wisdom.
I literally
no
know
life
more than you.
experience. Gotta read puff pieces from liberals. That's all you do.
Wiley,
It's
listen.
opinions. You have no
Listen.
real life experience.
Riley,
You
I
shouldn't
wanna
even
talk
be
to
on
you.
the internet.
I
This
just
is
wanna-
pathetic.
I just wanna
You're a
talk to you,
little
man.
kid. Bye.
No, please
Little
don't leave,
kitty,
man.
kitty, kitty. Go
Okay.
kiss mommy and daddy goodnight.
Hey, man. So you've turned 150 times. Although you may have more life experience than me, doesn't mean that you've done more with it than I have. Okay? All right. And this would be evidently clear if you watched my recent video on Jubilee. I was schooling people literally older than you. But that's the MAGA voter base. When they can't stand the truth and they get dunked on, right? They come up here, they get pissy, and then they leave. That's quite frankly what happens every single time, folks. And that is specifically what we're trying to work past. We're going to go to get our next guest up the queue. Everyone just give us a minute. If you do want to support me, my Venmo and my PayPal are in my bio. We're going to start moving out of mommy and daddy's basement fund. What's going on, Ethan? Are you voting for Trump? And Mel, thank you for the confetti. All right, Ethan's not here.
Fuck you.
Okay, how many continents are there?
7.
Okay, can you name 3?
Pussy.
Can you name 3 continents?
So you've got. Alright, so you got North America, South America, Europe, Asia.
God damn it, he's a Brit. He's a Brit. Okay, all right, he's not an American. I swear to God, no matter how dumb they are, if they're not from America, they know the 7 continents. Anyways, that's the fetus. We're gonna move on to our next guest here, y'all. Let's go to see what our next guest is. Tara, I appreciate you for the you're amazing, dude. I swear to God. So like, it doesn't matter how dumb they are. If they are not from America, they know the 7 continents. Beth, thank you for the $15 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Beth. Let's get some W's in the comment section for Beth with the $15 to move out of mommy's and daddy's basement right now. And Eliza, thank you for the 5 as well. Reaper, thank you for the hanging lights. You were phenomenal. By the way, guys, Parker's going to be joining us for a co-host here shortly, y'all. So let's get excited for that. We get our next guest loading up in right now. And Mal Lu, thank you for the $10 on Venmo for the child support. You were phenomenal. Also, guys, if you're in the queue and you want to come up and debate, spam me in the chat right now. Hey, what's up? Are you voting for Trump?
You can hear me? Hello?
Yeah, hi. Are you voting for Trump?
I'm voting for Kamala, but I wanted to know a little bit about the...
I appreciate you for coming up. And Mel, thank you for the hands up. I appreciate you so much for the love. Spam me in the chat if you want to come up and debate. Faith, I did get you with an invite. You're connecting here. All right. And by the way, guys, hit that follow button if you haven't already. And Callus, thank you for the hand arts. What's going on, Faith? Yo, Q, thank you for the boxing gloves, Reaper. Reaper, you've been going off all day. Thank you so much, Reaper. W's for Reaper in that chat. You were phenomenal. Okay, Faith was spamming me in the chat and then she leaves. Hey, is there any way that you can mute the TV? Hi, could you mute the TV?
What TV? I'm outside.
Okay.
Is that going?
Yeah. Are you going to Trump? Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah. How many genders? How many genders? Dean.
Joe, thank you for the $40 on PayPal. Let's get some W's in the chat for Joe
tell me how many
right now.
genders,
I appreciate you so much for the love.
Exist.
Thank you so much for the love, Joe.
How many genders?
Let's get some W's in the chat for Joe.
W
Yeah,
Joe. How many
okay.
genders?
How many genders? So when we're referencing gender
How
identity,
many? How many? How many? How
Okay,
many?
I'm
Just tell
answering-
me how many.
we heard your question.
That's easy question.
So when
like,
we're,
dude, like,
Niza, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. Please say that we're not going back, Niza. I appreciate you for the $10.
How
Thank you so much for the
how
love.
deluded? How
Stephanie, I
deluded
appreciate you for the
are.
$5 on PayPal.
How many genders?
Yeah, so I referenced
many?
gender. Okay. Well, I'm trying to answer your question. Thank you. So yeah, we reference like gender identity as like a social construct. I typically like, Jesus Christ. Okay, I was gonna answer his question, but then a fucking pterodactyl in the background screamed. Holy shit. We're gonna go to move on to our next guest. There was a pterodactyl in the background that screamed. Hey, what's up? Are you voting for Trump?
Yo, I just wanted to say I love everything you do.
W fetus. I don't care. W fetus in the chat. Guys, spam MAGA in the chat if you want to come up and debate. Everyone just give us a minute here. Let's go to see what our next guest here has to say. What's going on? Are you voting for Trump?
No, I'm not, but I just wanted to say you're doing so great.
I appreciate you for the love. Thank you for coming up. Are you
Hi.
voting for Trump?
Hi, I have a debate coming up for my English.
That is a fetus, but I feel like you're going to be a W fetus. We're going to go to get our next guest up in here, y'all. We're actually kind of struggling to find debates today. Hey, are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am, but I am Brit, but I am in America, and I am voting
Okay, what state are you registered to vote in?
Texas,
Don't worry, folks.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So what city in Texas?
San Antonio.
San Antonio? Okay.
Yes.
All right. What are you in Texas right now?
Yes, I am.
What time is
and
it
the
in
time
Texas?
is 12:49 p.m.
You sold. Wait, chat. Is San Antonio Central?
Yes, it's 12:49 p.m.
Okay, is San Antonio Central? Correct.
What?
Okay,
Yes,
phenomenal.
it's Central Time.
Oh, okay. So why are you voting for Trump?
So I'm voting for Trump because he mentioned something about like academia or like something like that, like academia, you know.
Okay, so Trump and academia academia do not go together in the same sentence. You understand that like Trump denies 97% of climate. Jesus Christ. Okay, moving on to our next guest for the 9.5 thousand people joining us in here today. We're looking for debates today, but we have like a weird amount of people trolling. I do apologize for the people trolling. And if you do want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal or my bio, y'all, I get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms and it greatly benefits me. Hey, what's going on, man? Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah, I'm voting for Trump. What's good?
Okay, so why do you want the rapist, 34 count felon, election and
So I'm voting for Trump, but we really need Monkey D. Luffy for president. Monkey D. Luffy.
Amber, I appreciate you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Let's get some W's for Amber in the chat. Thank you for the $25 on Venmo. I do really appreciate that. We get our next guest loading into the queue right now. I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed with this. We typically don't have this issue. Hey, are you voting for Trump?
I just wanted to quickly say something.
No, fuck you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Now's not the time, if you can't tell. If you cannot tell, now's not the time. What's up, King? Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay, why so?
Because first of all, he's not a rapist. Sorry. Otherwise he'd be convicted of it very easily.
Okay, so yeah, Sir Bob, I appreciate you for the money gun. I really appreciate you for the love.
Also, he wants to ban abortion, which is...
So 1 second. So I just want to let you know. So here's actually the jury verdict form. So this specifically is the jury verdict form from the New York State District Court of District Courts, right? And this is where the jury of 9 jurors unanimously held to the consensus that Donald Trump had sexually abused Miss Carroll, or raped her, in other words, by inserting his fingers into her vajayjay without consent. So there's the court documents that dispute and disprove your claim. How do you feel?
I mean, you having one piece of paper loaded onto your computer does not prove it. We will see after the election if he...
So that literally does prove it. That is the jury verdict form from the court. You can look it up online for yourself.
I mean, there's many ways to stack a jury. I mean, we figured that out with this 30...
Taylor, thank you for the $20 on Venmo saying keep killing them, Dean. I appreciate you for the love, Taylor, with the $20.
People. That's what you like to do. You like to bet people money instead of actually debating their points.
Okay, I was just thanking Taylor for the $20 that she donated to me on Venmo. How about you calm down?
That's what you like to do, bro. Like as soon as somebody makes a point like Willie did, you like to shout over them. That's your tactic.
So I would like to clarify. You made a point. I disproved it with a picture of court documents, and then thanked Taylor for the $20. Roger, thank you for the money gun. So what standard of evidence do you hold here? You understand that you could go onto their court websites and find
Months
your
and
voting
months
form for
of due
yourself.
process is what I consider.
Yeah, so this court case actually was held from 2019 until 2022. So it wasn't months and months of due process; it was years and years. Okay, can you name one piece of evidence that the
How
evidence
about
submitted to
why
the
we
court
talk
to help?
about why
No,
you're betting
I'm asking
people
you a
money?
question. Wait, go ahead.
All right, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay, you said something about me and money.
Yeah, earlier in your live, you were betting somebody $100 to prove your point. Like, bro, you're making hundreds of dollars by the minute while you're doing this. Like, that's not a really fair bet.
I don't make hundreds of dollars by the minute doing this.
You literally just talked about how you're getting donations left and right, bro. What are you talking
I was
about?
thanking Taylor for $20. What is your problem? Are you
I
jealous?
heard you talk about $15. Or no, I'm saying it's not fair for you to be betting people money while you're making money.
Yeah, she didn't accept the bet.
Yeah, but you were pressuring her to make that bet, weren't you? That's not
Oh wait,
very
are you saying that she knew that she was
That's
wrong?
not very socialist of you. Are you a socialist?
Wait,
I
define
honestly don't-
socialism.
Well, I don't know. Well, I heard you say on your Jubilee that you said that communism was a classless, stateless, moneyless society.
So what's socialism?
Socialism is like it's a version of. Honestly, you kind of caught me off guard with that.
Oh my God! See what I mean, chat? So this is your average MAGA supporter.
Yes,
so what
ad
they
hominem,
do?
ad hominem. Go ahead.
So what they do is they come up here, they whine, they scream, they cope, they cry. They talk about how jealous they are of me for making more money than they do in a day in 10 minutes, right, through the donations. And then they accuse me of all these insane things, and then they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So socialism is where the workers own the means of production, right? And specifically speaking, don't just say I'm a socialist because you don't like me. This reminds me of the Red Scares in the 1970s. And the only reason you call me and Kamala Harris a socialist is because Donald Trump pisses and shits in your mouth telling you to. Okay? But newsflash, buddy, maybe the 34 count felon, conman, rapist, racist, misogynist can't be trusted by what he says. That's an insane concept, huh? Right? So now I'm going to need you to man the fuck up, right? Okay? Take the binky out of your mouth and give me one good reason why we should be voting for Trump over Harris.
Like I said, he supports the idea that abortion is murder.
Do you think that abortion should be left up to the state?
Yes, I do, personally.
Okay. And abortion's murder. Do you think that like basic human rights should be protected by our federal government?
Basic human rights should be protected by our, yeah, I do, but I do not believe that abortion is a right. because
Here's my
you're literally
thinking.
taking a life
So you,
away.
this is my time to shine. So you said that basic human rights should be protected by our federal government, yet you think that murder should be left up to the state?
I mean, I personally believe that it's murder, but I can't say what people.
So then why do you think it should be left up to the
California believe
state?
It is because I would like to protect people in my.
But if you think that basic, wait, would you ever say that
my
like
vote shouldn't count for California?
So-
I do
so
not believe
King,
in federal
so, hey,
bans around
okay,
of
you don't-
anything.
Okay, you don't believe in federal bans of anything. So do you think that states should be able to legislate on the right to own a slave?
Okay, let me. Yeah, like I don't believe that. Like, there's federal bans that should be there, but like definitely not.
Okay, so we should like federally protect against against slavery, but we shouldn't federally protect against murder, right? And this is why I bring up this point, because when you say that abortion's murder and that it's so wrong and there's no difference between
it's-
killing a fetus. Okay, I'm talking. Do
I'm
you
sorry,
need me
I'm
to
sorry.
forcefully put the binky in your mouth?
I apologize.
Great. Thank you. When you say that abortion is murder and the baby is just as valuable as you and me, right? But then at the same time you say that it should be left up to the state, that's kind of antithetical to your worldview. Because under your worldview, I see no difference between unaliving a fetus or like a zygote, right? And like unaliving me or you. And if we'd say that it should be federally protected against federally illegal to kill you or to kill me, why wouldn't we say the same thing about the fetus
Yeah.
given the pro-life worldview? What
Correct,
that
you're right.
details to me, right, is that you actually have intuitions that
Can I
are
explain?
not contingent of the pro-life worldview, and you don't think it's as wrong to kill the fetus as
I
it is
explain?
wrong to kill you or me. But the question I'd ask you here is, well, why is it not as wrong to kill a fetus than it is to kill you or me? Are you saying that there's some value-based judgment that we could apply to you or me, not to the fetus, such as a higher level of sentience?
Still
And
an
if you
innocent
value
life.
sentience,
An
how come
innocent
you do
life.
not value the life of a fetus before the point in which it has the ability to deploy sentience?
An innocent life.
So
Sentient.
it's always wrong to kill
We
innocent
don't kill
life?
people in comas. They aren't sentient.
Yeah, because I uphold a value conjunct, meaning I will value an individual in a coma because they have past or present and future sentience.
I'm sorry, can
But
I
do you think it's
explain-
always wrong to kill innocent human life?
Can I go back and explain the federal?
Because I appreciate you $5 on Venmo. No. Do you think it's always wrong to kill innocent human life?
Do I think it's always wrong to kill innocent human life? Yes.
Okay, so you think it's wrong to pull the plug on a brain dead patient?
Yes. If unless they have a will that
Really?
says that they would like that.
Okay, so I just want to clarify. Do you eat meat?
I'm sorry?
Do you eat meat?
Do I eat meat? Yes.
Okay, so why is it not wrong to slaughter a cow, but it is wrong to pull the plug on a brain dead patient that has no current or future, right, subjective experiences or
Innocent human
brain
life.
capacity whatsoever?
Innocent human life.
So I just want to clarify. You literally think that it's like the order of the chromosomes in the brain dead
If
patient's
I'm
DNA
in a
that
jungle, a
makes it
tiger
valuable?
has the right to kill me. If I'm in the woods, a bear has the right to kill me.
Hey, I just want to clarify. That was like nonsense. If you spout more nonsense, I'm just going to move on. So I just want to clarify.
Animals can kill me.
One second. I'm trying to ask you a question here. Just
nature.
because you can do something doesn't mean you should, dumbass. Okay? You can slur. Does it mean you should slur? No. 8. Sit down. Okay? Now moving back to my question. So do you think it's like the order of the chromosomes in our DNA that gives us moral value?
The orders in our chromosome? No.
Okay, then what is it?
I just believe that as humans, we shouldn't kill interspecies. Like I said, like a bear can kill us, and that's fair fucking game because it's nature, bro. Like,
Okay, so just because something happens in nature doesn't mean that it's quote unquote fair fucking game. Grape happens in nature. Does that mean that grape is fair fucking game?
no, that's a fair point. I'll admit that. But we do admire things that are more natural, more organic in life, right? Like,
No, you don't.
bear
No,
is
no, you
hungry.
don't. Do you think that
kill a
engaging in
beehive.
same-gendered intercourse is wrong?
Say that again.
Do you think that engaging in same-sex intercourse is wrong?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's not so typical for your worldview. Hey, I just want to clarify. Would you ever vote for someone that's been that like wanted to ban all new Christians from coming into our country?
Ban all new Christians from coming into our country.
Yeah.
I think immigration's a very complex issue.
No, that's not just immigration. That has to do like tourism, immigration, illegally, whatever the case is. Would you still vote for Trump if he wanted to ban all new Christians from coming into our country?
Honestly, yes, I would still vote for Trump if he was planning on banning all new Christians from coming into our
Would
country.
you still vote for Trump if he wanted to ban all new black people from coming into our country?
That's kind of crazy to say. No.
Okay, so why are you okay with religious persecution but not racial persecution?
I mean, honestly, probably just for the social issues, but I mean, I think immigration's a pretty big deal right now. I think we should probably just say,
Can you answer my question? Why are you okay with religious persecution but not racist
like I said,
persecution?
social issues, bro. I already said that.
Because of social issues? Okay, so you just really care about abortion that much. So would you still vote for Trump if he killed 10,000 children? Because there'd be more children, all things considered, saved by his pro-life legislation?
I'm sorry. Yeah, can you repeat that again? 10,000. If he killed 10,000 children,
Yeah, like and then would you still vote for him? Because if he was if in office, it
would I
signed
vote
into
for
law
a
like
mass
federal
murderer?
abortion.
No, I wouldn't vote for a mass murderer, bro.
Okay, so then what this tells me
You're
is
trying
that
to make
Trump
me out to be
could.
like a cultist. Come on now.
So what this tells me is that Trump could do some things that are sufficiently bad for you not to vote for him. So the question I'd ask you here is, well, why is rape or religious persecution not sufficiently bad for you to not vote for Trump?
Because I don't think he raped anybody.
Okay, so what is one piece of evidence that his victim submitted to the civil court to hold him liable for rape?
Say that one more time.
Name one piece of evidence that his victim submitted to the court to convince the jury that he raped her.
I mean, there's been multiple false allegations made about Trump.
Okay, so you're not answering my question.
I mean, we can do a live and we can watch the fucking. We can watch whatever you want to watch
Okay,
together.
so you're not answering my question. Can you name one piece of evidence that the victim submitted to the court to prove to the jury
I
that
am
Donald Trump raped her?
uneducated on the trial. If I could watch it, the whole.
The answer.
fucking
What is
thing,
your answer?
I
It's,
will-
can you name a piece of evidence or not?
No, because there is none.
Okay, so yes, there was evidence submitted. You just don't know what the fuck it is. Okay, so here's
Pull it
my
up on
point.
your fucking green screen, bro.
Here's my point. 1 second, sir. Do you know what the weather is like outside in Australia right now?
No, because I'm not in Australia.
Okay, so if you like said that the weather is bad out in Australia, you'd be making an unjustified claim because you just simply lack the necessary
but you're not
information
in
to come to
Australia
such a
either, are you,
conclusion.
bro?
Right? And then the conceptual point of this would be, right? We wouldn't be able to say what the weather is in Australia because we have no way of knowing, right? But in the same sense, we'd say that you do not have the required information to come to the conclusion that Donald Trump is not a rapist, okay? The reason I say this is because Donald Trump was held liable by a civil court for raping E. Jean Carroll due to the preponderance of evidence submitted to that court over the course of 2 years, right? And when you just simply say he's not a rapist without knowing one piece of evidence she used to prove to the jury story that he raped her, you sound like you're fucking insane. Like, how crazy is it that you will actively and willfully perpetuate grape culture in our society today just so you do not feel like a POS in the ballot box in November? We're supposed to socially scrutinize, marginalize, and literally oppress rapists here at home in America to further mitigate more men raping women. Because we already know that a lot of men would rape women if there was a reduction in the consequences for doing such. So then when this guy rapes a woman, he's held legally responsible for it, and then you want to platform him into the highest ranking position of power known to mankind, right? That diminishes and reduces the impacts of the consequences that we place on rapists here at home in America, which leads to more harm against women. That's why I say that all Trump supporters are inherently selfish and do not care about those around them, because your vote for Trump perpetuates grape culture to a higher extent, causing more harm to women, right? Also causes more harm to minorities, more harm to the low and the middle class, more harm to the average American, more harm to Muslims here at home in the US. He already tried to ban all new Muslims from entering, more harm to anyone from a Latinx descent for the reason that he's incessantly demonized them since 2016. I have people coming on my live every single day saying, if you don't speak English, you got to get out of here, because of his rhetoric. And the only people he truly benefits at the end of the day are the religious nut jobs, unless you're Mike Pence. He's a true constitutionalist and says he doesn't endorse Trump, or misogynistic rich men. Sophia, I appreciate you for the $15 on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love. Go ahead and unmute that mic. Let's get some W's in the chat for Sophia.
You prattle a lot, bro.
Could you repeat that?
You prattle a lot.
I don't know what that word means. Can you answer
Really?
my question?
You don't know what prattle means?
What's 4 plus 4?
8.
Thanks. You're
You're
too
welcome.
kind. All right, we're going to move on to our next guest. Yo, Joe, thank you for the $40 on Venmo. I don't know if I already gave you a shout out for that, but I do appreciate you for the love. We're going to move on to our next guest here, and Brenda with a $4 on PayPal. But Jennifer, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo, and Taylor with the $20. Let's get some W's in the chat for Jennifer and Taylor with the $20 and the $25 right now on Venmo. And Katie and Amber with the $25 as well. W's for Katie and W's for Amber. I really appreciate y'all for the love. And Ninja with the $10 on Venmo. Y'all are going off. Thank you guys so much for the love. Luca, what's going on, man? Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, and I'd like to finish my statement before you
How old are you?
I'm 19. I just turned 19 in August.
Okay, why are you voting for Trump? E, thank you for this one.
Okay, so when I'm assessing the candidates, I'm looking at policy first as well, and Trump wants to enact this tariff that puts a tax on imports to the corporations importing goods, and I think when just looking at policy, not at character, that's a good thing, because there's so
Chops,
many
thank you for the $8 on Venmo for 8. Thank you for the love. Go ahead, Luca, my bad.
There's so many exploitations going on people in Congo, in Brazil, in China. And with the corporations getting these tariffs on them, that means that they'll be less incentivized to source these products from outside of the U.S.
Are you a leftist?
And also, excuse me?
Are you a leftist?
No. I'm a central.
Okay, well, okay. If you care about genocide in the Congo, how come you don't care about genocide in Palestine?
I do care about genocide in Palestine.
Okay, Donald Trump wants Israel to quote unquote win the war.
I hadn't heard that.
Crazy. Go watch his speech at his rally in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Okay, I don't think that you could pick and choose conflicts, right, that you specifically will vote for and won't vote for. Because I absolutely agree that relying on other countries around the world, right, leads to a continuance of the Congan genocide. I don't dispute that, right? But what I would say here, right, is, well, we should incentivize American manufacturing through investment in American manufacturing, not by cutting off imports leading to inflation for the price of our goods at the grocery store, and leading to a decline in our exports, destroying American-owned businesses, right? And I understand that this is a position that, given another Trump presidency, he'd reduce the impact of capitalism on the entirety of countries around the world. But I think that we should still be voting for Harris, because that would be the long-term goal with higher investments in American producers, alongside the fact that she's going to federally codify a woman's right to choose. She's going to fight for the low and the middle class, granting 100 million citizens tax cuts within the low and the middle class to fight to end income inequities. She's going to fight to protect and preserve our democracy. Okay, right? She's also going to fight to reach a ceasefire agreement between Palestine and Israel, right? Hoping to end the conflicts in the Middle East, right? So there's a lot of reasons here that we should be voting for Harris over Trump.
Okay, and how will she directly impact like the imports and stuff? Like, will there be any actions that she'll take that'll directly impact that?
Well, I mean, it's just called like granting a higher level of competition, right, to the U.S. producers by incentivizing them to like increase their like level of production, increase their technology, or increase their quality through investment through subsidies.
Okay, that's really interesting. Thank you. That's all I really wanted to say because,
Well, I mean, would you still vote for Trump if he wanted to ban all new Muslims from entering into the country?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay, chat, hold them accountable. So you would not vote for Trump if he wanted to ban all new Muslims with a total and complete shutdown of entering into the country. Chat, hold them accountable.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
That's crazy.
So does this mean that you will not be voting for Donald Trump?
I'll definitely do more research. I think I'm low-key uninformed.
It's okay, just watch my live. I'll inform you, Luca. Let's go. We're gonna go to move on to our next guest here, chat. Let's see what our next guest has to say. Let's get Nat Nat up in the box. Let's get Nat Nat. Hell yeah, we got Nat Nat loading in. Nat Nat, hello. You sound too joyous to be laughing for Trump.
Okay, fine. We're not voting for Trump, but we are very big fans of you.
Thank you for the love, Nat Nat. We're going to go to move on to our next guest here. Everybody just give us a minute. Okay. All right. By the way, guys, hit the follow button. This is my second account. We're going to be back streaming on the main account here soon, though. Hey, are you voting for Trump? Fat dong. Are you voting for Trump? Hello. Okay. All right. They're not joining. We're going to get Liz up in the box. Everyone just give us a minute. We got our next guest loading up in right now, ladies and gentlemen, right now, quite frankly, right now. Let's go to get Don't Call Me Mickey up in the queue. All right. We got, hey, what's going on? Are you voting for Trump?
Yes. Why?
Okay.
Why are you voting
that...
for Kamala? Can you hear?
I got you. Can you go into a different room though without the TV?
Without the TV?
Yeah.
I'm not in the TV room.
Okay, I'm just gonna kick you then. I do appreciate you for coming up. We're gonna go to get our next guest up in the box literally right now, Chad. Everybody do be patient. Do give us a minute. All right. Yo, Zeke just requested $50 from me, telling me to keep it up. I appreciate you, but I'm not gonna give you money. All right, let's go to see what our next guest has to say. Everyone just do be patient. For the 8.9 thousand people in here, I just want to let you know I love you. Unless you're voting for Trump, then I hate you. I'm just kidding.
Go kill yourself, you faggot. Go kill yourself, Trump 2024.
Okay, all right, let's
yourself,
see.
you faggot. Go kill yourself, Trump.
Okay, I apologize for the use of his slurs. Jesus Christ.
Trump 2024, Trump.
Why can't I kick him? There we go. All right, we're gonna go to move on to our next guest. I would like actually love to talk to the people that threaten my life, but they usually just slur. Like, I'm gonna kick you if you slur, right? I don't need that hate speech to be like projected in front of like nearly 10,000 people. But like, I would love to talk to one of these people that like are giving me death threats, you know, because I want to see where they're at. You know what I mean? I want to see where they stand. Hey, are you voting for Trump?
Have you done your Afghanistan studying about pulling out, or I'm going to pull out first?
Your father should have pulled out of your mother.
I'm voting for Jimmy Carter. We need him again.
All right, we're going to move on to our next guest. Let's go to see what Jay has to say. Everyone just give us a second. If you want to support me, my Venmo and my PayPal are in my bio. We got our next guest loading up into the box. Everybody just give us a minute. Let's go to see what our next guest has to say here, y'all. Someone in the chat just said I'm embarrassing. No, I'm funny. India, thank you for the boxing gloves. I appreciate you for the love. Massive W's for India in the chat. Listen, I think that a lot of people take these lives too seriously, man. Okay, let me have a sense of fucking humor. Okay, M. Yeah, I see you chirping down there all the damn time. Thank you for the little crown key. And hey, what's going on, Ella? Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, why the hell are you voting for the rapist?
He keeps us safe.
Keeps us safe from what? Himself? He tried to like steal the election from Biden in 2020? Did he keep E. Jean Carroll safe when he raped her? Did he keep the 10-year-old girl safe when he said that he'd be dating her in 10 years? Rena, thank you for the $5 on PayPal. W's for Rena in the chat. Did he keep the little girls at Miss Teen USA safe when he boasted about walking into their changing rooms while they're half naked? Did he keep like the African American community safe when he denied them housing in the 1970s, or when he said that all black people are lazy?
He keeps true Americans.
Okay, so are African Americans not true Americans? Damn, you ain't safe on this live. You're fucking... That's terrible. That is terrible, man. That is so terrible. The silence is so loud.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Ray. Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah, I am voting for Trump.
Yo, Shannon, I appreciate you for the $5 on PayPal. W's for Shannon in the chat. Why are you voting for Trump, man?
Well, first I'd like to say I voted for Biden in 2020. And here we are.
What a shame. What a shame. We've lost one. Okay, why? Why are you voting for Trump?
My pockets are hurting, dude.
Okay, all right. Here's the thing. They didn't cause your pockets to hurt. The pandemic did. We cannot blame a global pandemic that caused inflation in every single country around the world on the Biden-Harris administration. I'll just ask you this question. How did the administration cause your pockets to hurt?
Well, hold on. I want to backpedal for a second about the whole felony thing you keep bringing up and rapist thing.
Okay.
So
that's
you were
fine. That's fine with me, man.
So you were showing somebody a document from a jury document from the courts?
So real that I was.
So you said that you saw that
document. For the corgi. And Jessica, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Jessica. Go ahead.
So because of that document, it's to you. I'm asking it to you. It's 100% true?
Yeah, so I mean, I'd say that the evidence that the victim submitted in the court of law to prove to the jury that she had been raped by E. Jean Carroll, right, proved that the events had occurred beyond a reasonable shadow of a doubt. Absolutely.
So there's no such thing as wrongful convictions in our country? People haven't spent years and years in prison?
There is such thing as wrongful convictions. However, we'd say that that is like not likely to occur.
Prosecutions?
What's that?
So people haven't spent years and years in prison over bad juries and bad prosecutions?
They have, but just because some individuals in jail for murder are innocent doesn't mean that we should release all murderers from jail, okay? All right, so this is what I call a possibility-probability fallacy. Just because something is possible doesn't mean that it's probable. So what reason would we have to believe that it's most likely the case that the jury ruled incorrectly?
Yeah, but what reason would we have to believe that they ruled correctly?
Yeah, because it's more likely than not the case. Like, for instance, would you say that it's possible that 9/11 was an inside job?
Would I say that it's impossible?
Yeah, like, are you 100% certain that it was not an inside job? And Allison, thank you for the $5 on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love, Allison.
I mean, I'd say there's a lot of factors there, but we're not talking about 9/11. We're talking about who's going to be our next president.
But it's a conceptual analogy. Because although it is possible that 9/11 was an inside job, we have much more reason to believe that it's not. Very similarly, we have a preponderance of evidence to suggest that Donald Trump is a rapist. We have no evidence to suggest that the jury ruled incorrectly.
Yeah, but you could say
Cassie, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. W's for Cassie in the chat. Thank you so much.
You could cast doubt on the fact that it was not an inside job just by saying, hey, how did they get the box cutters on the plane?
Okay, I don't really know what your argument there would be. So do you think it's okay to believe in things without reason?
Do I think it's okay to believe in things without reason? No, I don't think that anybody should be just absorb any information that is given to them and run with it. No, that's why I don't believe.
So what reason do you have to believe that the jury that ruled Trump as a rapist ruled incorrectly?
The fact that it happened so long ago.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying that it happened so long ago. Brianna, I appreciate you for the $10 on Venmo, Brianna. And Ann with the $50 on Venmo as well. Let's get some massive W's for Ann in the chat. I really appreciate you for the $50 on Venmo. I want to see some massive W's for Ann down below. I want to see at least 500 W Anns in the chat for the $50 on Venmo. That's insane. Thank you, Ann. Okay, so the fact that it happened so long ago doesn't give you reason to believe that it's false. The reason why we see 62% of women who get raped never reporting it to the authorities in their lifetime is because men like you exist, quite frankly. We exist in a culture that upholds rape, quite literally. You want to take this rapist, put him in the highest ranking position known to mankind, turn around, blame the victim even though he proved him guilty in a court of law. Of course, this is going to socially pressure women who get raped into not coming out about it in the future. Because what is this going to tell other women that don't not have the funding or the means to prove their rapist guilty in court when you go around denying a woman that did? That's going to tell them that if you're not going to believe the lady that proved prove them guilty in court, of course you're not going to believe them either. So they're not going to come out about it. Point blank. Period.
If you're going to bring that point up, you also got to bring up the point of how many women come forward and claim rape and take money, and it's never fucking happened.
Yeah, but so we'd see that there's about
that blonde baseball player who said that chick raped him.
Okay, say raped, please.
Huh?
Say raped, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Lynn, thank you for the $5. I appreciate you for the love, Lynn.
So, like that chick that said that baseball player raped her, beat her, and then later on it came out with text messages. She was telling her friends she was trying to secure a bag.
Right. So, yeah, just because it can occur doesn't mean that it's more likely than not the case. We'd see that about 2 to 10% of rape allegations are false, and that percentage would become even more slim when we'd consider how many false allegations make it through a court system. Right, so given the incredible unlikely fact that it didn't occur, right, you'd have to provide me with overwhelming reason to believe that that's the case. Like, literally, this is a conspiracy theory. You are literally making the argument that because it can happen, it did happen, okay? Well, can the Earth be flat? Hell yeah. Does that mean that the Earth is flat?
I don't
Hell
believe
no.
it's flat, but saying that it can happen because that makes it so that it did happen. You're saying the same thing. You're just using percentages to pad your theory on it.
No, I'm using the evidence that was submitted to the court to prove to the jury that the events occurred. Name one piece of evidence she submitted to the court, sir.
From what I understood, there wasn't any physical evidence.
Name one piece of evidence submitted to the court.
Witness testimony.
Okay, there's testimony from the victim in all courts. Name one piece of evidence apart from her testimony.
One piece of evidence apart from her testimony. From what I understood, there wasn't any.
Okay, there was. We had medical records from the 1990s, consistency between the medical records and the testimony of 7 other individuals, alongside a dress that she claimed had Trump's DNA on it, in which then Trump refused to provide his DNA to be tested against the DNA on the dress. So there, in fact, was evidence. You just didn't know about any of it, Ray. So if I lived in a literal cardboard box in the middle of Colorado for the entirety of my life, and then I turned around and I said that it's a bad day out in Australia, I'd sound like a lunatic because I lack the necessary information to come to the conclusion that it's a bad day out in Australia, the same way you lack the necessary knowledge to come to the conclusion that Trump's not a rapist. I would maybe respect your position a smidgen more if you rationally came to the conclusion that the jury ruled incorrectly and the evidence that was submitted was not sufficient to prove that the events occurred. But no, you didn't do that. You're just saying, oh, I like this guy. He made rich people richer, and although he's a fucking predator, I'm going to make him our president again because I can't stand the demon rats. Therefore, I'm going to take E. Jean Carroll, dehumanize her, turn her into a monolith of the left, not look at a damn piece of evidence she used to prove he raped her, and call her a liar. It's terrible. Thank you for the hand hearts. You could go ahead and speak. Take it away. Unmute your mic. Carrie! Holy shit, Carrie! With a $100 donation on PayPal. That's insane, Carrie. Thank you for the love. I want to see so many W's for Carrie in the chat right now. Carrie just donated 100 big ones on PayPal. Let's get some W's for Carrie in that chat right now. Thank you so much for the $100 PayPal donation. Massive W's for Carrie down below. Carrie says here, thank you for advocating for women, a true American hero. Carrie, I love you. You're phenomenal. W's for Carrie in the chat. And Allie,
W Carrie? W Carrie? What's up, everyone? Do tap that screen, get the 2 million likes, share the live as well, everyone. It will help get it out to more people. But what's up, everyone? How y'all doing? Thank you for the good video. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
We're going to go and get our next guest.
Ray, do you know how to unmute your mic? Click the profile picture in the bottom right and then click that microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we hear you now.
Can I ask you something, Dean?
Yeah.
So what's this business about Kamala Harris saying that she's going to snatch people's patents? And if that is what she's really saying, how do you...
I'm going to kick you for pivoting. Human, hi, are you voting for Trump?
Hello again. How are you doing? Yes, I am.
Have we already spoken?
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
Appreciate you for coming up, man. I am unfortunately just looking to talk to people that I haven't already spoken to. For the 8.5 thousand people hanging out in the live with us here today, make sure that we're double tapping away in that phone screen. Share out this live with a handful of friends as well. Hey, what's up, firefighter? Are you voting for Trump?
I am.
Okay, why so?
By default, and that is because of the endorsement of RFK.
I don't think so. Okay, so if a grapist endorses another grapist, you'll vote for the grapist?
No, sir. So going back, have you heard of what's called the Camp Speicher massacre?
No.
Obama was in charge. His administration was in charge. He was the commander in chief in 2014. 1,700 U.S. comrades got murdered unarmed at Camp Speicher Tikrit. They were supposed to be under the protection of our commander in chief in the United States.
What did Obama do that caused that?
They embezzled the money. So Kellogg Brown and Root took the money. They put it into American International Group, who then hired BlackRock. Are you guys familiar with BlackRock?
Can you tell me what BlackRock is?
Yes, they are a portfolio manager of finances. Larry Fink, he is the CEO of BlackRock, who manages 10 trillion.
Annie, thank you for the $50 on Venmo. Let's get some W's for Annie in the chat. Thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo. You are absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much for the love, Annie. W's for Annie in the chat. Let's get at least 1,000 W's for Annie Double O in the chat. Okay, listen, the BlackRock conspiracy theories are something I'd consider entertaining, but it is the case that you're talking about Obama. It's not relevant. Would you ever vote for someone that's attempted to coup the country and rig a federal election?
Wait, if I could just finish the point on BlackRock, then more.
But what is this? Okay, but this is a point that wraps back into Obama, someone that's not running for president.
Yeah, but look at the follow of the administration. Biden was his VP. Who's Biden's VP?
Who's Biden?
So you're saying
Biden's
because
VP,
Obama
Kamala
did
Harris.
something that's like applicable to Kamala Harris?
Okay, so because Donald Trump was friends with because Donald Trump was friends with Epstein, does that mean that we shouldn't be voting for Trump because of child rape?
That's actually a really good point.
I would agree with that. That whole Epstein stuff is super creepy with me. But hear
So
me
you're
out.
not voting Trump?
Hear me out. No, I am voting Trump because of RFK. He's the only one.
That was totally incoherent. You just said that you wouldn't vote for him based upon that.
He's the only one taking on BlackRock. BlackRock manages 10 trillion. You need to look at what Larry Fink wants for the American people and what they're doing.
You understand that's because they're a profit maximizing firm and because they've created an algorithm that produces profit maximizing conditions.
From money, from war crimes, from embezzlement, and I actually have a petition.
You can sit there and you can say from war crimes and from embezzlement. You can sit there and say that, but what you're not acknowledging is that it's literally investments in the overall economy. What percent of their investments are in
window and not the host? I'm sorry, I didn't.
He's the co-host. No, he's the co-host. He could talk as much as he wants.
Okay.
Parker could talk as much as he wants.
Instead of just being annoying, do you want to respond to what I had to say there?
Yes. Have you heard of Amal Clooney, a humanitarian rights lawyer? She's an NYU graduate.
Complete pivot from what I just fucking said.
If you just let me finish.
If you fucking respond to what I said.
She's a barrister in Oxford, England, and she convicted ISIS for genocide in Frankfurt, Germany, using international law from the Nuremberg trials.
Anastasia, thank you for the $50 on PayPal. I really appreciate you for the love, Anastasia. Let's get at least 500 W's for Anastasia.
I had a vitamin
in the chat.
water yesterday.
Thank you so much, Anastasia. W's for Anastasia in the chat for the $50 on PayPal. I really do appreciate you, Anastasia. Okay,
so KBR, AIG, and BlackRock, they took the money for war crimes to hedge against.
Hey man, with all due respect.
Can you tell me what percent of the assets that BlackRock manages is related to defense contractors?
Oh, massive. With Kellogg Brown and Root and American International Group.
That's not an answer to my question. What percentage?
Gangsters washing. You don't even know the percentage because they're not transparent on it.
Okay. So if you don't know the percentage, then how do you know that they're using most of their revenue or funds or profits and asset management from these particular types of things that you're saying are the basis of why you shouldn't vote for Kamala Harris?
Because it is a racketeering act where they put it into American International Group, who then puts the money into BlackRock.
Did you just have like a few lines like recorded? Is that it? Is that it? You don't got any more than that?
I'm actually a Department of Defense firefighter who was in Iraq from 2007 until 2000.
Good for you. I don't see how that's relevant to what I just said.
Because you guys are endorsing human trafficking, massive genocide with the Biden administration.
Wait. So you're not endorsing? Wait, you know Donald Trump? He vetoed the blocking of an arms deal to Saudi Arabia when they were committing a genocide in Yemen. Do you support that?
Now you're the one pivoting.
Wait, no. Do you want to answer that? Do you support that? Because I can give you an explicit thing that Donald Trump has done that has led to genocide being committed around the world. Do you support that? Yes or no?
You're not going to corner me into a yes.
Answer the damn question. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? I've asked you. You haven't answered a single one of my questions yet. Answer this one. Do you support that?
Do you support human trafficking with the Biden?
Can you answer the damn question? Answer
No,
the damn
look up
question.
what's called the
They're not
Yazidi
causing human
genocide.
trafficking. Can you answer the damn question?
I can tell the host is actually doing research right now, and you're just trying to bully into a corner. Actually,
No,
You're still
I'm
not
watching
answering the damn question. He's going to tell you to answer the damn question too.
And also,
Can you
I'm
mute him
not-
until he answers the question at this point?
Camp Spiker Mass.
Yeah, also, I'm not doing research. I'm just reading the comments on my Jubilee video, man.
Yeah, so
Give us
respond to
one.
my damn question, dude. You're literally trying to pivot so hard. I gave you an explicit thing that Donald Trump did that has specifically led to genocide being committed around the world. Do you want to actually respond to that instead of just saying, oh, the Biden-Harris administration is responsible for human trafficking, while giving no specific thing that they did that caused that? To give me something.
Feel free to unmute now, man. Firefighter, there you go.
Yep, I'm still here.
To give me
So
something.
you were there for the genocide. You know the political facts about this. Have you heard of a white flag operation?
Oh, firefighter.
Dude, this guy just like can't, like, holy fuck, dude. This
He also
guy
has
is
an
like,
echo. Hey, firefighter, go on pause to swipe out of the app, then swipe back into the app. So specifically speaking, you have an echo. I don't want to kick you, then like have to deal with the hassle of all the like conservatives being like, "Oh, you kicked him, you're running because of your echo." So just swipe in and out of the app, so then I could unmute you. Firefighter, please. I could still see that you're in the app. You have to swipe in and out, and then I'll unmute your mic. There you go. Now come back into the app. Okay, all right. It doesn't look like he's coming back in.
he come back, firefighters. I've made points and he hasn't responded to a single one at this point. It's actually fucking crazy.
Yeah, I will leave him on the live. I'm not going to kick him. I'm pretty sure that he's running away. Do you have mod powers?
I think I do. I just forgot.
Bet. If you want to help me find someone, feel free. In the meantime, guys, for the 8.7 thousand people hanging out with us in here today, make sure that we're double tapping. Let's try to get up to 2 million likes. We're still very close. Joe with the $50 on Venmo. Holy shit, Joe. Joe, thank you for the love, man. Let's get at least 500 W's in the comment section for Joe with the $50 on PayPal. Thank you so much, Joe. Massive W's for Joe down below, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, man. What's up, Sienna? Are you voting for Joe?
$5, Lisa.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, why?
I just want a businessman in office.
Okay, a businessman with 6 bankruptcies?
Yep.
Okay,
Sherry, think
okay,
of
so a
$5.
bad
Can you give me
businessman.
one good businessman that's 6 bankruptcies?
What happened?
Can you give me one good businessman that's 6 bankruptcies?
Trump.
Trump. How about another one?
Obviously, I mean other than Trump, under your view.
I don't need to pick another one than Trump. I'm picking Trump.
I said obviously other than Trump under your view because I'm just trying to demonstrate that you can't reference anyone else that is.
I don't
has
need
6
to.
bankruptcies that you consider a good businessman.
I don't need to.
Well, I asked you the question if you'd like to respond to it.
I just responded to it.
You really didn't.
I told you I'm picking Trump.
Okay, how many continents are there?
7.
Okay, name 3 of them.
The fuck?
Okay, all right, yeah, sounds good. Appreciate you for coming up. We're gonna go to move on to our next guest here, y'all. Everyone, just do give us a minute. Let's go to get Kennedy up at the live, guys. We're gonna go to get our next guest up in right now, y'all. We got Debun loading up in, guys. Spam Aka down below in the chat if you do want to come up and debate. Let's go to see what our next guest has to say. What's going on, Kennedy? Are you voting for Trump?
Yes.
Okay, why so?
Mostly off of Christian policies.
Christian policies. So do you think that Trump is a good Christian?
No, I don't. But
Okay. Okay, you don't think that Trump is a good Christian. So I have a question. What do you say that supporting the low and the middle class, benefiting the poor, giving to those that are needy is Christian?
yes.
Okay, can you name one policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed while he was president that benefited the low and the middle class more than rich people?
No, I can't.
Okay, so where are the Christian policies that you're talking about, man?
Well, it's not specifically to minorities. It's also the fact that he's trying to criminalize pornography. He's trying to ban same-sex marriage policy. He's trying to,
Oh, wait, so you think that same-gendered marriage should be illegal?
based off of Christianity, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so do you think that my mom should go to prison for telling me Santa Claus exists? Because that's also a sin under your worldview.
It's not a sin to.
It is. She lied. She lied.
It's not.
She should go to prison,
It's not.
right?
It's not That's not criminalizing, though. That's not.
Okay, okay, but you just said that that GAY marriage should be illegal because it is the case that it's a sin under your religion. So also it's a sin under your religion for my mom to tell me Santa Claus exists when I was a kid, right, and lie to me. Should she go to prison?
That's not the same thing. That's
So give me what's the relevant difference under your view, genius?
believing in something that isn't true doesn't mean that it should be illegal.
That made no fucking sense. They're both sins, right? Why should one be illegal but the other one shouldn't be?
Because that's not something that's considered wrong in Christian. It's not that Santa Claus
Lying is wrong under your view, right? It's literally
Lying
against.
is wrong.
It's one of the 10 commandments. Remember?
Lying
Okay,
is
so
wrong with
she
your
violated one of the 10 commandments. Should she go to prison?
How did she
Then it's sin.
violate the 10 commandments?
She lied, genius, dude. Holy fuck, this is not difficult. She lied.
Lying is wrong whether you're a Christian or not. It's not.
Okay.
that you
Holy
should
shit,
go
but
to
it's a
jail.
sin, right? It's a sin, right?
Yes, it's a sin.
Okay, so why should the sin of GAY marriage,
But-
under your view, be illegal, but it shouldn't be illegal for my mom to tell me Santa Claus exists when I was a kid?
Because God doesn't send you to jail for sinning.
Okay,
So then
the-
why should it be illegal to get GAY married?
Because it's not the same policy, though.
That's not a response.
It is, though.
No, it's not. What the fuck? What the hell? Why should it be illegal? Tell me.
Because that's just not the same thing.
Not the same thing is not a response. Why should it be, why should it not be illegal? Or why should it be illegal? Sorry.
Because that's just the policy.
Dude, I can literally see like your brain like completely like melting in real time. It's actually unbelievable. You're not giving me an actual reason. They're both sins. Why should one sin be illegal but the other one shouldn't be?
Because that's like Santa Claus is just something that they create for kids. It's not.
No,
something-
but I'm referencing the lie.
The lie.
Yeah, that my mom told me Santa Claus exists. Because that's not true, right? That's a lie.
Yeah, it's not.
So
true.
my mom should go to prison because she told me Santa
It's
Claus
also
exists when
not
I was a
true
kid.
that people should have same-sex marriage.
Okay, so again, you think they're both sins. Why should one sin be illegal and the other one shouldn't be?
I mean, I don't think that it should be like illegal.
Okay, so GAY marriage shouldn't be illegal? And why'd you say that earlier?
Well, it's just because the policy supports Christianity, but it doesn't mean that it should be illegal.
What are you saying? Okay, so GAY marriage shouldn't be illegal? Yes or no?
Well, I guess you're right.
Okay, so can you tell me why you're voting for Trump, Shayla? I appreciate the $15. Thank you so much, Shayla.
Well, that's what I said because of policies, but you're right. It's not exactly. It's
What
not
policy?
that
Can you name me
illegal.
one policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed that benefit the lower and middle class more than to benefit rich
I already
people?
said I can't.
Oh, wait, you don't know that? So what policies?
No, I said I was voting based off of policy, but I'm saying.
Yeah, what policy do you
that
like
you're
of his?
right.
Can you tell me one policy you like of his?
Well, I still think that it's right that you should criminalize like pornography and stuff, but I'm not saying that it's exactly.
I don't even think Trump even said that because he literally
It's
cheated
in-
on his last wife with a corn star.
Also, you understand that also wouldn't follow under your worldview. I just want to clarify that. Like,
It's
in the
under
same
problem.
argument that you just had with Parker about why same-gendered marriage shouldn't be criminalized would also apply to like pornography.
Wait, can you repeat
Like
that?
for instance, should we be like more like Jesus?
Yes.
Okay, so does Jesus allow people to have free will and sin, or does Jesus stop people from sinning by putting them in jail?
He gives them free will. You're right.
Oh yeah. So if God shouldn't stop it, why should we?
Because people are going down a hill that they can't control, and God sets in laws himself.
Yeah, but if God saw like someone watching pornography could stop them but didn't, did God do anything wrong?
No.
So if Kamala
Thank you
Harris
for
saw
$3.
people
Megan,
watching,
thank you for the 5. And Alyssa, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you for what's 4 plus 4?
so if Kamala Harris saw someone watching pornography could stop them but didn't stop them, did Kamala Harris do anything wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, so why would God not be doing something wrong, but Kamala Harris would?
He's not. She is doing something wrong.
Okay, so then God would also be doing something
I
wrong.
forgot
right?
about this question that I used to run on people. Dean, this is the perfect question to ask people about abortion. Oh my God.
For real.
No, I'm saying that she is doing something wrong, not that God is.
Okay, but they're literally doing the same action. If God saw them, could stop them, didn't, God's not doing anything wrong. We should all be more like God. What would Jesus do? You know, the bracelets. Therefore, Kamala Harris wouldn't be doing anything wrong either.
By like allowing abortion, right?
Yeah, allowing abortion.
That's exactly what Jesus did.
Yeah.
God allows abortion?
Yeah, God does allow that, right? And thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
I mean, I think in certain contexts, not in every context.
Okay, name one
so
context where
when
God
does he
doesn't
not
allow
it?
abortion.
Yeah.
If it's an innocent kid. And
What?
then-
Wait. People get abortions all the time, so they're not innocent.
No, like if they just get an abortion because they don't want to have a kid.
Yeah, but God allows that.
That happens literally all the time.
God allows people to do that.
That doesn't mean he thinks it's okay.
But the question here is what he allows, right? Couldn't we say that maybe Kamala Harris doesn't think that abortion's okay, but still thinks that all the 170 million American women and girls in our country should be able to make that decision for themselves, just like God?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So actually, Kamala Harris is more like God within the respect that she will follow what he would do, allowing the people to get abortions. But Donald Trump is less like God within the respect that he will not follow what God would do, and he instead wants to stop them. So why were you voting for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris when Kamala Harris acts more godly?
I mean, it's mostly the fact that people say that, or Christians say that, oh, because Trump supports these policies, that makes him Christian. But
Yeah, but
those
like
couldn't we just say that those are hypocritical Christians?
Yeah, 250 years ago, Christians said that black people are worth less than white people because white people are the true Israelites and black people aren't. Okay?
Yeah, some Christians said that. That doesn't represent all Christians, right?
True.
Okay, so some Christians say that they support Trump today. That doesn't represent all Christians or what you should be as a Christian.
True. Yeah.
And also, I mean, this guy's a terrible person. He's been held civilly liable of sexually abusing women. He tried to coup the country, tried to restrict women's access to abortion. He called for complete and total shutdown of Muslims entering the country. He's called for religious persecution. And if you think religious persecution is okay as it relates to Muslims, you understand that in the future, that same thing's going to be targeted towards other groups of religions as well. Right? Like, how are you going to stop us from doing it with Christianity?
I mean,
What's the reasonable difference between the two?
Between other religions?
Yeah, let's say in the future we decide to do this with Christians, right? Wouldn't that be just as reasonable as Trump trying to do it with Muslims right now?
I mean, I guess so. He doesn't really.
Okay, so then if you think religious persecution against Christians is wrong, why don't you think religious persecution against Muslims is wrong?
No, I do think it's wrong.
Okay, so then why would you vote for someone who wants to engage in religious persecution of Muslims?
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Because I didn't know that before this.
Okay, now you do. So you're still voting
wouldn't
for
vote
Trump?
for him now?
No.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Appreciate you coming
phenomenal.
on, man.
Yeah. For the 9.8 thousand people in here, we're going to move on to our next guest. Guys, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen. Let's go and see what our next guest has to say.
Yeah, open-minded guest there. Let's get some W's in the chat for the open-minded guest. That was incredible. Incredible. We love that. We love that.
Hello.
Hey, are you voting for Trump?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Luca, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. Thank you for respectfully
Be
educating me on the
quiet.
live. I really appreciate you for the love. No, you be quiet.
Lupe,
quite
thank you for the
frankly.
$1. Thank you so much. I
Every
appreciate
time,
it.
Sally,
every
thank you
time
for the
someone
blooming as
talks,
well.
you literally interrupts.
Okay, what time is it?
What time is it? Yeah.
What do you say?
What time is it?
2:40.
Wait, can I actually ask this person real quick? You said it's 2:40?
Parker, be quiet, little shit. Trump 2024, 16 Holyoke Road. Come on. 16 Holyoke Road. Trump 2024. Trump 2024.
Just let
Fuck
him do
you,
it real
vegan. Come on. Fuck you. Trump 2024. Everybody send me gifts. Follow me. Don't send them shit. Trump 2020.
Do you feel weird yet?
There's 10,000 people in here. Not
Don't care.
one
Shut
person
up.
has sent you a single fucking rose.
Be quiet. Why are you talking now? Let me ask you something.
As soon as you said that, dude.
What policy is Kamala Harris going to do about the border?
Oh yeah.
Hey, wait. Actually, I'm not gonna talk. We're not gonna talk to you further. I'm just like I was gonna ask you, why do you have such an affinity with Trump if you're?
What
Brett?
has Kamala Harris done? What's she going to do on the border when she's president? Nothing. You don't.
If
you're
you're
not
from
gonna
the
respond
UK,
because you don't know the answer.
no, I'm not gonna talk to you because you're not from the U.S. All right. I'm asking you, why do you have such an affinity with Donald Trump, given that you're not even from the U.S.
2024.
Why do you have such an affinity with Donald Trump, given that he's not from
He's probably the best president of all time I've ever had.
Okay, so
this is like me having an affinity to like one of the UK's prime minister candidates. Like that's a ridiculous stance.
Bro, you know Trump kept us out of wars. You know. If you vote for the
kept you out of a war?
If you vote for wait. So you're saying So what? What are you talking about?
How did Trump keep the UK out of wars?
Wait, I just want to let you know.
He kept the world out of wars.
I just want to let you know, you're literally right now, regardless whether you're trolling, you're supporting a candidate that literally has been held civilly liable of raping a woman, right? Forcefully penetrating her against her will, called for religious persecution, tried to coup the country, tried to restrict women's access to abortion. So you can sit up here, you can act like what you're doing is funny. This is not funny. It's actually legitimately harmful. We are doing these lives not just to get a kick out of it. We're doing these lives because it genuinely is harmful that people have these beliefs, and we want to change society instead of being bigoted, right, to accepting people, to trying to do better. So what you're doing right now is antithetical to that. You don't even have to vote for anyone in the United States. You're just choosing to do this for some fucking reason. It makes no sense. You should seriously, when you get off this live, rethink what the fuck you're doing with your life. Because this right here, this is not productive to anyone. It's not productive to you. It's not productive to your future children, to the people you care about in your life. Okay.
Hello?
Can I tell you something? So what policy?
Hi, Brando. Are you voting for Trump? Thank you for the
Yes,
hand
I am.
arts. Okay, what's that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, how old are you? Okay, and he left. Megan! Holy cow! Oh my shit! Megan! Thank you so much for the $75 on PayPal, Megan. That is literally so kind of you. Thank you for the love. Let's get some massive W's in the chat for Megan with the $75. I really appreciate you. Let's get massive W's. I want to see W's for Megan for at least the next 5 minutes. Thank you for the $75 donation on PayPal. That is literally so kind of you. W's for Megan. Hey, Shalom, are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay, why the hell do you want the dictator and day one fascist, rapist, racist in the Oval Office to lead our country?
Starting off, I think his stance in being able to identify what a woman is pretty convincing to me.
Are you a Christian?
What?
Are you a Christian?
No.
No, okay, you're not a Christian.
Not really.
So, wait. So I have a question. He can't identify what a man is because he's Christian and he thinks God the Father is a man, even though there are no biological characteristics to identify God the Father as a man. So seemingly, no, he doesn't know how to define these terms.
Brittany, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. I appreciate you.
As you always do that. You always pivot when you talk about women. You pivot to Christianity because Christianity doesn't align logically. Why does this make it that suddenly?
No. You said that she doesn't know what a woman is. That's why you don't want to vote for her. But then Donald Trump doesn't know what a man is under his own worldview, yet you still want to vote for him. So I'm just showing your hypocrisy.
I don't think you could compare it at all because.
Wait, you can't compare quote unquote not knowing what a woman is to definitely not knowing what a man is?
No, I'm saying I can't compare it because Donald Trump.
You know what we
Hold
truly
on,
shouldn't be
finish the
comparing?
argument.
No, you know what we surely shouldn't be comparing here is the fact that you are willing to vote for Donald Trump, the rapist, racist, misogynist, 34-count felon that defrauded young adults at Trump University, tried to institute a ban on all new Muslims coming into our country, and also tried to launch a coup in our country in an attempt to steal the election from Biden, just because you are transphobic. ASAP, I appreciate you for the galaxy. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a prime example and crystal clear reason why we should be voting for progress through Kamala Harris. This is regressive social behaviors at its finest. He is willing to put the low and the middle class on the line. He's willing to put the access to healthcare and federally protected, codified access of all 170 million American women and girls on the line, including the 65,000 women who got raped and couldn't get an abortion in the state of Texas after Roe v. Wade was overturned on the line. You're willing to put further marginalization of disenfranchised and already marginalized communities on the line. You're willing to put the continuance and further perpetuation of rape culture on the line just because you don't think that trans women are women. You have let 0.05% of the population that is just simply living their lives mentally deteriorate you to such a state where you will let the world burn if it means they are looked at and are portrayed in a more negative light by people in positions of power. You are a point blank period bigot. Quite frankly, you exist at the bottom of the barrel in society today.
Oh, can we discuss it? Because now you said a lot of points there, but basically your overall
Thank you for the
point,
swan, Amy. I appreciate you for the love.
Your overall point was that you're busy with a very minor detail about the Democrats as opposed to a bigger problem. But we're actually discussing that now. It's not that I'm just judging it off that, but that's what we were discussing, right? So now we were discussing about
Keller, thank you for the $10 on PayPal, and Jasmine, thank you for the $1, and Allison
And Joe,
with the $20.
thank you for the $10 on PayPal. Thank you, Joe, for the $10 on PayPal.
Thank you, Allison, for the $20 on PayPal as well. I really appreciate that, Allison. Brittany with the $5, shut up, buddy, and Lucy with the $1. I appreciate y'all for the love. Go ahead, Slim.
but we were discussing being able to identify a woman. Now, it doesn't bother me that much. In reality, it doesn't bother me at all. Transgenderism, everything, I don't have a problem with it.
Transgenderism is not a word, but yeah, so why is Trump better than Harris?
The concept, you know what I mean.
Joe, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. Thank you for the $10, Joe. I love you, man. Thank you so much.
It's more the being okay with a concept that does not logically check out. That doesn't resonate with me.
Okay, so being illogical. Okay, so is calling yourself the party of law and order then voting for a 34-count felon, fraudster, rapist illogical? It's saying that you care about our youth, right, and then voting for someone that has sexualized them and stands against further gun control, when it is the case that the leading cause of death in our youth is guns. Is that illogical?
So you're not. So you're
saying that you care about the family unit and being
illogical.
anti-IVF and anti-abortion, is switching the family dynamic away from financially well-off adults that consent to starting a family, that desire to have children, to forcing 18, 19, 20-year-old boys and girls into starting a family. Is that illogical?
I take it that you agree that it's illogical based on your arguments. You agree that we were talking about before was illogical. The women's stance.
No. It's not illogical to call trans women women. In fact, the position is internally consistent.
But you just argued. I said that that's illogical, so you brought me tons of other things that are illogical, and you kind of put them on the same pedestal because I'm willing to discuss it, see if it's logical or not, instead of bringing up 100.
No. What he said is, even if you do consider it that, you could say that same thing is true for the other side, but we don't think it's even true. That it means you're illogical. Also, are you trying to make this a conversation about whether or not you consider trans women to be women, or whether or not you think that Donald Trump is a better candidate to be president of the United States?
I do think Donald Trump is a better candidate for the United States, being that he does not accept the logic that I don't think checks out.
Okay.
So it's not that it's
you
illogical.
understand that we just showed you that he does support logic that makes no fucking sense, and you agree it makes no fucking sense. Okay,
Which
so
logic?
don't sit
Which
there.
logic?
We just showed you. Donald Trump thinks that God the Father is a man, and then also thinks that man is defined biologically. God the Father doesn't have biology, so that's a contradiction.
Right.
Leeby, thank you for the $20 on Venmo from LEEBIE. Thank you so much. W's for Leeby in the chat. Thank you for the $20.
So I agree with what you're saying, but I'm just going to argue now from the perspective of Trump, of him believing that God the Father is a male. I do believe that it's incomparable, these two scenarios, because I think that's just a metaphor to God the Father, because it's not literally a person, it's not a species, so it's a metaphor to what his gender is, because he's mostly aligned with that gender. I don't think it's actually what they think he is. I think it's just a metaphor.
Okay. So if you're willing to use someone's preferred pronouns as a metaphor, why won't you do that with trans people?
Because I'm using a metaphor when I don't have any other evidence pointing otherwise.
Wait. Okay, but you didn't say that was an issue. You said that was completely fine. You just called him a father. So you just acknowledged that it was a metaphor, yet you still are doing it?
No, because I'm saying there's a lack of better evidence, so I'm okay with the best we can get. But in the case where there's a lot of evidence, then you can't.
So I'm just asking why you're okay with doing it in one scenario but not the other.
Because I'm explaining the difference in the two scenarios, where in one scenario you don't have any other evidence pointing otherwise, right? By God, there's no chromosomes, there's nothing to point in a different direction, right? So we're going to use the best metaphor we can get. And
Wait, what do you say that the terms man and woman are predicated?
They could use they. And then are you saying that God the Father is non-binary?
I'm saying that it's a metaphor. He's not actually a male or female.
So is he non-binary?
Non-binary would mean he's not a gender?
Is he non-binary?
He's non-binary, just like a carpet is non-binary.
Okay, so
That
God
is
is
the person's
non-binary.
fine.
Look at God
Everything
being
that isn't a
non-binary.
person
Not
is
only
non-binary.
that, but you're saying that someone who doesn't have biology that's reflective of it, you're going to use their preferred pronouns again. You just use he multiple times.
Okay,
Right,
real quick.
because for a lack of better evidence of what a gender is, I'm going to use whatever resonates the best with the characteristics of it. For
Hey, real quick.
people
Hey,
who-
no, I want to ask you a question. So
Got
you
it.
referenced chromosomes a bit ago. So do you think that being a man or a woman is predicated on your chromosomes?
so I'm not an expert, but I would guess basically on your genitalia, how you were born. Yes, I think so.
Chromosomes. So is it chromosomes or genitalia?
I think that when you have the male chromosomes, you're going to have a male genitalia.
Okay.
Am I
so
wrong?
you're saying you're a man if you have XY chromosomes. So Amin Khalif has DSD, meaning that she has XY chromosomes. However, she also has a functioning uterus and can get pregnant and can give birth. So would you say that some men can give birth?
Hold on. Is she? I'm just trying to understand the scenario because I haven't heard of it. Is she transgender or she was born like that?
So it's called DSD. It's an intersex condition. However, she has XY chromosomes. She's chromosomally male. And if your definition of what a man is predicated on XY chromosomes, well, that would mean that Amin Khalif is a man. Yeah,
Got
Amin
it.
Khalif can get pregnant. So would you say that some men can get pregnant?
No, I would say that I wouldn't say the term sick, but just like there are people who are born blind, I don't think that's the norm, but I think it could occur. There are some fallacies when people are
Okay, so
born.
why is
Some
Amin
people are
Khalif a
born without
woman?
hands. What?
So why is Amin Khalif a woman? under your view?
I do think that scenario is different from the average.
I'm asking
man.
you what trait Amin Khalif has that makes her a woman.
I'm not familiar with the case from Amin Khalif, but from my understanding,
Oh, you don't know what a woman is!
No, I didn't say I didn't.
Wait! You just said that Amin Khalif is a woman, and I'm asking you what makes Amin Khalif a woman, and you can't tell me. You don't know what a woman is.
I said I'm unfamiliar with Amin Khalifa's case. I don't know about her.
Holy shit, this guy has no fucking clue what a woman is. I swear to God. It is these
We just
modern
told
day
you.
Republicans.
Hey, Shalom. We literally just told you what was relevant. Okay. So what characteristics are relevant towards you demonstrating, right, in a particular scenario that someone is a woman? Is it chromosomes? Because if that's true, you're saying that she's a man, right, and that men can give birth.
Yo, Sheldon, thank you for the $36 on PayPal saying that this, I really do appreciate you for the love, Sheldon. Let's get at least 360 W's in the chat for Sheldon with a $36 on PayPal and Gina with a $10 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for the love, and Caden with a $5. W's for Sheldon, Gina, and Caden. Y'all are awesome. And Charlotte with a $10 on Venmo as well. W's for Charlotte, Caden, Gina, and Sheldon.
And Diane, thank you for the $20 on PayPal. Thank you so much, Diane. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And can we get a W's for Elizabeth in the comment section right now for the $50 for being mature and handling that last guest thoughtfully? Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I really appreciate that. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much.
And Joe with the $20 on PayPal saying that you're cooking today as usual. Joe, thank you so much for the $20. W's for Joe.
Yeah. So the case you told me about, I thought that there might have been such a case, although I never heard of it. But there are cases of people being born without hands.
So what makes Amin Khalif a woman?
I think a lack of better definition, because she was born with a condition. It's complicated how to define her.
A lack of a better definition. So someone could just say a trans woman is a woman, and if they don't have a definition, they could just say, "Oh, a lack of a better definition," but they're still
complicated.
A woman.
No, I
right?
would
You know what I
say
mean?
that.
Like they could say the same thing that you just said.
Yeah. So
you guys are totally okay with doing it whenever you don't have an explanation, but whenever someone who's a liberal who does it, who's like a college student, you guys fucking freak out.
I know, like you're willing to take the tyrannical dictator on day one, rapist, racist, fascist, right, over Kamala Harris, right, because you think she'd say, oh, the definition of what a woman is complicated, but then you turn around and you say the same thing to us. Shalom.
I just want to say this is kind of like a wild thing to say. Like, what are the necessary and sufficient conditions of like a chair or a table? Right? You're probably not going to be able to define that to me in a consistent manner if we were to thoughtfully go through with it. But that doesn't mean that.
Gender?
What are you saying?
Meaning by
no,
gender?
I'm saying what are the necessary and sufficient conditions of a chair? So just because someone doesn't know the necessary and sufficient conditions of what a woman is, doesn't mean that they can't provide to you examples of what a woman is. That's why I think that this question is a bit ridiculous, right?
I don't think so.
Because like we wouldn't ask you what is a chair, right? Like that's like
Why not? I think.
Scott, thank you for the $20 on Venmo for getting your girlfriend Lottie into politics. I appreciate you so much for the $20 on Venmo, Scott. I really do appreciate that. And Abby with the $10 as well. W's for Scott and Abby. Shalom, I'm going to go ahead and give you the opportunity to address Parker's question here, but then we're probably going to move on. I just think that you being transphobic and using 0.05% of the population to justify your vote for Trump and not giving us any further conversation while also having the same internal contradiction within your stance is embarrassing and inconsequential. I'm not here to talk to bigots. I'm here to talk to people that are legitimately able to engage in good faith, constructive dialogue, and you're detailing to us that you're not. But go ahead and answer Parker's question, then we're going to move on.
All right, so let's move on to the border. I'm fine with that.
Is there currently a border crisis?
I think there is, yes. No, actually,
Okay,
now
so-
that Biden implemented not too long ago, it changed, but that didn't happen the past 4 years. He did it right now before the election, which is very obvious.
Okay, so then what's your issue?
My issue is that if you're only coming
He
to...
fixed it. What's the issue?
My issue is I don't think I could trust him, being that he didn't fix it the whole time that there was an issue, only before the elections. Why should I believe that?
No, you want to know why? That's because Trump undermined the border bill.
The border bill that was brought forward 6 months ago.
No, it was brought forth over a year ago.
What was prior to that? I don't believe that they actually cared about the border, because if they actually cared about it...
Wait. Why did you just pivot? I asked you a question. Why did Trump undermine the border bill? If he cares so much about the border, why did he undermine the thing that was meant to fix it?
So, in my opinion, the reason why he undermined it is very simple. He does not think that they actually, in their bill, you saw the bill, by the bill, it literally says in the bill that the bill is temporary until the numbers go down to 2,500 per day, right?
Abigail, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. So as long as it's below, no, it's not temporary, but it's as long as it's below, 2,500, yeah.
Right. So first of all, I don't think that's
and
cool at
so
all.
again, I just want to let you know this. Langford specifically was a Trump endorsed Republican, and he indicated that Donald Trump undermined this, and that if you can fix these things with the time that you have right now, you should. Otherwise, you might not have the ability to in the future.
Why wouldn't you have the ability in the future?
Because it is the case that the conditions of Congress might change insofar as that this border bill might not be allowed. Right? Because right now, the Congress would vote for it if Trump didn't undermine it. Okay? The Congress might change, and that future Congress might not vote for that border bill. Okay? If you want the border bill done, you get it fucking done. You don't run on a platform using the border as an argument against people, but then when push comes to shove, you have the ability to actually get the most monumental border legislation the past 20, 30 years, undermine it because you don't want Democrats to look good. Do you realize how ridiculous that is?
So
the main thing that he runs on.
I think that they tried to fix it just because they knew it was going to be the main thing he was running on, and in order to
So what? That's good. You take a win when you can take a win. If Republicans wanted to give universal health care because they think that they're going to lose on that, I'd be fine with that. If Republicans want to say that they're pro-choice because they're going to lose on that, I'm fine with that. Let's have pro-choice legislation. Let's have universal health care. I'd be happy for that. I would do that right fucking now because I actually believe in that. Donald Trump doesn't believe in it. He'd rather get elected than he actually would fix the issues that he's running on.
No, I think he undermined it because he wanted to be the one to fix it because they wouldn't fix it.
He wants to be the one to fix it. Yes, because he's a fucking egomaniac.
No, I think they don't.
Wait, can I ask you a question? So if your house was burning down and a fire truck showed up to put out the fire and you told them to turn around because you wanted the house to burn down so you could claim the insurance money, did you care about your house?
I don't think that's comparable at all.
I think it is. Answer my question or you're kicked.
No, I'm saying I'm going to be kicked, so I'll just answer, but I don't think it's comparable. Can I explain why I think it's not comparable?
I'm going to ask you for your answer or you're kicked.
I said no.
Okay, you want to care about your house.
Answered no.
So yeah, the southern border was quote unquote burning down, or there's an ongoing crisis, and the fire truck showed up, or Langford's bill showed up to Congress that would put out the fire or significantly reduce the impact of the crisis, and Donald Trump told the fire truck to turn around, or I don't know, shot down the bipartisan border bill so the house would continue to burn so he could claim the insurance money, or so the crisis can continue so he can campaign on it to get your vote in November. Did Donald Trump care about the southern border?
So in my opinion, according to this example you just gave, I think that the fire department only showed up because they thought they were going to be fired. So after 3 years of it burning, they showed up to take out my house. I'm like, you know what, fine.
So I would like to clarify, Shalom, that this bill is actually
What the hell is this
drafted-
guy saying?
This bill begun getting drafted a year after Biden's inauguration and about 6 months after Title 42 expired, starting the crisis. Okay, so the argument that they only did this as like a reactive response to like a drop in polls is false. Right, the only thing that they could do when Title 42 expired, right, was to influence effective congressional legislation. That is what they did do, and when it was finally in Congress getting voted on, that's when Donald Trump turned around and told the Republicans to vote
When
against
did
it,
the Donald
because
Trump-
it had the true bipartisan support it needed to pass, and that would have undermined one of Donald Trump's massive campaigning points for his campaign today. Okay, right? So no, it was not like responsive to a drop in the polls. It was the next logical step in how to solve the crisis, and this is something that Biden and Harris did beautifully. That's why we should blame Trump for the continuance of the crisis, because he's the one that thwarted them from engaging in good, effective congressional policy, and that is why he shouldn't be our next president, because this is just one of many examples of Donald Trump placing himself above the American people and above the country as a whole. According to Donald Trump, the crisis, it destroys our economy. It sends taxpayers' money to people who quote unquote shouldn't be here, and he even calls them MS-13 rapists, like criminals, right? And then he turns around and he wants them to continue to come into our country, right? Although they're just looking to live a better life, to pay for food for them and their kids,
But
so
they're
their
coming in
supporters can
illegally.
demonize them, and then specifically to rally his already radicalized voter base around the belief that they're not supposed to be here, and Biden and Harris have caused a problem so he could get your vote, when in all reality, they tried to solve the problem, and he stopped them from solving it.
Well, I'm not a fan of their plan either way because it allows 2,500 people per day.
Okay, so if you were hungry and someone came up to you and offered you a hamburger,
Wait, that's lesser amount of people than what was in Trump's administration.
I think it should
yeah,
be zero.
also, if you were hungry and someone came up to you and offered you a hamburger, would you say no, I want a bacon wrap fillet, or would you take the hamburger?
I would take the hamburger, but ultimately I would.
You take the hamburger. So if there's a continued crisis of like 6,000 to 10,000 people coming across our southern border every day, and a bill showed up that would have reduced that to about 2,000 to 2,500, would you take the reduction in the numbers, or would you say I want an increase in the numbers because that's not good enough?
If I'm told that I could get the other sandwich if I wait another 2 days, maybe I'll wait another 2 days.
Okay,
But
so
there's no good reason to indicate that in 2 days you're going to be able to get that. That's exactly what Langford was arguing, and that's exactly what I just told you.
Well,
Is that there is no guarantee, there is no idea that you're going to get something in the future.
And also, what if you could take the hamburger and the bacon wrap fillet? What if you could take a bill to reduce it to 2,500 daily crossings per day now, and then
You fix it in the future? That's
years?
actually what Langford said. Actually,
Right, but
That's literally what
I
he
think
said.
taking the hamburger brings down the chances of me getting the other sandwich because people will be like, "Oh, it's solved already. I'll just vote for Kamala."
Oh, so you just admitted that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden tried to solve the crisis with good, effective border policy.
Yeah,
and then
and it would
specifically
fix
Donald
it.
Trump shot it down because he
Yeah.
knew that would cause less people to vote for him.
He just
Which would
admitted
take
it.
away the likelihood of getting the other sandwich, according to your example, right?
Wait, how do you
Thank you for
expect
the
Donald
$11
Trump to
cents.
pass
Thank you
good
so much.
congressional policy to restrict the amount of
Abigail,
people
think of
entering into our
$10.
country if he's reelected when he didn't do that during his first term? If I was a conservative and I cared about the southern border, Donald Trump wouldn't be my guy because he couldn't get Congress together for anything. Couldn't get them together for the wall, so he had to misappropriate DoD funds to build less than 50 miles. The Remain in Mexico policy and all of his other day ones had virtually no effect, and we only saw an increase of numbers from his day one until COVID, and then he only had low numbers as a whole because of the implementation of Title 42. You understand the issue that he had low crossings isn't because he was an effective policymaker or an effective president, it's because he got lucky, COVID happened, that allowed him to completely shut it down.
That's true, but I would rather vote for someone who's trying to achieve what the policies I like than someone who doesn't try to achieve it at all.
Not someone who's actually doing. Wait, no, he's not trying to achieve it because he doesn't want. He's not trying to get it passed because he doesn't want Democrats to win.
Yeah, no, like literally the person that's trying to
No, but
achieve
he
it is
wants to-
Harris.
he wants-
The person that's not trying to achieve it is Donald Trump.
No,
Literally.
But you said that. Why would I want to vote for Donald Trump? Because he wasn't.
Because he's not trying to
able
achieve good congressional border policy. He shut it down. Trump wants open borders, man.
Trump wants open borders. Where do you take that from?
Because he shot down the bipartisan border bill.
But we just discussed that. And hold on, let's get back to what you told me. You told
I
me
don't
that
really
why
want to
would-
talk to you much anymore. You're very dense. You're not engaging in a good faith manner with our conversation here. You're ignoring what we say, and you're just repeating your claims. You don't know how to debate. You're just up here to speak your mind, even though you're flagrantly incorrect. No matter how much counter rebuttal or argumentation we give you, you're never going to move or shift or change your position, and you're not even going to try to rebuttal, right, the logic, fact, reason that we are giving you. Why should I allow you to continue to have any more time on my platform?
Because I think that because you are able to talk when I'm talking, but I don't talk when you talk, it comes off as if I don't listen to your arguments, but you do listen to mine.
How about we allow you to speak your mind for as long as you want, rebuttal the fact that he wants open borders because he shot down the bipartisan border bill, rebuttal the fact that Kamala Harris wants good, effective border policy. She's more focused on solving the crisis than demonizing people that don't speak English as their first language like Donald Trump has at his rallies. Go ahead and respond. You have the mic.
Okay, I'll respond to exactly what we were up to in the conversation. We went back and forth. And then I said, I want Trump because of the border. And then you said that why would you want Trump on the border? He was ineffective from 2016 to 2020. That's when I argued that I think that although he wasn't able to actually do it, I would rather vote for someone who's trying to do it. Whether he had success or not is a different conversation that we could get into, but I would rather vote to someone who's trying to achieve that. So then we went a little offwards. I'm not sure how then we got about the discussion about this conversation, actually. So back to that, I would rather vote for someone who's trying to achieve a border where we have no illegal immigrants coming in, because it's literally illegal to walk into the country illegally.
Okay, you
So why would I
understand?
vote?
Wait, so what would he make differently? Like, it's gonna be illegal anyway. Like, I don't know what you're trying to say. Like,
The
what?
fact that he's trying to build a wall.
That he doesn't
with-
want to allow any. Are you saying that there's going to be a perfect enforcement of the law under a Trump administration?
Not
That's
enforcement of the
incoherent
law,
as fuck.
enforcement. I didn't say enforcement of the law. I said enforcement of the border.
That's enforcement of the law, genius.
No, the enforcement of the law would take into account all of the law.
The enforcement of the
Before
border
the
would be
border.
enforcement of the law. That is the most. What are you saying?
Are
right
you
now?
saying that you can't break the law when there's a
Hey,
border?
I have a question. So do you think that if like an undocumented migrant in a country...
you just said
I'm saying that your conditions for whether or not you should be able to go through the border are predicated off of the law. This is not a difficult concept. Dude, what is wrong with this guy?
I don't know. Do you think that if there's an undocumented migrant in our country raping American women, defrauding and scamming our American youth, and breaking the law 34 times, sexualizing American little girls, boasting about walking into their changing rooms and shit, that they should be sent out of the country?
I think that regardless of all these crimes, they should be sent out of the country either way. They're illegally here.
But would you say that they're more of a threat than others?
I would say they're more of a threat of others.
Okay, so then Donald Trump's more of a threat than Kamala Harris, specifically because he has done every single thing I just listed off.
Yeah, I'm aware of all that, but there's a pretty good reason.
I'm aware of all that, but I'm still voting for it.
Well,
Yeah, this is why we call you. This is literally like the worst individual ever, right?
Yeah.
For you to literally accept the worst fucking individual, one of the worst, right? And you're like, yep, I know about it, but I just write it off.
And Kai, I appreciate you for the $15 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for the love. Let's get some W's in the chat for Kai right now. Thank you for the $15. Would you ever vote for someone held liable for raping a woman?
If I do believe that the case was unjust, then yeah, maybe.
Okay, name one piece of evidence that the victim submitted to the court case that proved Donald Trump guilty of rape.
So you boiled it down to the evidence. Can we look at the bigger picture? Do you think that
No,
it's
name a piece of evidence.
I don't. So there was. I did see you mention about medical evidence, but when I checked it up, I didn't find anything. I'm just curious.
Okay, so you actually don't know one piece of evidence that was submitted to the court. The only thing that you know about referencing was what I said. So specifically speaking, I think it's embarrassing that you're going to come up here and say that E. Jean Carroll was a liar, Donald Trump's not a rapist, and the court was corrupt, while not knowing one piece of evidence that she used to prove to the jury that it happened. Like, this is like me saying, after living in a cardboard box in the middle of Colorado,
I could say
it's a real bad day out in the middle of Australia. I just lacked the sufficient information to come to that conclusion, similarly to how you lack the sufficient information to come to the conclusion that Donald Trump's not a rapist. You're just being an apologist, man. It's gross. Grow
It
up.
is gross.
I didn't say that I don't know any information. I think I know most of the evidence that was brought forward. I just
I
said,
asked you to name a piece and you couldn't.
I didn't say I couldn't. I asked you a different question, but if you want me
Oh,
to
so you admit to pivoting?
No, it wasn't pivoting. I asked you a question about the evidence that you said.
So you didn't answer my question, yet you weren't pivoting.
So do you consider pivoting when you ask me a question about the evidence and I ask you a question about a certain piece of evidence that I haven't read upon, but I heard you talking about it, so I wanted to ask you about it. So you consider
So that means you haven't read about any of the other pieces of evidence.
I have read, and I didn't see anything about medical
Okay.
records. That's why I asked you.
So-
I saw the evidence about the
Come
people,
on.
the pictures. I saw the evidence of the dress. I saw the evidence of the.
The address wasn't submitted.
The dress wasn't submitted. Okay.
Yeah,
but-
because Trump specifically didn't give up his DNA within the allotted time, which we can use as reason to believe that Trump actually is incriminated, but it wasn't something submitted in the court.
But he did offer it later on, and they denied it.
I mean, would you
So
be surprised?
after the allotted time, which the judge said was a disgusting, disingenuous plea, right? That he knew wasn't going to get accepted.
Yeah, would you be surprised if you didn't get served at a Chick-fil-A on Sunday?
No.
No, because they have rules and operations that clearly state that. The same way a courtroom has rules and operations that clearly state you could only submit evidence during the discovery period.
Got it. So
you
regarding
shouldn't be
the
surprised when
UPL
his evidence was rejected after
I
discovery.
want
period was
Chick-fil-A,
over.
but I'm only going to go to it on Sunday.
That's essentially his argument. Yeah.
That's
if you only go to Chick-fil-A on Sunday, knowing that they're closed on Sunday, do you really want Chick-fil-A? No. So
And
Donald Trump only
also knowing that it's Sunday.
Yeah, and then like your friends ask you if you want to go on like a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and you say
And you know it's
"No,
closed.
I'm gonna go on Sunday and only Sunday. You don't actually.
I want Chick-fil-A so much, but I'm going to go on Sunday, and I know it's closed then. So I know I won't be able to get anything.
Just to compare these two, what you guys always do that I always see that you bring a comparison scenario, and then automatically the comparison scenario is identical to the scenario you're talking about without giving the listener a chance to explain why the two scenarios are different. And
You can explain to us why
We
they're different.
actually are giving you the ability to do that.
Okay, fine. I think it's indifferent because if Chick-fil-A had a case that the whole world was watching and wanted to prove something, and they had the chance to make 100% guarantee once they had Donald Trump's DNA, maybe they would open this Chick-fil-A on Sunday for you. Don't you think? They
No,
could
that's
prove it
not how it
100%
works.
when
If
they
you
had
if
Donald
you
Trump's
know
DNA.
if you know it is the case that you can't accept it, well then you can't do that. You can't go through and do that. That's what the judge said, right? It was set
right.
to explicitly happen at that time.
100%. But I do think that if you could 100%, they could 100% prove it if they have Donald Trump's DNA, right? Why wouldn't they want to do that?
Dude,
I understand that
dude,
it's
no,
after
you
the allotted
understand?
amount of time. I
Dude,
understand
this
that.
guy is such a fucking ridiculous individual. If Trump was never there, why didn't he give up his DNA, dipshit? Tell me.
whatever
If he
his
was
lawyer-
never there, if he never met her, why the fuck didn't he give up his DNA? Tell me that right now. In the allotted
did
time, he
give-
had 2 years.
He did. He gave it late. So your question is why he gave it late.
So he had 2 years, so he couldn't do it within 2 years? He's too
So
slow?
your question isn't why he didn't give it. Your question
He
is why
doesn't know how to
gave
do it.
late.
He doesn't know. He can't? He couldn't do it fast enough?
No, he couldn't. He couldn't do it. He did it late. I agree. He
That's
maybe should've-
ridiculous to say. He absolutely had enough time. You can't say that he
I
didn't have
say,
enough
I didn't say he
time.
didn't have enough time. I said he gave it late.
Yeah.
But they
Hey,
have
man, do you
100%.
have anything else you want to go over? You're insufferable. I want to move on.
No, I want him to answer this first. Wait, Pro, please tell me, why didn't Trump give up his DNA in the allotted time?
Because I think it would have, according to his lawyer's advice, I think that it would have looked to the jury or whatever that he's trying to prove himself when they tried to bring forward the case.
What the fuck, dude? You are so dumb. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, it's just like, what type of bullshit did you just concoct? What the hell? What was
Can
that?
I finish it? Can I finish the argument?
No, because it was stupid.
Because you didn't let me finish.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
Okay, I simply think that the lawyers didn't think it was necessary for Donald Trump to provide his DNA because they thought they could acquit him without it. That's what I think. I don't know the facts.
Wait, why wouldn't he just do this as well? If he never was there, he would show that he wasn't at the scene of the crime.
Because obviously they were able to get him guilty without having to prove the DNA, right?
So why wouldn't he try to, show that he was innocent?
Because not
Wouldn't that have
matching
shown he's innocent?
not matching the DNA would not make him innocent because they haven't matched it and he wasn't innocent,
wouldn't
right?
it? So you don't think that the lawyers would have thought that it would have shown that he's not at the scene of the crime?
I don't think it would have changed the case because it obviously didn't.
What? It would have.
He did not provide the DNA and they still found him guilty,
This guy's
right?
so dumb. Dude, if he gave up his DNA within the allotted time and it was shown to not be his DNA, he would have been exonerated. He
I don't
didn't do
think
it. The
so.
only reason he wouldn't have done this is because it would incriminate him. Be reasonable. The only thing. That's the only
The only
reason
thing he
wouldn't give up
didn't
his DNA.
provide his DNA is because it would incriminate him.
Yes.
So he offered basically himself to be incriminated after the allotted amount of time.
Because he knew it wasn't going to be accepted.
So he took the risk of incriminating himself to the judge making an exception, basically.
Yes, you understand that he couldn't do it. That was not going to be accepted at that time.
Right, but the judge could have made an exception. So he took the risk of incriminating himself.
Actually, I'm not actually sure that the judge could have. I think that he'd have to reopen discovery, and that would then he'd have to
exactly what I'm
rewrite
saying,
the court documents. Oh,
yeah,
Danny,
I really don't understand. So again, as it relates to this, he clearly should have given up his DNA if it was meaning that he was never there, he never knew her. Okay? That would show, if it wasn't his DNA and it was someone else's DNA, some deniability, right?
But it wouldn't exonerate him from the case.
How? Well, okay, so would it have made it better?
Maybe it would have made it better, yeah.
No. So not maybe it would have.
I'm not sure because they found him guilty even without matching the DNA, right?
So again, if he showed that it wasn't his DNA, then it would have been the case that there would have been better reason to believe he wasn't there.
I'm not really,
agree
because
with that?
all the arguments,
What you're saying right now is that the lawyers, they wouldn't tell Trump to do something that would have made their case easier. That just makes no fucking sense at all, dude.
No, I think
That's just totally incoherent.
I think there's another aspect that maybe they had in mind something more, like Donald Trump not taking it that serious because if he provides DNA, like he's trying to prove something. Obviously, that's a very stretched out argument, but I could see why the lawyers would try to play that out in front of a jury. It was a civil case. It's in front of a jury. They're trying to change the minds of people, which I think is the starting point issue with this case, that it's impossible not to be biased with the most famous person in the world.
Okay, so Trump being a part of the jury selection process, you're saying that they're not going to be able to find any jurors that are MAGA? So 35% of New York supporting Trump, they're not going to find a single person who's a Trump supporter out of 9 people?
I didn't say that. Finding someone that's MAGA is also biased.
Okay, so if you find someone who's MAGA, then they're biased towards Trump. If they're biased towards Trump, why did they unanimously say he sexually assaulted E. Jean Carroll?
Again, I'm sorry?
So why did they unanimously say that he sexually assaulted E. Jean Carroll? If it is the case that there's a high likelihood that at least one of the jurors was MAGA.
I do think that if you're 1 out of 9 or even 2 out of 7, that you're highly likely to change your mind. How long can 2 people argue with 7
No.
people?
But Shalom, what you're not understanding in terms of this process is that it is the case that it didn't have to be a unanimous decision. So there was no pressure for them to accept it without reason.
So if it didn't have to be a unanimous decision, that's even more room for error and bias.
No, it's even more room to show that a unanimous decision shows that the bias was shown out to be not existent. So even if there was bias towards Trump with specific jurors, it is the case that they even indicated based upon that bias that Trump did this. So that's what you're misunderstanding. Is that there lacked social pressure for them to be unanimous. It was unanimous when it didn't have to be. And it is the case that there was likely someone who was MAGA on there, if not more than one person who was MAGA. Because it is the case that Trump was a part of the jury selection process, and there was 9 people. If you literally take 35% of 9, you're going to have 3. So if we even were to accept one of them was MAGA, rather than 3 of them being MAGA, then it is the case that you would have a basis for multiple bias towards Trump people showing that he did it. So tell me why those multiple bias towards Trump people showed that he did it.
First of all, I do think that there's a social pressure to change your mind when you're 1 in 8 or 2 in 7. Even though it doesn't matter for the actual decision, I do think it matters. And 2,
it doesn't matter, but it matters. That's totally fucking incoherent.
I said it doesn't matter for the actual sentence, but I think
so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about what they sentenced, what they determined. So if it doesn't matter for the sentence, that's a contradiction.
No,
it matters and it also doesn't matter at the same time.
No, I was talking those regarding 2 different things. One about
what are the 2 separate things?
One is about the sentencing, and one is about their opinion. They're changing from the social pressure.
That is the sentencing. Their opinion is the basis of the sentencing, genius.
No, but it doesn't have to be a unanimous decision. Then you said that takes away the social pressure, right?
Yeah. So what do you mean? What's your point there?
You said that. So I think that even though it doesn't depend in the actual sentencing, the fact that it doesn't have to be a unanimous decision, I still think it does carry a social pressure.
Alexis, I appreciate you so much for the $20 on Venmo, asking how much to kick.
What's social pressure?
$100. Thank you for the love, Alexis.
You said that there's no social pressure from
I asked you what social pressure do you think exists to pressure them to accept that he's guilty when there's no evidence to indicate that?
to be 1 in 8 being against the other 8.
Wait, so I just want to clarify.
Okay.
If Donald
That's
Trump
not
was
how
criminally
juries work, by the way.
If Donald Trump was criminally convicted of child rape, you'd still vote for him because the jurors probably just convicted him because of social pressures?
So I think we're going in circles here, but I'll make another point about each.
No, answer my question.
What was your question? I'm sorry. Go again.
If Donald Trump was criminally convicted of raping a little girl, would you still vote for him because the jurors probably just convicted him from social pressures?
So if Michael Jordan and you were playing basketball, Michael Jordan.
No, not an answer to my question.
Can I say 2 sentences and then answer? I'm going to answer your question right after that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Tell me what Michael Jordan has to do with my
If Michael Jordan and you played a basketball game, but Michael Jordan had a history of sex offending someone, I would still put my money that Michael Jordan would win the game. Yes, I'd still vote for Donald Trump. I think he's a more effective president.
If Donald Trump raped your daughter, would you still vote for him?
If Michael Jordan groped my daughter, but I had to bet who would win the basketball game, I'd still bet that he would win the basketball game. Yes.
You'd still vote for Donald Trump if he raped your fucking daughter. What if he raped your
He'd be in
wife?
jail. I think he'd be in jail, and he couldn't run for.
Oh my God, dude, that is insanity. Holy shit!
Hold on. Let's take.
Fucking hell, man. See, that's the reality of the scenario, guys. See,
That guy's so insane, dude.
that
I'm smiling at the
conversation-
fact that I looked at that guy's comment section. Everyone's spamming today, Danny, and he's not adding him up.
I know. he's
Yeah,
not even
can we
recognizing it.
send the people over there to like tell them to do that right now?
Yeah,
That would
hey,
low-key be funny, bro.
there should
Okay,
like,
actually, well, I mean, maybe we shouldn't because the algorithm is doing good, but that would
Yeah.
be funny, dude.
honestly, I'm gonna do it when I am my live. That'd be fun. Anyways, guys, if you know what we're talking about, aka you're in my Discord, you should say in his chat that Danny's in the requests. Okay? I want to maybe if you know what I'm talking about because you're in my Discord. and
Only
saw
if
my
you know what we're
name's
talking about. Don't worry if you don't know. If you're in the Discord, though, trust me, it's worth it.
there. Yeah. Say that Danny's in the requests.
We don't need everyone. We just need like constant pressure in his chat because he's got like 400 viewers. So.
Yeah. Also, guys, everybody make sure that we're double tapping away in that phone screen. Spam MAGA down below in that chat if you want to come up and debate. And Joe, thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal. Let's get some W's for Joe in the chat. Thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal. Joe, you are phenomenal. What is up, DeSavage? Are you voting for Trump?
No, I really don't like him or any of his.
Wow. Yo,
Nice,
chill feed us.
incredible.
Chill feed us. Yo, W feed us. W feed us.
W's in the chat, everyone. Let's get to 3 million likes. Everyone keeps sharing the live. By the way, everyone, I probably should be live on my own, probably by like 1 o'clock my time.
Hell yeah, and if you want to help me add up a guest here, feel free. We're going to go to get
Yeah,
our
I
next
got
guest
you.
up in the queue right now, y'all, so everyone just give us a minute. What's going on, Gianna? Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Why so?
More economic policy. I want to make something really clear. More social.
How old are you?
19.
Okay, economic policy. His economic policy sucks.
Wait, can I make my point first? And then, I just want to make where I stand clear. I'm not like 100% towards Trump because I feel like that's very ignorant to think black and white. I just prefer Trump over because I'm more Republican economically. I'm more right wing. And I think that
Okay, so you just prefer reckless debt spending and tax policy that disproportionately benefits rich people over self-sufficient tax
putting
policy that
words in my mouth, I
disproportionately
feel,
benefits the
is
average Americans?
putting the words in my mouth I feel is a little obnoxious. I'm going
Wait, you said that you like his tax policy more. That's exactly what it does. Another 10
Yes,
years of
cutting middle
TCGA
class, I feel-
would disproportionately benefit the top 1%. It's estimated to cost $4 to $5 trillion, and he has no plan for how he's going to pay for it. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris's tax plan is estimated to cost $2.4 trillion. She knows exactly how she's going to pay for it, and it benefits 100 million American workers and the low and the middle class the most. So, in lieu of these facts, why do you still like Donald Trump's tax policy more than Harris's?
I'm a big fan of his 2017 tax cuts. As personally I experienced them. My family had the lowest taxes they've ever had. We're middle class people. We're not rich. I think that
Are your taxes up right now?
No, because the tax cuts are still in place. I think that when Trump was in office, I was a big fan of his corporate tax cuts. I feel that there is a side where you could argue that corporate tax cuts do benefit the wealthy and they don't benefit the poor, but you saw corporations spending more in equipment and infrastructure, which led to more job creation, increased productivity across all sectors. I think that is a big factor.
That's just a talking point, right? I can send you a paper from a liberal and conservative economist from Harvard that shows there was only 0.04% annual growth from the specific Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
Well, yeah, that's the whole
which
point.
is around $28 billion in GDP growth.
That's the whole idea
not only
behind
does it not
politics,
pay
right?
for itself,
two different sides, right? We all believe two different things.
No,
right?
no,
So,
I'm not just talking about two different things. I decided you a liberal and conservative economist from Harvard. I'm talking
Could you quote it?
bipartisanly. Yeah, the macroeconomic effect of the 2017 tax reform. That's the title.
could you quote it? Like, could you quote part of it so I can
Yeah,
understand?
it says
what
0.04%.
Can you like from what? Like, can you repeat your?
In terms of annual GDP growth caused by the TCGA.
Okay, GDP growth isn't the only factor caused by tax cuts. When you tax,
Wait, so you just said job creation and all those other things that businesses did. That
You're
would
saying
factor
GDP
within.
as a direct
That would
response to
factor.
job growth.
Gianni, that would factor within the context of GDP.
Yes, I
Okay.
understand that, but job creation and job sectors were benefiting from corporate tax cuts. That's the whole theory behind Reaganomics. The whole theory behind Republican tax policy is the fact that they support lower taxes because of the idea that if you cut taxes towards corporations, it will give more money to workers and allow these
Okay,
infrastructure.
so why were corporate taxes at 45% under Reagan?
They were trying to go lower. Reaganomics' whole idea was to lower.
It wasn't even close to that, to what we have with Trump. So it was
Yes,
it was
'cause
over double. It was
that's
over
why-
double the tax rate what we currently have with Trump.
I said Reaganomics. The idea behind Reaganomics is lower taxes. to
Are you?
increase
You're saying
spending.
you're in support of Reaganomics, but you want a half the size of corporate tax rate
I'm in
as what you
support
had
of
under
the idea
Reagan?
behind Reaganomics, where lower taxes will increase spending in our country. I think
So
that
can you give me
if
one
more
historical
money-
example of trickle down economics working?
under Trump, when we had Trump in office and we had middle class.
I just gave you a source that indicates that there was not a good effect from it.
But there was.
No.
So you're saying that funding social programs and not putting money towards.
Yeah, dude, he didn't add up. He didn't add up Danny. He added up someone else.
I know. It's so embarrassing for him. Terrible. Hey, Gianna, where's the $4 trillion that Donald Trump is going to need to pay for his tax cuts going to come from? Or is it just going
It's
to be more
Gianni.
reckless government spending?
It's Gianni, which is fine for you misspeaking.
Okay,
Can you ask the question one more time?
And it's Kamala Harris. So
What?
where's the $4 to $5 trillion going to come
If
from?
I misstated her name, I apologize. Again, the pronunciation wasn't.
Okay,
it
so
was,
you asked me to repeat my question, then you interrupt me. Pipe down.
well, because you didn't just repeat your
Oh,
question.
okay. So now you're gonna justify you interrupting me when I'm repeating my question. Pipe
we
down,
don't have
sit
to.
down.
We don't have to dislike each other. We could have a nice conversation.
And that will require you to not interrupt me while I'm asking my question. Pipe down.
Well, you
sit
didn't
down, thanks.
just
Here
ask
we
the
go. Once
question.
again, I'd like
You
to
said something.
clarify. Once again, my question is: where's the $4 to $5 trillion that another 10 years of Donald Trump's tax cuts going to come from?
So
Or
you're
is that
saying he
just
has
gonna
to
be more
spend-
reckless government spending?
So you're saying he has to spend more money to allow tax cuts? That's
yeah,
your
because it
that's your
creates
point.
debt-related spending. Yeah.
So your argument is tax cuts. You have to spend more money to allow tax cuts. Or you're saying because I think
you
you
either have to
missaid-
spend more money or spend less. You have to either spend more money or cut government spending. So which one is he going to do, and how is he going to do it?
You have to cut government spending, but you're not spending more money. The idea is
You
we
either
would
have
start-
to, you either have to increase government revenue, all right, or you have to decrease government spending to pay for the
Yes.
$4 trillion in a cure debt. Which one
Yes,
is he
I'm a
gonna do,
big
and how's he
fan of
gonna do it?
decreasing government spending. I think we don't have.
So
a
what
sp-
specifically is he going to cut that is going to save the government $4 to $5 trillion in 10 years?
I think that we need to have spending cuts across the whole board. I think we have too much money going towards social programs. I think Social Security is one of the biggest faults in our country. I think that, listen, I don't fully agree with Trump's take on Obamacare. I think that Obamacare did a lot of good things, but if he finds a solution towards that,
So we're
would be
going to
great.
pay for
Again,
tax cuts that disproportionately benefit rich people by cutting and
Well, the
gutting
reason
social
they-
programs that disproportionately benefit poor people.
The reason they benefit rich more, right, is because they make up more of the money. So when they lose
No.
10% of, yes, when they have 10%.
No,
of the
they
tax
still
cut-
disproportionately benefit rich people.
Yes, because
even
a
when we
10%
consider their
tax cut
income.
for the rich.
We're speaking proportionately speaking.
Yes, a 10% tax cut on the rich is a big difference than a 10% tax cut on the middle class.
I'm saying proportionately speaking. How many times do I need to repeat that statement?
Okay, but you're wrong. That's just not how that works.
No, I am not wrong, right? We could
We had the
specifically
biggest
reference how
middle-class tax cut
83% of
in
the
the
tax
history of
cuts
the
in the
United
bill
States under
went to the top
Donald
1%, while they only pay 45% of the taxes. So even when we consider the proportionate amount of more money they pay into our tax system, right, they're still receiving more tax cuts related in the bill compared to how much proportionally they pay into the tax system. So it's not just as simply as saying, well, oh, they all got the same amount of like percentage off of how much tax they pay. They got more of the tax cuts in the bill. That's a fact. You can't just say I'm wrong.
Okay, so you're against the idea of cutting taxes for the rich. You think that they should be taxed the same as they are under Kamala's ideas, where we should be taxing long-term sorry, again, it's just I apologize. But do you think that the increasing tax rates for the rich is an ideal way to handle our economy. I just want to make that
so
clear.
where I think that we're at today with the increasing income inequities that we've seen since Trump's introduction of the TCGA around 2016 to 2017, what I think we need right now is to make the low and the middle class better off. Okay, all throughout COVID, we saw the rich profiting poor, okay? And we need to solve those income inequities by disproportionately benefiting the low and the middle class through tax cuts designed for them, not designed for rich people, right? And specifically speaking, Trump's plan is bad because it does the opposite of that. It doesn't just disproportionately benefit poor people, but you're saying that he's going to pay for it by gutting systems that uplift the low and the middle class. You're saying take money from the poor and give it to the rich, literally.
I'm saying to have middle class tax cuts being a good idea, and that's saying that I think that the poor will get harmed, which people in poverty aren't even getting taxed at all as of today. They're barely getting taxed.
I appreciate you so much for the confetti.
I think that
sales tax, tariffs would tax them.
The tariffs
so
idea
Donald
is
Trump
one
wants
thing
to
I do
increase
disagree
tariffs
with.
on low income individuals.
We could talk about the tariffs. We could talk about how Trump's trying to push higher tariffs
for low income individuals.
Yeah,
because that affects everyone.
That's not how that works. He's trying to increase tariffs on international trade so we can allow for
let me
more
clarify
American
the way
production.
I was using the terms. So when I'm saying tariff is a tax on an import into the country. Taxes on imports cause prices to go up. People who make less money spend a greater proportion of their income on imported goods than people who make more money. That's a regressive tax. Okay, so he wants to shift the burden of taxes from people to help predominantly people who are rich at the expense of people who are predominantly poor.
Yes, I understand. The idea behind his increasing tariffs is similar to what we did in the 90s or 80s with Japanese cars, where we want to increase American production for what we are currently purchasing. It's a long-term idea. It would have worked if he had, instead of just 4 years, he had 2 terms, but
long term, we would lose more economic growth from the tariffs than we would benefit from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. That's how little the economic growth caused by the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is. Again, the tariffs would cause lower economic growth long term, like a decline in economic growth, right? Comparative to the gain.
How is that analysis put together? Through what? Like, what evidence?
So we can look at the effect of tariffs, right? That they've had in terms of in placing them throughout history. There are left wing and right wing economists that agree on this across the board, that it causes the economy to go down, and the reason why it causes the economy to contract is because there's less people that you can trade with. So there's a lower ability for low valued goods to go to high value usage. Does that make sense?
Say the last part one more time.
There's a lower ability, right, for goods in low value use to go to people who have high value. Because typically in the economy, they go from low value usage to high value usage. So if there's less trade that you can have, because of the higher increase in imported goods taxes, that causes the economy to contract and to get smaller.
Yeah, that's the counter argument towards high tariffs. I don't 100% agree with the idea that Trump's pushing where he wants high tariffs. He also said he wants to get rid of income tax, right? These are stuff that is so absurd and so theoretical that I think
I have a question. What's Trump's healthcare plan?
I think Trump's healthcare plan is not complete yet. I don't know what it is. He hasn't made it clear. But again, we're talking about economics. We could talk about that if you'd like. I think that Obamacare had a lot of problems, but having a socialist healthcare program is impossible to have perfect, right? I was a big fan of Obama.
Well, the reason I asked you is that if you knew what Trump's healthcare plan was, it's because he doesn't have one. Okay.
Exactly, but
and Donald Trump also doesn't have a plan to pay for the $4 trillion associated with his tax cuts. You sound like a well-read conservative, yet even you couldn't tell me how he plans to do that. You just told me what you would speculate he'd do insofar as cutting government funding that wouldn't purely pay for the $4 to $5 trillion associated over the next 10 years, right? And that's my issue with Trump, is he doesn't have plans for the American people because he doesn't care about the American people. And we shouldn't be voting for someone that doesn't care about us, okay? That's why we fired him in 2020, and that's why we shouldn't even give him an opportunity to be fired again now, all right? Donald Trump, in 2020, attempted to stage a coup to overthrow our government to rig the outcome of the 2020 election to install himself for a second term, and that demonstrates his ability to put himself so far above our country and the American people that he's willing to let it fucking burn down if it means he has more power, okay? How could you possibly vote
elaborate
for
on
someone?
that last part?
Yeah, so he sent fake slates of electorates to 7 different states to cast fake certificates of ascertainment into Congress, saying that he won states that he lost to install himself for a second term, to throw Biden out the window, even though he was put in the position of power by the American voice and the vote, okay? He wanted to take that all, let it fucking burn, so he could be our president again. Why would you vote for someone that's attempted to do these things?
Again, more of a fan of the economic policy. I could name countless things.
But would you, listen,
I want to make.
Now you're pivoting back to the economic policy. I want to make it very clear. Would you ever vote for someone that has attempted to coup our country and rig the outcome of a federal election?
He hasn't.
He has. Would you
There's
ever
been
vote
clear
for someone
evidence
that
of the
has done
Biden
these things?
administration doing the same thing.
There's actually been no evidence at all.
When Elon Musk purchased Twitter, he released a Twitter file showing.
One second. Now you're pivoting to another topic. You always pivot. They always do.
I'm not trying to pivot. I'm trying to
Donald
present-
Trump admitted in the January 6th indictment, as well as to the Supreme Court, that he sent these fake slates of electorates. Would you ever vote for someone that's attempted to stage a coup to overthrow our civil and electoral processes, to rig and change the outcome of the American people's voices and votes?
But you understand how you get a little thing and you make this big problem out of it? When
This
you
is
were
the biggest
one-
internal
but
attack on our
we were
democracy
having a
since the Civil
conversation
War.
about
How is
me
this
and
a little
Parker.
thing?
We're having a conversation about economic policy, and then you present this other point that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Yet you're the one saying that I'm going off.
I
topic
actually
here.
wrapped this perfectly into the conversation. That
Yes,
we
you
were
did. You did a
having.
great job. You're a smart guy, right? But you still went off the rails. You still went off topic.
Okay, so seemingly this is what you
did
did.
it
Is this how you're
effectively.
responding because you can't respond to the question at hand?
But if I ask a question that has nothing to do with what we're talking about and I flow it well and make it go smoothly, you're still going off topic. It's a good strategy. I admire it, but we're not having an actual debate, right? We're having a conversation.
Yeah, so we can go
about-
back to economic policy if you concede
Okay.
that you have no clue about his attempted plot to overthrow the government and you're complicit with voting for the man that launched
I
the
feel
biggest internal attack
Can
on
you
our
elaborate on
democracy
the
since
trying
Civil
to
War.
overtake the government? Could you clarify on that?
He sent fake slates of electorates to the to Congress to cast fake votes from states that he lost, saying that he won on January 6th to be installed for a second term where he lost in the election. Why
So
would you
him
vote for the
doing
person?
that is him trying to overtake the government.
Alicia, thank you so much. I appreciate the $15 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Alicia. I appreciate it. And Gina, thank you so much. I appreciate the $10. Thank you so much. We do other lives, especially after the election.
Yeah, so why do you want to vote for the person that's launched the biggest internal attack on the American democracy since the Civil War?
I think you're being a little bit dramatic, but I think
name a
that-
bigger one.
What? Excuse me?
If that's just me being dramatic, what's a bigger internal attack on our democracy since the Civil War?
Trying to bring back Roe v. Wade. I think trying to overturn the Constitution is the most absurd way of trying to destroy our country. Now,
Okay,
listen,
so I want to let you know.
Before we
First of
continue
all,
the conversation,
name one.
Wait, before we
No,
continue the conversation.
No.
Wait,
I'm going
I
to
just want
respond
to
to
clarify.
that.
I'm pro-choice. I'm
No,
just
look
against Roe v. Wade.
at you. Look at
Wait,
you.
no,
I'm going to
really quick,
respond to that. You want to
Wait,
talk
you
more,
did respond to that. Just
so
hold
I
the thought.
can't
Before we
respond to
continue
that.
this conversation, when we get into abortion, I want to clarify that I'm pro-choice. I'm just against Roe v.
We're not
Wade.
even going to get into abortion because this
okay,
is what I have to say
continue
about
talking.
it.
I apologize.
You're saying that wanting to codify federal protections for a woman's right to choose through congressional legislation is a threat to democracy? How?
And can you interpret the Constitution in a way that shows that women should have the right to medical privacy?
Can you interpret the Constitution in a manner? You understand that congressional legislation doesn't have to do with an interpretation of our Constitution. It has to
Yes,
do with
that's
the
how Roe v.
codification.
Wade was. It was an interpretation.
Yeah, through the Supreme Court.
So do you think if the Constitution says that we should restrict women's rights, we should restrict women's rights?
Well, it doesn't say that.
Okay, no, I'm asking if the Constitution did say that, would you say that we should support that?
I wouldn't support it, but the way our
Okay,
government's,
so
the way
why'd
our
you
government's
make that
designed and the
argument?
way our government was made was that if it's
Are
not,
you saying
if it's not in the
we're not
Constitution,
questioning whether or not
yeah.
it's constitutional? You don't care
If
about
it's not in the Constitution,
You're
what
voting
is
for a
it
guy
then?
that wants to terminate the Constitution.
Okay, that's again. You're going off topic. If it's not in the
I'm not
Constitution,
going off topic. That's directly you brought up the Constitution.
So I'm trying to overturn
Trump
the Constitution by
literally wants to terminate the Constitution.
trying to terminate the Constitution. Do you see what you're saying?
Yes.
He called for the termination of the
That's why he put in
Constitution.
people that would overturn Roe v. Wade. Because
Also, Johnny, I just want to let you know this is all deflection away from the point, but I just want to address it real quick.
What point?
So first
Can
of
you
all,
present-
Donald.
say the point again. I
So first of all,
apologize.
Donald Trump, as Parker did say, did call for the termination of the Constitution. He also wants to put people in jail for a year for burning the American flag when the Supreme Court ruled that was protected under their First Amendment right to freedom of expression. If you really cared about Supreme Court rulings insofar as what is interpreted as being constitutionally protected or not, then you'd care about him wanting to imprison people for engaging
Yeah,
in
I don't
actions
agree
that
with
is
that.
constitutionally protected. protected. Then additionally here, right, no one is calling for Roe v. Wade to be reinstantiated for the interpretation of the Constitution under the 14th Amendment, allowing that to be considered like a woman's right to privacy. No, they're calling for congressional legislation. There's a difference between an interpretation of the Constitution as ruled on by the Supreme Court and congressional legislation to codify federal protections. And then fifth of all, right, no, that is not a bigger internal attack on our democracy than Donald Trump trying to rig the outcome of the 2020 election.
He wasn't trying to rig the outcome
had
of
you
the
not
election.
answer my question,
The Biden
would you ever
administration
vote for someone that has attempted to stage a coup to rig and change the outcome of a federal election?
If somebody was trying to rig and overturn the election wrongfully, no, I would never
Okay, so
support that.
Donald Trump admitted in the January 6th
Donald Trump
indictment.
did not try to overturn the election. He did try to overturn the
Fucking
election.
moment.
He did.
One moment. Donald Trump admitted to the Supreme Court, as well as in the January 6 indictments, that he had sent fake slates of electorates with fake votes to Congress to certify himself for a second term when he lost, with votes from states saying that he won when he didn't. Donald Trump admitted to pressuring Bill Barr and the entirety of the DOJ into falsely announcing widespread voter fraud, right? Specifically when they had no evidence.
I have a
causing half
question
of the DOJ to
regarding what
resign.
you're saying.
This is
Again, you've
Donald
already
Trump
said
trying
this.
to overthrow our
I know.
country and rig the
You've
outcome of an
already
election.
said this.
So if you would never vote for someone that's tried to rig the outcome of an election, you would never vote for Donald Trump.
He
Where
wasn't
does my
trying to
logic
rig
go
it.
along?
He
Alicia,
wasn't
I
trying to
appreciate
rig
you
it.
for
He
the
was trying to
$15 on
overturn it
Venmo.
because I truly believe he thought it was rigged. Now, do I think the election was rigged? No, I think he was being obnoxious. I think there was some shady stuff going on with the way that we were handling
Okay,
advertisements.
so
on
you'd
social
admit
media.
that Donald Trump tried to rig the outcome of the 2020 election?
He wasn't trying to rig it. He was trying to overturn it because he
Okay,
disagreed.
so
with
I
the
just have a
outcome.
question. So sending fake votes from states that he lost to Congress to be certified as
He
real?
wasn't sending fake votes. He was
That's
sending fake what?
one moment. He was literally sending fake votes.
Fake votes after
Yes.
the election was over.
You could see, on January 6th, you could go online and you could look at the fake votes. They have pictures of them. Look up fake Trump certificates of ascertainments. You could literally see the fake votes that he sent in from these 6 different states. Okay, right? So now that we know that this is true, if this is not an example of Donald Trump trying to rig the outcome of the election, then what is it?
Ask that last question one more time because I was looking up what you were saying. I apologize.
Donald Trump sent fake certificates of ascertainment, which is the quote-unquote vote from a state saying which candidate won their state, saying that he won from states that he actually lost, to Congress for Mike Pence to certify as real. If that is not attempting to rig the outcome of the election, literally changing it because he was mad, what is that?
I don't think he was mad. Again, you make a really solid point. I'm not going to just completely deny what you're saying. I think that there was a lot of issues regarding the election. I think that was one of the worst parts of Trump's career. I think that he looked like a child. I think he was being very obnoxious. Again, I want to make it clear, like I said in the beginning, I don't love Trump. Trump isn't the best pick. I wasn't a Trump supporter in 2016. I just am not a big supporter of the way Biden handles the economy.
Okay, so you actually would now vote for someone that's attempted to overthrow our government, right?
Yes, when you're pinned against a wall, you do stuff that you normally wouldn't do. Would I vote for
Holy
Trump
shit.
if we had? Would I vote for Trump if we had Michelle
Okay,
Obama presenting?
so now
me?
let me ask you this question. What has Kamala Harris done, or what does she plan to do, that is literally worse than trying to overthrow the American democracy?
Okay, Trump is not trying to overturn the U.S. democracy.
He did. That's what he did with the fake votes. You just conceded to that.
Okay, again, I'm voting for Trump in terms of how it's going to affect my life.
I'm asking you, what has Kamala Harris done that is sufficiently worse?
She hasn't
than
had
Donald
the
Trump
opportunity
attempting
to do
overthrow the
anything.
government? What does
She
she
hasn't had-
plan
she's
to
been
do
vice president,
that is
she doesn't do
sufficiently
anything.
worse than overthrowing the government?
She hasn't done anything. She's vice president. She can't do anything.
So you admit that Donald Trump has done things
Yes,
much
I'm
worse
not
than
saying
Kamala
Trump's.
Harris.
I'm not saying Trump's the best option of the whole Republican Party. I've never said that. I'm just Republican.
Okay, so how is the guy that's tried to overthrow the American democracy, has raped a woman, and is racist, sexist, and
Okay, when you say that
misogynistic?
he sexually assaulted a woman, that's defamation. Hence, why he was in civil court for it, right? Because he hasn't been criminally charged for raping a woman. If he was, wouldn't be defamation. But you saying he raped a woman when it's actually went to court for defamation over it shows that you're just
It went
ignorant
to
on the idea.
no,
Using
okay.
big
Oh, wait,
accusations when there's no
wait,
criminal evidence
are you
against it.
absolutely positive that it went to court for defamation, not for sexual abuse or rape?
If I'm thinking of the right case, yes, it did originally.
Okay, well,
go-
here's the jury verdict form that says that Donald Trump had sexually abused Miss Carroll. It went specifically to court not only for defamation, but also for sexual abuse or rape. So you're wrong. I can't believe that you just called me ignorant for just being in alignment with the facts.
I said ignorant?
Yep. This proves you wrong. This cooks you, right? Because this
Yes,
is a verdict.
then I was wrong. I apologize.
Great.
Okay, going back to the... Where'd he go?
I'm right here.
Okay, sorry. Going back to the original point where we were talking about economy, I'm a big free market capitalist.
Holy shit, man! Listen. You have
okay,
tried
fine.
to-
We'll stay here. We'll stay
So
here.
I'm
You wanna stay
asking
here?
you. I'm asking you why you want to vote for the rapist, womanizer, child sexualizer, 34 count felon that's also racist and sexist, misogynistic, and has launched the biggest internal attack on our democracy since the Civil War over Kamala Harris.
Can you ask that last part again? Since the
And with
Civil
all these
War,
facts, why is he still a better candidate?
the biggest attack on our democracy since the Civil War. Listen, I don't think Trump is a rapist. If he was, I would never vote for him. The reason I
You
am
never vote for a rapist?
No.
Okay, so he was held liable for rape by a unanimous jury of 9 of his peers.
Getting held liable for rape is not being charged for rape. If he was
Dylan, I
charged,
appreciate you for the $10 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for the love, Dylan. You're awesome.
saying Trump's racist, saying Trump's sexist, these are just accusations that aren't true. This is just you.
They're not true. He called all black people lazy. He denied housing opportunities to black people in the 70s.
In the 70s, who ran this company in the 70s?
He said that because Barack Obama
ran this company in the 70s?
He said because Barack Obama was black, him and his dad. He said because Barack Obama is black, that he was born in Kenya, therefore he shouldn't be able to run for president today.
Yeah, Trump was an idiot. I don't think that's racist. I think that's just him being a moron.
Wait, it's not racist to call all black people lazy?
No, he didn't call all black people lazy.
Yeah, he did in 1991. Would you like a source?
In 1991, when you're talking about the 1970 where he wasn't giving rent, when he wasn't renting out to black people, are you aware of who ran his company at the time? Are you aware of how offended Donald Trump?
His father.
Yes, his father, not Trump.
Him and his father, yeah.
Yeah, his father ran the company in the 70s. How old was Donald Trump during that time? He was still under his wing. Donald Trump's father.
Donald Trump was probably about 30.
Yes, Trump was not running the company then. He wasn't responsible for making decisions like that. And regardless, he was so offended by those.
So then why did the property manager indicate that it was an order from Donald Trump?
He wasn't. The court case didn't go in their favor. Trump won the case. And the reason Trump was
So Trump won the case. He settled.
Yes, that's how court works for the rich. They make an agreement. That's how that works. They don't They don't want to go to court for years.
Yeah. So what happened is they sent in white and black individuals to ask if they could rent properties. They turned the black individuals around after getting multiple reports that they're denying black individuals properties to rent. And then specifically speaking, the property manager said that it was an order from Donald Trump, which led to the civil litigation. But I just want to clarify, Donald Trump is racist. He said that Kamala Harris is turned black, implying that she wasn't black prior.
You don't think that Kamala? You don't think Harris? Sorry, I mispronounced.
He also said that all black people are lazy. He said that he doesn't like black men counting as money. He prefers the quote-unquote.
Did you vote for? I have a question, real quick. Did you vote for Joe Biden, or were you not able to vote?
But if Joe Biden was running today, I'd still vote for him. You're going to bring up his racist past.
So
specifically speaking, I
about.
understand that that Joe Biden has a racist past. However, it is the case that he has since changed his character, came out and apologized. Donald Trump hasn't apologized for a thing in his life, but Joe Biden is not running. Kamala Harris is, and I'm going to be voting for the non-racist over the racist in November.
Okay, so when Harris. You don't think Harris puts up a character when she's in different crowds versus, like, let's say Hispanic crowds or black crowds or white crowds? You don't think she has different tones when she speaks or different, like, personas put forward? Or do you think it's just like just like not the case at all?
So code switching is racist, but calling all black people lazy isn't?
Okay, Trump was racist in the 70s.
Alexia, I appreciate you for the $10 on Venmo to interrupt him again, please. I really appreciate you for the love, Alexia. Okay, so you just conceded that Trump's been racist in his past.
So not only is it just that he's been racist in the past, but he's continued racism to the future, and he's never apologized or tried to do better in terms of his behavior.
Okay,
never has
I'm not
he done
voting
that.
for Trump's character. Trump's the mascot behind the administration.
How can you completely ignore his character?
Because Trump's a mascot behind the
he's a racist, misogynist. What's up?
Because when you're pinned against the wall, you make decisions you don't normally do. When Trump is running, he's a mascot behind his administration. He's representing his administration. His policy getting put forward is what I agree with. Trump's not allowed to pass.
Are you just talking about the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act?
I think that his international policy is great. I think the way he handled North Korea was amazing. I think Obama was
we got
terrified
nothing from
of
North Korea.
Excuse me?
No, nothing changed with North Korea.
It did, though. We had a treaty with them. We decided we had a peace act.
You understand that they kept developing nuclear bombs and stuff and nuclear technology, and they also continued with missile launches. So this whole idea that it changed anything, I think, is laughable. He called him Rocket Man before. He called him Rocket Man after. That's what Trump does.
Are you familiar with what Obama said while he left office regarding North Korea?
What?
that we would go to war with them. There's nothing we could do. It's unpreventable. And it was. Trump did a
Can you
great
give me
job.
a single source that says that? I don't remember Obama saying that.
Okay. I don't have the link cited. Give me literally 2 seconds.
What's up, guys?
What's up? Are you voting Trump?
Yeah.
Why so?
Well, just to start off with, I've seen your guys' videos. I think it's very interesting, and the parts and stands that you guys make. But just so I can stay on topic with what I would like to talk about with Trump is the Roe v. Wade overturn. So that
There
in
should be
particular,
federal
is
protections
like-
for great victims.
What's that?
Do you think there should be federal protections for great victims to
Did
be able to
Gianni
get
run?
access to an abortion?
Did Gianni run?
Probably.
Okay.
Should they do what? I'm sorry.
Should there be federal protections for great victims to be able to get access to an abortion?
Yeah.
Okay, well, under overturning Roe versus Wade, got rid of those federal protections.
Okay, but I think didn't it get subjected to the states to be able to
Yeah, but again, you wanted federal protections for great victims. What you just advocated for in terms of the overturning of Roe versus Wade did the opposite of just that. It did not provide federal protections for great victims and actually undermined great victims from having the federal protections that you just said you support.
Okay. So I'm sorry I misheard. You said federal. So yes, I would disagree with that. But so I think the consensus about overturning Roe v. Wade is sorry, a little nervous. Never been live, but
You're doing great, man.
But I think the point of it was to give the power to the states, because if you live in a state, like, I'm not going to agree with if somebody else in another state. So what if the majority of my state believe in a certain direction, vice the other direction?
Amanda, thank you for the $10 on Venmo saying get him. I appreciate you for the love.
Say everything you want, but you didn't. You just said you wanted federal protections for great victims, and then you just said you disagrees with that. So that means Roe versus Wade being overturned is not a reason why you're voting for Trump over Harris. So like, can you tell me what's the reason why you're voting for Trump over Harris?
And I'm saying that I'm retracting that. I'm sorry. I do not agree with that. Having federal protection for rape victims.
Oh, you don't want federal protections?
No.
Okay, so you think that 10-year-old girls should be forced in certain places to be able to go through, or to be forced to go through a pregnancy against their will?
I mean, if she's not going to die during childbirth, then no.
What obligation does the 10-year-old girl have to provide her bodily resources to sustain the fetus's life?
Food, water, shelter.
Yeah, why does she have that obligation?
What do you mean?
Why is she obligated to do that? Because what I'd say is that she doesn't have that obligation, and the 10-year-old girl can evict and or remove the fetus from her womb because she has no obligation to keep it alive by living inside of her uterus, right? And particularly speaking, it doesn't matter if the fetus dies as a result. The fetus has no rightful claim to her bodily resources. I mean, isn't this what Republicans say all the time? You're like, oh, like the people living below the poverty line. It doesn't matter if they die as a result of not having any food. The government doesn't have any rightful obligation to provide them social services.
So, can you please ask your question again? I'm sorry.
Why should the 10-year-old girl be obligated to keep the fetus in her uterus alive?
Because the fetus is a different human being, so it's not a part of our body. It's not like an organ. It's an entirely different being.
Okay, so we're obligated to keep dependent human beings alive?
Yes.
So then should we end death via starvation here at home in the U.S. by advocating for congressional policy to better support the people living below the poverty line, since we're obligated to provide them food, water, and shelter to keep them alive? Should everyone have a universal basic income, free healthcare, free housing, food, and water?
No.
Oh, okay. So then why should the fetus? Why should the fetus have free housing? Why should the fetus have free food? Why should the fetus have free water?
So in turn, if you allow this to happen, you're committing murder. So I'm against murder.
I mean, it's just what's the difference between Jeff Bezos paying an additional 4% in taxes to provide free food, water, and housing to homeless people, and a 10-year-old girl having to go through 9 months of pain, suffering, and trauma to pay to provide free food, water, and housing to the fetus? Okay, if you don't think that Jeff Bezos is obligated to do that, why is the 10-year-old girl?
So, like, kind of off the subject of taxes.
Oscar, I appreciate you for the $11 and the 11 cents on Venmo. I really appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you so much, Oscar. Why do you think that the 10-year-old girl has more responsibility to provide for those around her than Jeff Bezos, the second richest man in the world?
Well, I would prefer not to talk about Jeff Bezos. I would like to just talk about the 10-year-old girl. Is that okay? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend saying that you like to talk about 10-year-old girls, but I understand it in the context of our conversation here.
Okay, great. So she would have to care for it because it's a different human being. If she were to kill it, that would be murder. And with my beliefs, which I would like to ask Parker personally, a question is,
yeah, what's up?
Out of all the conversations I see, generally you kind of pivot towards like Christianity, and I'm curious why you don't pivot more toward like Muslim or Buddhist, Hinduism.
You mean Islam? Because a lot of the people I talk to don't have those types of underpinnings in terms of their ideological beliefs. If I happen to talk to more Muslims, I would critique Islam more because it would be a basis of their ideology, right? But I happen to talk to Christians more because our society is more predominantly Christian.
Okay, fair enough. I was just curious.
For sure.
But anyways, with like
all right, well, I'm about to drop everyone. I'm about to go start my live, but I appreciate you having me up, everyone. I appreciate seeing y'all.
Yeah, I'll send you right in about an hour.
All right, I'll see you, man.
See you, Parker. So anyways, Cody, I really wanted to focus. W's for Parker in that chat, y'all. W's for Parker in that chat. We will all be joining him in about an hour, y'all. Anyways, so yeah, Cody, I wanted to ask you, like, once again, right, why should the 10-year-old girl be legally obligated to provide her bodily resources to another individual without her consent? Like, for instance, if I'm a vampire and I come up and I start sucking on your neck and I tell you I need your blood to survive, if you pull me off of your neck, I will die, would you be doing anything wrong if you pulled me off of your neck?
Well, the only alternative is to kill it, right?
I'm asking you, if I'm a vampire and I was sucking on your neck and I needed your blood to survive, and I told you if you pulled me off of your neck I would die, would you be doing anything wrong if you pulled me off of if you pulled me off of your neck?
Well, the thing with the vampire is that you're not 50% of my DNA. So
okay. So it literally just has to do with the fact that you're the biological mother. So I just want to clarify, you think that all rape victims have an obligation to provide to the fetus because they're their children?
So, like, I feel like you're kind of being a little hostile towards me. I'm generally just trying
I just want to clarify. If a man gets raped by a woman and she gets pregnant and has birth, should he be obligated to pay that child support since it's his kid?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, what? Like, what? Hello? So, Cody, if you got raped tomorrow, okay, by a woman, you got forcefully raped by a woman, right, and she got pregnant because she raped you, you have to pay her money?
Yeah.
Okay, Cody, do you see how, like, it just batshit insane that is?
Well, okay, explain to me how insane that is.
Leanne, thank you for the $25 on Venmo for standing up for women against mediocre white dudes who know nothing about pregnancy. Let's go and improve that. What part of a woman's body does a fetus develop in? Thank you, Leanne. I appreciate you for the $25, and I'm glad that we could prove that you are correct here on live today. W's for Leanne down below in that comment section. And Katrina with a $40 on Venmo saying, school this Cody on abortion healthcare. You got it, Katrina. What part of a woman's body does conception occur?
Inner womb, vagina. Hold on, yeah, vagina.
No, fallopian tubes. I got you, Katrina. I'll school him. Thank you for the $40. W's for Leanne and W's for Katrina in that chat. I really do appreciate you so much for that love. Okay, all right, awesome, phenomenal. And then let's see here. Locke, I appreciate you for the $10 on PayPal. You're phenomenal. And Carly with the $5 as well. You guys are great. Okay, yeah. So you're actually just insane.
So, but like the only alternative to not or Yeah, for her to not have the child is to kill it, which is murder. So you're advocating.
Becky, I appreciate you for the $1 on Vim. I really appreciate you for the love. I'm still focused just on the hypothetical scenario where you were like, if a man gets raped by a woman, he has to pay her child support. Why do you think that a victim of rape should have to pay their rapist child support?
You know, dude, I'm done.
Okay, yeah, you are. You are done, Cody.
Thank you.
Joe, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. I appreciate you for that love. W's for Joe in the chat. Thank you so much, Joe. Hey, Father, so why are you voting for Trump?
I'm voting for Trump. Well, let me just say this. 32 years old. This will be the first time that I've ever voted. I told myself that I would never get into politics, would never vote for a president unless it like directly affected me. Had a great year through Trump, had a great year through Obama, had a great year through every president coming up. As soon as Biden hit, for some reason, my life got like exponentially harder. Like I don't know what it is, but just
me neither. Me
so
neither.
much harder.
Yeah, no, you're so right. Like, what happened in like 2020, 2021 that could have made your life? Was it like the Olympics or something? Well, was there was it the Olympics? Did like a new movie come out or something? What could it have been?
Well, I know you're definitely referring to COVID, but let me tell you about COVID.
Yeah,
I
am.
flourished
Katie, thank you for the
through
$1
COVID. Flourished through COVID. Oh my God, I made more money during COVID than I did before COVID.
Okay, so then you flourished under Biden and Harris.
Well, that was just one aspect, sure, but like,
so how specifically did your life get worse under Biden and Harris, and how did they cause it?
Pandemic going on. And just stimulus checks being thrown out for no reason. Once those stopped, like it just got harder.
Oh wait, so
eggs.
So you think that
expensive, milk so expensive. Raising 3 mouths with one paycheck just got so much harder these last 4 years. But for some reason under Trump, man, it just was
okay.
So
do you think
much
that the
easier.
stimmy checks caused inflation?
I'm not sure what they caused, but I do know that those.
Okay,
I mean,
did the stimmy checks
they
suck?
helped. They helped, huh?
Okay, but the stimulus checks were bad, right?
I mean, they helped me out through some hard times,
The
which was
stimulus
nice.
checks were good. Okay. So here's my point. So Biden and Harris didn't cause inflation. Just because something happens in the country doesn't mean it's to blame on the presidency. For instance, before Trump left office in April of 2020, we had the highest rate of unemployment that our country has had since the Great Depression. Did Donald Trump cause that?
Not sure. Did he?
No.
I'm asking.
Pandemic did. The pandemic caused a high rate of unemployment at the end of Trump's term, just like it caused the global inflation onset under Biden and Harris. All right. So why? Yeah, because when you stimulate an economy to prevent a recession, it causes inflation. Okay.
No, but why were there
Inflation over
people
a recession.
unemployed?
Yeah, because business just shut down.
Why?
Why? Because of a public health pandemic, where
I still
millions
work.
or hundreds of millions of people died. Yeah, because you
I still
probably.
work.
And what do you do? What do you do for work? Do you work in like engineering,
Well, I'm in the
medical?
I'm in the military.
Military. Yeah, you still worked because it was essential, right? But non-essential workers, right, essentially went home and had to self-isolate. I mean, the fact that you don't know this is astounding.
No, I do know this. I'm generally asking. Like, I guess I'm trying to see your viewpoint on like, do you think that they should have gone home? Like, why not just keep it going? Why not just keep everything going?
Because it would have led to more people dying. I'd prefer people to be out of a job than
Do
dead.
you think the COVID deaths were related to like underlying conditions like obesity
underlying conditions can like exacerbate the effect of COVID, making one's risk for death higher. But
Right.
the reason of death was COVID. But that wouldn't relate to obesity. That would relate to like autoimmune disorders.
Right. So then do you think like maybe that got worse by people staying in? Because like suicide rates and stuff went up too from people staying home. And definitely obesity again, which I know doesn't correlate with COVID, but obesity definitely skyrocketed with people staying home.
Okay, yeah. Did like 500 million people kill themselves?
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
but I mean,
so like that's why we should
deaths
like
still
reduce the
went up.
impact of the pandemic that unalived hundreds of millions of individuals.
Well,
Maybe it
let me
wasn't
ask you this.
maybe it
Do you
wasn't
think
500.
more
Maybe it wasn't
people-
500 million. That sounds.
do
a
you
little
think more
outrageous.
people would have died if we just would have kept everything going, just as normal? Been like, all right, we got
yeah.
a pandemic out there.
No shit.
Let's mask up. Let's do all this stuff. Yeah, but like, do we really know? That's the thing. Do we
Yes.
really know?
Yes, we do.
We don't
really
know because we didn't go through it.
We don't need to go through something to know the outcome. Like for instance, I haven't gone through a whole conversation with you, but I know that it's insufferable. Okay, like all that I'm saying here is that we could just use like very simple deductive logic, right, to instantiate the idea that if there's a disease that kills people and is communicable and you can communicate to others through the air, right? And when you have more people in closer proximity to one another, you will have a higher rate of transmission of the disease. And with a higher rate of transmission of said disease will follow more deaths due to the disease. Okay? Right? That's the argument. Where am I wrong? And Tammy, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for the $10, Tammy. And Sadie, thank you for the $5 as well. W's for Tammy and Sadie.
So question, I have another question.
Go for it.
Do you think like all the facts matter in like developing like some sort of opinion towards something?
Yeah, you don't though.
Okay, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to run the Trump dialogue about him banning Muslims from coming into the country again.
Would you ever vote for someone that wanted to ban all new Christians from entering our country?
That's not even the worst.
No. Play the video you were playing at the beginning of your live.
He just says, I, Donald Trump, want to shut down all new Muslims coming into our country until our country's representatives can figure out what's going on. That's what he said.
Exactly. Thank you. So you keep cutting it off before that. I think that's important that he says until. So it's not a permanent thing. It is a temporary thing, which I agree in.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
If someone causes like some sort of like,
Father,
like,
amen. If someone like kidnapped you until your wife gave him $1 million, did they still do something wrong?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter how long the prejudice and religious persecution lasted for.
It doesn't matter. You're still pinning him as this like anti-Muslim person when you cut him off.
He absolutely is an anti-Muslim individual. Or else he wouldn't ban all new Muslims from entering into their country. Yeah, I'm so sorry. But this family of 4.
Until we figure out what to do.
We literally
play the whole thing for everyone in the live because you keep cutting it off. Play the whole thing.
Sir, with all due respect, we just went over this. If someone kidnapped you until your wife gave him $1 million, they're still a kidnapper. If he religiously persecuted until some like trivial point in the future, he's still a religious persecutor.
Right, for the safety of the U.S. citizens.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. So how does banning all new Muslims from coming into our country make U.S. citizens safer? And also, Elizabeth, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for the love. Massive W's for Elizabeth in the chat. And Tammy and Amanda, thank you for the $5 and $1 on Venmo. I'd actually argue that it makes U.S. citizens less safe because it like inspires prejudice and hate against Muslim Americans. Like we did see Muslim Americans.
We shouldn't be looking at it like that. We should be looking at that this particular threat could have been damaging to U.S. and Trump was at least doing something.
How are Muslims? How are all Muslims a threat to our country?
Well, just based on that one scenario, and I don't know the full scenario. I was reading it up as you were talking about it, but all I know is when I saw the video, that was the key thing was until.
Okay. So you're saying that all Muslims are a threat to our country because of the San Bernardino terror attacks? Right. You understand that this is the same logic that people use to justify race-based segregation in the mid-20th century. They'd say, oh, here's this example of a black dude doing something very bad. Therefore, all black people are more violent and aggressive than white people. Therefore, we're not going to let them come into these businesses.
Like, all I'm saying is, like, the full facts matter. So, for instance,
can you please give me the logical distinction between banning all black... Hey, 1 second. All I'm asking is, can you give me the logical distinction between banning all black people from entering into a business because one black person did something wrong and banning all Muslims from entering into our country because one Muslim did something wrong?
Well, I definitely think putting a hold on until you find out all the facts is definitely a key thing. Okay. Kind of like whenever you commit a crime and you're like, you're innocent until proven guilty, but sometimes you're like left in prison until you have a trial and all that. Like, we're putting a pause on that.
Okay, so if I commit a crime, and I'm like locked up until my court hearing, should my best friend Parker also be locked up?
Did he commit the same crime at the same time? No. Well, then what if you just the individual person?
Okay, well, yeah, but should we use the logic here? We should only persecute individuals, right, who commit bad things, regardless of what their religion is, and we shouldn't religiously persecute all followers of a religion?
I think what he was just doing was just like trying to just aggressively just shut down that whole thing until we can figure out what was going on.
Okay, so if they were a Christian instead of a Muslim...
And you know what the crazy thing is, too?
Sir, if he was a Christian instead of a Muslim, would he have been justified in banning all new Muslims from entering?
Well, let me say this as well. During that quote that he said, he actually was only going to keep Muslims coming out of like, I think it was like Syria, Lebanon,
thank you for the $5
like certain countries. He was only keeping them
if the person was a Christian instead of a Muslim, would it have been justified for him to ban all new Christians from entering?
If that Christian committed a crime that was similar to that deemed like, hey, you're committing this like crazy crime. Hold on, no Christians coming in. Let's pause it real quick.
Okay, so if the person was black, would it have been justified to ban all new black people from entering?
So he says that. Oh, well, hold on. pause on that because I like the
No, I don't
whole
wanna
thing
pause.
that you were talking about with the. Well, it's going with the blacks thing, with the whole lazy
Well,
thing.
do not
right? I
do
remember
not
you-
call black individuals blacks. Okay, that's a dehumanizing word used by white individuals to dehumanize them for centuries. Okay. But
Okay, African Americans. Whenever you brought up the quote that Trump said something about African Americans, well, the quote was actually "blacks are lazy." I looked that up as well. He wasn't talking about.
Okay, we're gonna go to move on to our next guest here, y'all. If you are in the queue, make sure that you're voting for Trump. If you want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my bio. I do appreciate you guys for being here. We're gonna go to move on to our next guest right now, y'all. By the way, so at 3, I'm going to a family get together, and my whole family, as you guys know, is conservative, and they all know about my Jubilee episode. That's gonna be scary. They're all like conservative Christians. I remember last time I went, I got low-key like attacked by my aunt because I think she figured out that I was an atheist. And I just actually got a text from her saying, I heard there's a rumor going around. But I actually haven't read the text. Honestly, when we get our guest up here, it's probably gonna say that my screen's going on pause for like 10 seconds because I'm gonna go read the text and report back to y'all what it says. But we're gonna get our next guest up here before we do that. What's up, Susie? Are you voting for Trump?
No, I just wanted to say I'm from Ireland.
You're awesome, Susie. W's for Susie in the chat, not voting for Trump. Maybe even it's just because you're Ireland. At least you're not voting for him. Guys, spam MAGA down below in that chat if you want to come up and debate. We're looking for a next guest right now. So we are trying to get them up in here. Bobby, thank you for the cap. Dean, I'm funny. Thank you. I try to be. Read the text. Yeah, we're going to be doing that as soon as we could get a guest up here to debate. Alrighty, folks, ladies and gentlemen, we got Marlos loading in. Someone in the chat just called Parker a bop. That's crazy. Someone just said Parker's a 304. That's wild. Yo, crazy work. Okay, we're gonna go to move on. Hey, Brian, are you voting for Trump? Okay, all right. Brian's not here. Guys, spam me if you're in the queue and you want to come up and debate. Looks like we got one person. We got wow. Spam me. Hi, are you voting for Trump?
I am.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 18. I turned 18 1 month ago.
Okay, tell us why you're voting for Trump.
Because of what Kamala's passed. And I just think
Kamala Harris has passed. So what has Kamala Harris done in her past?
Well, as the San Francisco district attorney,
Make sure not to say the names of any drugs, by the way. Also, her name's Kamala.
She granted probation to a violent crime.
Okay, so granting probation to a violent crime is worse than committing one?
But then the person that she granted
Okay, he's leaving. Terrible. We're gonna go to move on to our next guest. Let's go to see what Kareem has to say. So actually the aunt just texted me that there's a rumor going around that I don't answer my texts, which is true. I am so bad at responding to texts. It is unreal. It is so bad, bro. It is so bad. All right, moving on to our next guest here, y'all. Everyone just give us a minute. I should honestly hop off and start prepping for that here soon, but I just want more debates. I need more debates. I'm gonna die if I don't have more debates. But I'll probably be back on after the dinner, right? Like I'd assume I'll probably coast with Parker for at least an hour or two. We're gonna go and see what our next guest has to say. Everyone just do be patient. We got Mean Flower loading up in the queue. We got Vimal, dude. Honestly, this is rough. Also, if you want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms. They go directly to me and they allow me to continue to do this every single day. I'm actually gonna go and pull them up, but I am just looking for a debate. No one from the queue is loading in. Spam me if you're in the queue and you want to come up and debate. Let me see a me down below because I'm accepting like 10, 20 people up and none of them are loading in. Put me in the chat. Savage Grizz got you with an invite up. Perfection. Okay. Hey, are you voting for Trump?
I am, yes.
Okay, why is that?
Well, I was going to vote for RFK, and then RFK dropped out and endorsed Trump. So
Okay,
I'm
are
going
you
to vote for
driving?
Trump. I'm sitting in my truck. I've been waiting in the queue for a
Joe,
little bit,
thank you
and
for the $10, and Serenity with a $2, and Raffaella with a $1, Nancy with a $5, and Amanda with a $5. I appreciate you guys. Okay, so RFK, why? Okay, so you think that Trump's better than Harris because RFK endorsed Harris? So is it fair for people to say that they think that Harris is better than Trump because Taylor Swift endorsed Harris?
No, what I'm saying is I'm voting for Trump because RFK dropped out.
Okay, so why is Trump better than Harris?
Why is any of these two candidates good for anything? My question is, are these really the best two people in the United States out of however many million people we have to be president of the United States.
It doesn't matter because they're who's running. I think that Kamala Harris is up there. I don't think Donald Trump is. I don't think that you should be.
Why is Kamala up there? Kamala up there?
Because she wants to fight for what's right. I like her policy. She's going to progress our country in a positive direction. She has charisma. She has stage presence, and she has intelligence.
So, keeping black men in prison longer than their sentence is better than Donald Trump.
Okay, name one black man she kept in prison longer than her sentence.
As a DA in San Francisco, she did that. It's proven.
Okay, if it's proven, there should be evidence to substantiate it. Can you show me the evidence?
I'm sitting in my truck, so I can't show you the evidence, but she has done that.
Okay, so you're hiding the evidence for this proven claim. Ron, thank you for the $10 on Venmo for dunking on the MAGA craziness. There, he has the evidence, just like Trump has the healthcare plan, right?
I wish RFK would have stayed in.
Do you have the evidence like he has a healthcare plan?
Does he have a healthcare plan?
No, just like you don't have the evidence. I have the evidence for this claim. She totally did this thing that I'm accusing her of doing, and she's also a communist fascist. And she's going to let the Haitians.
Hey man, I appreciate you letting me in, and you're funny and you're smart.
Appreciate you for coming up, man. Oh, funny and smart. Oh, really? We're going to move on to our next guest here. Let's go and see what our next guest, Briss, has to say. Everybody just give us a minute. Yeah, someone in the chat said concept of an evidence. Crazy. All right, we're going to get our next guest up in here. Everyone just give us a minute. Dean Blushing. Oh, I know. He wanted me bad. Shit, maybe I need to run for president. All right? He'll vote for me. Hell yeah. All right. Guys, spam MAGA in the chat if you want to come up and debate. Spam MAGA down below. Let's see it. I should. Yeah, give me another 20 years and I will. Dawn, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. As a mom, I'm so proud of you. Dawn, that is so kind of you. Thank you for the $5 on Venmo. You're awesome. Run for president, 15 years, and I will be doing it. Honestly, if I'm still in politics in 15 years, I'll either have a House seat or a Senate seat. Undeniably. Chloe, thank you so much for the confetti. But that's if I'm still in politics. There's a good chance that I just kind of drop out of the whole politics thing, live an easier life. Y'all understand that my lifestyle is very high stress. Imagine just arguing with people for 6 hours, 7 days a week. It definitely serves as a little bit of a detriment to the mental health. Still waiting on our next guest. Spam me in the comment section if you want to come up and debate. What's up, user? Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay, why?
I'm voting for him. Well, before I say why, can I just get you to admit that the DNC is corrupt as well?
What corruption do we see in the DNC?
Well, the DNC has become the party of war. They've committed a genocide, or we've helped funded a genocide. They have the same donors as the RNC.
Oh, the genocide in Palestine?
Correct.
Okay, and what does Trump want to do about that?
I'm not saying that's not my argument. My argument is that the DNC is just as. I'm
going to go ahead and take a guess that you're not actually voting for Trump and you're not voting at all.
I am, but I'm voting for RFK Jr.
Wait, if you care about not supporting a genocide, why are you voting for Trump, the person that says Israel should win?
Can you admit that though? That you really think
I don't like the fact that the DNC is supporting a genocide. Why are you voting for the person that's worse for it?
So that they are corrupt then?
Yeah. So in part. So why are you voting for Trump, the person that's worse for the genocide in Palestine?
I'm voting for them because RFK Jr. says that Trump is going to make him the health czar.
Oh, dear God. So you care more about people's health here at home in America than in Palestine. Why?
No, I don't. But I don't I don't think that Trump.
See, that's the issue. I'm going to be honest, user. I hate it when Trump supporters virtue signal about the left's support for Palestine. I think that we should be.
That's not at all what I'm saying. That's not all.
I think that we should be calling it out, right? I think that it's legitimately something that we could talk about. But the fact that you will call it out and then vote for the person that's worth for it is insanity. It is. It's insane to me. It's so insane to me. He said that he's the most pro-Israel president that we've ever had, that Israel has the right to win the war, and that we should continue funding them until they do so. Meanwhile, Harris is calling for a ceasefire agreement. Donald Trump has criticized Biden and Harris to reducing shipments of weapons to Israel, saying that they need all the weapons that they could get to slaughter all the babies they can. That last part was added on by me, but that's essentially what's true. And Kashi, I appreciate you for the $5 on PayPal. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much, Kashi. And it's just crazy that you'd even bring that up as a point, you know? All right. Well, now you got to figure out how to unmute user. There you go.
So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. No, the point of that was just to prove that I believe that the DNC is also corrupt as well. I believe that the RNC is corrupt.
I'm not like a full-fledged bleeding blue Democrat all the way. They've never done anything wrong. I'm much more of a realist, okay? And all realists are voting for Kamala Harris.
Okay. Well, I mean, do you have an issue with RFK Jr. and his policies with our health?
RFK Jr. is a grapist.
No, that's not true. There's a difference between graping somebody and sexually assaulting somebody, which he admitted to do. And he also used to be addicted to heroin back in the day, but I believe that people can change.
Oh, see, I appreciate you so much for the sunglasses. We're going to move on to our next guest here. He said the name of a drug and was just being deplorable. So we're going to move on. Oh, chat. Hi, DJ, are you voting for Trump? Someone in the chat asked if this is the guy from Jubilee. I am. Okay, go back to spamming me down below in the chat if you want to come up and debate. Joe, thank you for the $20 on PayPal saying I hope that you're taking care of my mental health. It's been doing better. It's been getting progressively better as time has passed. I appreciate you for the $20, Joe. Chat, please show some love to Joe. In fact, I just want to take a moment and spam some W's in the chat for everybody that has donated today. I really appreciate each and every single one of you guys, but massive W's for Joe for the $20. Thank you, Joe. Hi, XL, are you voting for Trump?
I'm not. I just wanted to come on and say I support you and everything that you do in your.
You're awesome. I love you. Thank you for coming up. W's for the guests in the chat. I hate doing that. I hate it so fucking much. I appreciate you for your love. Thank you. I hate doing that. Thank you. Hi, are you voting for Trump? The real estate guy, are you voting for Trump?
No, I'm not.
Hey, W. Wait, actually, I have a question for you real quick. How do you feel about Kamala Harris's $25,000 subsidy for first-time homebuyers?
I love it. I think it's super important. But the thing that I did want to say to you guys is...
Hell yeah, that's right. I appreciate you for coming up once again, and I apologize for kicking you. We are just looking to debate people that are voting for Trump. It's super duper simple. Guys, if you're in the queue, make sure that you're voting for Trump. Very clean, cut, and clear. Spam MAGA down below in the chat if you do want to come up here and debate. I'm going to go ahead and reference the chat for the rest of our live here. What's up, Craig? Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, why the hell are you doing that, son? No, he's going to leave. Bro, why? Okay, moving on to our next guest. Crazy work, crazy work, crazy work, crazy work. Let's go to get Alex in the box, y'all. All right, let's see who our next guest is. We got Sean loading up in. We got User. We got Hales. We got everybody, bro. Holy shit. All right, Nathan, I see you down there. Hope you're well. Chloe, thank you for the hand arts. Today's been a long day. I know. Today's been a slow day. Guys, hit that follow button. Wow, holy shit. Yo, we got this account to 100,000 followers in less than a week. Oh my God, chat, that is insane. We got this account to 100,000 followers in less than a week. This is my 5th account that has hit 100,000 followers. God. And dude, I've been like starting to get like realized in public too. You know what? India, I appreciate you for the boxing gloves. Thank you for the love. You're awesome. Thank you, India. Thank you so much. What if we just ended here and did a Q&A for the rest of the stream? Like, would y'all be pissed? Would y'all be pissed? Like, I don't know. Let's just do 10, 20 minutes of a Q&A. We're not getting people up. Cammy, thank you for the rose. I appreciate you so much for the love. Yeah, do it. Okay. All right. We have 6.6 thousand people in here. If you want to leave to go watch debates, head over to Parker's. No worries. We're going to hang out and do a Q&A for the rest of the stream here. Welcome. So everybody, I mean, I was going to end anyways. So it's like there wasn't many more debates to come for me. So it's okay. We're going to go ahead and do a Q&A. So we actually have a couple ways to do this Q&A. I have my Venmo and my PayPal pulled up on my computer. If you want to ask me a question that you know I will respond to, my Venmo and my PayPal are in my bio. Why am I saying that? It's not to incentivize y'all paying me money. It's just because we have a lot of people in here and I'm not going to be able to read off every chat. So if you want to make sure that I read off your chat, donate to me and attach it on the Venmo and the PayPal. Okay, all that stuff is in the bio. I have them pulled up on my computer. We'll be able to see that. But I'm just going to start taking questions from the chat. I'm going to answer whatever y'all want. Hell yeah. So let's see what we got. Let's see. What a joke. Someone in the chat called me a joke and we're all laughing at you. What's my main? It's at It's Dean. Honestly, at this point, if you look up Dean, you'll probably find it. Bryce Hall update. So Bryce Hall DM'd me on Instagram saying that he wanted to box. And that if I could come out to Las Vegas whenever. Corey with $1 saying, when is the Bryce Hall thing? Really, whenever I want it to be. He said that I could just go out to Las Vegas and box him whenever, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Awesome. Let's see. Please drop a hair 360. I bet you could probably find one in my new Jubilee video. Am I from Colorado? I am. Hey, Joe, thank you for the $20 on PayPal saying, not a question, but I think you're awesome. Joe, I think you're awesome, man. You're always in here. You're like literally in here every day, man. Joe, you're literally phenomenal. Let's get some W's for Joe in the chat. Anyways, I bet there's honestly like a lot of new people coming in here. Stacy, thank you for the $10 on Venmo saying, did I see the CU game last night? I did. They ate. I did see the CU game. They ate, Stacy. Eric, thank you for the $1 on Venmo saying, thoughts on Jill Stein? I don't trust her. I think that she is running for president to take votes away from Harris, and that it's possible that she's getting paid to do it by Russia. Audrey, thank you for the $15 on Venmo. W's for Audrey in the chat saying, how did I get into politics and where am I in Colorado? So I got into politics because I've always had more left-leaning views. However, I grew up supporting Trump. And when I grew into those more left-leaning views, I honestly just wanted to try to convince my family members that they should have more left-leaning views too, because they're very staunch Republicans. It didn't work, but that kind of segued into the debates. Yolanda, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, saying fan for life. Yolanda, I love you. Thank you for the $10. You're so awesome. W's for Yolanda. Let's see here. Would I ever consider running for president? If I had the platform to do so, absolutely. I actually don't think that we've had many presidents that have actually been about genuine change and progression and have been intelligent enough to implement it right. And I think that, you know, that's something I would consider in my adult professional life. Tyler, thank you for the $3 on Venmo. Am I training for my fight with Bryce Hall? Yeah, a little bit. My plan is to lose the fight than win the debate, though. I mean, I'm not going to contest him, even if I train like hell. He weighs 70 more pounds than I do, and he's been doing it professionally for a couple of years. There's no contest there. The point would be to box him, to beat him in a debate. And once again, I'm realistic enough to admit that. Gavin, thank you for the $6 and the 66 cents on Venmo, saying, hi, Dean, long-time viewer and donor. Thanks for being awesome. Will I go back to God debates post-election? I actually will. I will do that indeed. Matthew Hayes, thank you so much for the $5 on PayPal. I'll get around to your question here shortly. Jordan, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Just want to let you know that I've been watching your life at work for hours now. Thank you for all that you do and continuing to inspire other debaters and educating young viewers. Super proud of your Jubilee video. I'll see you on the Discord server, I'm sure. Jordan, you've been watching forever. I love you. Thank you so much for the love. Zoe with a $1. How do I deal with all the hate I get? You grow into it. That's a good question. You know, when I first started out doing these streams, the hate got to me. It really impacted my mental health. It kind of sent me into a spiral. But the longer I've got it, the longer I've done these things, I kind of disassociate from the hate. Sally, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. What's the bike poster that's always behind me in my real background? I actually don't really know. I'm in my brother's office. That's just on his wall. Cami, thank you so much for the $10 on PayPal, saying I'm an ally, are you? Absolutely, Cami. Thank you for the love. Preston, thank you for the $2 on Venmo. Let's see here. Katrina with the $10 on Venmo, saying, when people say it's okay, Roe v. Wade went to the States, what can we say for the rebuttal? How do we get men to shut up about women's bodies? Well, if they support Roe v. Wade going back to the States because it'll save the lives of more innocent kids, would they support 2A going back to the States because that would save the lives of more innocent kids? That's a good one. Elsie, thank you for the $20 on Venmo for the debates. I really appreciate you for the love, Elsie. Make sure to show Elsie some love in that chat. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Is my brother also conservative? Yes, my brother is also a very staunch conservative. So my brother actually sat down and watched my debates on Jubilee, and he wrote 5 pages of notes where he disagreed with me. This is from my brother. Jordan, thank you for the $1, and Corey, thank you for the $3. What is my favorite movie? Probably Interstellar. David, thank you for the $1, saying, I just want to say that you're awesome. I saw the Jubilee thing and you were impressed. I appreciate you for the love, David. So yeah, my brother is actually a really smart guy. I'm not going to lie. My brother is incredibly intelligent. And we have a lot of good, productive dialogue. Me and him talk every day about our disagreements in a very civil manner. We have a lot of respect for one another. And it's a dynamic that I'm proud of, honestly. Lorraine, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. Have I been to Stanley Hotel? I have not. I would like to. Letitia, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. How did me and Parker meet? We met through a mutual friend, started playing video games with one another, figured out we had a lot in common, became best friends. Easy. Matthew, thank you for the $5. Have I ever debated a Trump fan on here who had facts and numbers to defend their stance instead of the usual feelings and conspiracy theories? Yeah, but it's rare. Absolutely, it's rare. But hey, guys, how did y'all feel about my performance in my Jubilee debate? How did y'all feel about it? How did you guys feel about it? Let me know. Then also, if you want to ask any questions, feel free to do so on Venmo and PayPal. I think I'm getting a little bit too many questions right now, and I want to make sure that I am getting around to all questions that are asked. So we're going to invoke a very basic principle of macroeconomics here. The higher the price go, the lower the demand goes. So I just want to clarify, I will only be answering questions associated with donations over $5. And I want to clarify for a second time, that's not to make money. If there's a better way to do this, I would. But I just want to make sure that I'm answering every single thing that's asked of me. And I am like constantly getting notifications of donations. I'm like, I am actually sorry, and I don't want to come off as like a grifter or anything. Oh, you guys enjoyed the video. Great to hear. I had so much fun filming that. I was really tired, but it was fun. I've loved the edits of it too. I love the fan edits. I love them. I love them. I love them. But yo, Liz with the $20 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for the love. Liz, say no question. I just wanted to say that I appreciate you. I've been watching you for months and will continue to watch. Thank you for educating and entertaining us. You were great on Jubilee. Liz, that's seriously so kind of you. Thank you so much for the love, Liz. And Shirley with the $25 on Venmo. W's for Shirley in the chat, saying Shirley asks, how's my girlfriend? Well, she's all right. I'd say that it's a little bit hard to be her where I'm at right now. Like, since the video dropped, I've had hundreds of women DMing me and hitting on me every day. And that could be hard, you know, just like place yourself in that situation. You know, no matter how much trust or faith or love you have in your partner, that's hard. I also had a very prominent celebrity hit me up too, which also kind of like was hard. Of course, like I don't entertain that kind of shit, but you know, still, yeah, I'd imagine if you had a partner that was getting that much attention, you know, it's just something that you kind of gotta, you know, unfortunately, there's not much you can do about it. Heidi, I appreciate you for the $3 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. Yeah, all right, let's reload them here. Let's reload them. Preston, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, saying, do I think that religion is our biggest crutches to society politically? No, I think that the way that people abuse religion. I don't care if you have faith in something greater than you. In fact, I would say that's not a crutch on society. That helps society, right? Because when people are happier, people are more productive. People are doing better in their lives. People are committing less crimes. But it's just the way that people have contorted it and misuse it. That's the issue. Yeah, I have no inherent problem with religion. Charles, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Let's get some W's for Charles in the chat. I really wish that you had a mute button on the Jubilee show. You couldn't get a single point out with him interrupting me. It was terrible, man. But I think that I looked really good because I was calm, cool, and collected, and they were incessantly interrupting me. Molly, thank you for the $5. Am I in college, and what is my major? I am in college. I go to CU Boulder, so I live in Boulder, Colorado. And my major's in philosophy, but I'll probably change that to political science. And Amy, thank you for the $5, saying, do I know what Twitter's calling me Blonde Tom Holland? I don't know why Twitter's calling me Blonde Tom Holland. I've had hundreds of thousands of people call me Blonde Tom Holland. I do not look like a Blonde Tom Holland, but have I been called Blonde Tom Holland since high school? Absolutely, I have. Yeah, all right, let's see what else we got on PayPal. I do not look like Tom Holland. Guys, by the way, y'all should follow my fucking Twitter, okay? So I've gotten like over 50 million views on Twitter in the last 24 hours. Maybe like one of the people that's posted a video is credited me. No issue. They're just reposting Jubilee's content, but I wish that I got that credit, you know? And Cammy, thank you so much for the $25 on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much, Cammy, saying that the pullout of Iraq girl pissed me off so bad. You handled it very well. Funny thing was that girl Tracy, who was just incessantly interrupting me about the pullout of Afghanistan, was so sweet, kind, and nice before we filmed. It was terrible. Shelly, thank you for the $20 on PayPal as well. Thank you for Shelly. If someone was going to carry out a study on Donald Trump and you could choose who they research, policy, character, performance, anything, what sort of study would you love to see? Character. I'd love to see a study on character. Like, I think if we knew the nuances of every bad thing that Trump has done, that would be sufficient to probably keep him out of the Oval Office. You know, but I mean, I'd like to see a study into his tax policy. I think that's what he champions, and it's not that good. Evelyn, I appreciate you for the $10 on Venmo. How often would I say I get MAGAs to change their vote? Very infrequently. It never happens. I'd say that the predominant reason of me running these lives isn't to necessarily like change the vote of the people I'm debating, but it's to inform the people watching. Okay, like I feel like I have had a genuine impact on this election. I feel like if you take me, Parker, Harry, Chris, combine the four of us and measure our impact, I think it would be substantial to a little degree. You know what I mean? And that is what I care about. It's about the people watching, not the people I'm debating. Yo, Alexis, thank you for the $1. Derek, thank you for the $10. I used to despise you and Parker for hating on Trump, but I kept listening and now I can't dispute anything you've said. You've been very educational and quite frankly entertaining. Derek, that is what I want to hear. See, you are the person listening, right, specifically, that I want to influence. The person that first swiped into my lives and got really mad and despised me for shitting on your guy. Completely valid reaction. I'm shitting on your champion. But then you listen to what I'm saying and it makes sense. W's for Derek, man. That is awesome. W's for Derek. And yo, holy shit, Joe! Thank you so much, Joe, for the $70 on PayPal. Holy crap, Joe. W's for Joe in the chat right now and forever, saying buy your girlfriend something nice with this. Joe, holy crap, that is so kind of you, man. Massive W's for Joe in that chat right now. That is seriously so kind, dude. W's for Joe. I'm going to take her out to a date with that, man. Let's go. I'm going to take her out to a date. Yeah, she hasn't been doing that well lately. We need to find an apartment and move the fuck out because she doesn't have that good of a home life. And that I'm gonna use that $70 to take her on a nice damn date. Joe, we need to talk. We need to talk. Joe deserves. I think that Joe deserves a date. I think that Joe deserves a date, man. That's what I think. And James with the $100 on Venmo. Holy shit, James. W's for James in the chat, man. Wow. W's for Joe and W's for James. That is quite frankly insane. Thank you so much for the incredible love here. James says people should watch Stop the Steal. Keep up the great work. The Rod Squad. Wait, is that a movie? Is there a movie about how Donald Trump attempted to steal the election? If so, we all need to watch that. W's for James for the $100. Tanisha with the $10 saying W's for Dean's girlfriend. Thank you for the $10. W's for Dean's girlfriend. She's a sweetheart. I wish that I could introduce her to y'all, but I'd just be putting her in so much harm's way. Medina, thank you for the $5 saying I got a request. I sent a request on accident. I love how patient you are with people, calmly letting them speak, and you're very, very respectful, especially on Jubilee. I appreciate you. Yeah, I kind of went in there with the intention of being super respectful to the Republicans, and I think that it worked really well. I'm glad that I did it that way. Henrik, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. You are awesome. Do you and Parker know about the Financial Times Economics said that Trump would be much worse for inflation and deficits? Yeah, I need to reference that more. Thank you for the $10, Henriks. Let's see here. Preston with a $5 separation of church from state doesn't exist when all the people in power can't separate their religion from their job. I absolutely agree with that. Elizabeth, thank you for the $10 saying, can you please check out the documentary? Can you please check out the documentary? It is the facts about Trump's corruption from Russia with Lev. Lev is on MSNBC. This helped my MAGA friends see the light. Sure, I'll check that out. And thank you for the $10. Let's go. I love this. This is a lot of fun. Let's see here. Lorraine, thank you for the $30 on PayPal. W's for you, Lane, in the chat. It's not much, but this is for your girlfriend. Yeah, you guys are, that's too kind. That's the soft spot right there, man. W's for Lorraine. Dude, that's crazy. That's so kind of you, Lorraine. That's so kind. I'm gonna take her out to a damn nice date. Yeah. Anyways, something I just wanted to kind of. Oh, my girlfriend. Someone in the chat said my girlfriend's a baddie. Bro, she's a baddie. Trust. The girlfriend is a baddie. Okay, listen. She's a baddie. She's a baddie. She always has been. She always will be. She's an absolute baddie. Holy shit. Jordan, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, saying I'm always giving you donos, but here's another one for your girlfriend. Thank you, Jordan. You guys are kind. Shonda with a $5. Do I have a single older brother or dad? I do have a dad. A lot of people like to hit on my father. A lot of people think that my father is a DILF. a lot of people call my father a DILF. Do you guys want to see a picture of my father? I could do that. I could do that. Let's see here. I gotta find it somewhere. He deactivated his Facebook account because a lot of people were like finding him and then reaching out to him. He actually has people do that every day. Like my dad gets texts and calls from random's number asking if he's my dad. I feel bad for him. I actually don't know if I have a picture to even pull up. I bet I could find one if I really looked. You know what? Give me 10 seconds. I bet. All right, there we are. We're back. So, I mean, this isn't a picture of him from like right now. So there's him when he was my age, and then there's him when he was like 23 right there. But of course he's a little bit older now. Megan, I appreciate you for the $3.33. Yeah, there's a father. And you know what? I look a lot like him. And like this specifically with his haircut. It's like no DNA test needed there. Raphael, I appreciate you for the $1. Yeah, no DNA testing needed there. All right, you look just like him. I know. It's kind of eerie. Spitting image. All right, hey guys. So I am gonna go ahead and hop off for right now. I have to go to that family get together, but I'm gonna be back on later. So I am a little bit addicted to these lives. If you don't know, now you know. And I didn't get enough time on live today. We did about 4 hours. So I'm going to be back later. Let's go ahead and raid Parker. Spam at Parker, get a job in that chat. Let's go ahead and drop him a raid. Let's do it. Spam at Parker, get a job in that chat right now. Let's give Parker a raid. At Parker, get a job down below. So for the 3.5 thousand people in here, head over to at Parker, get a job on TikTok. Spam Dean Raid in the chat. I will see you all over there in a couple hours. Spam Dean Raid. Love you all. See you over there in a couple hours. Adios. See y'all later.